so much, Insu, and our
ये हेलो 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 व्हाट्सअप, कैसे हो यार, क्या हाल है। एंड आई वुड से यू गाइस, आज का दिन बहुत ज़्यादा मज़ेदार होने वाला है। मैं पहले तो बता दूं, मैं एग्ज़ाम देने जा रहा हूँ मतलब अभी के लिए तो एग्ज़ाम्स चालू है, इसलिए आई एम अनएबल टू स्ट्रीम रेगुलरली। लेकिन मेरे को सबसे पहले बताओ यार, हाउ यू गाइस फेल्ट द वीडियो वीडियो कैसी लगी, बिकॉज दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट। वीडियो से भी ज़्यादा पहले मेरे को अब ये बताओ, कौन सी टीम को सपोर्ट कर रहे हो। एक्चुअली मैच चालू होने ही वाला है, रुकिए। आय आय हेलो सेन, ऑफ कोर्स पहला गेम वॉइस, पहला गेम सेन इज ओके। लेकिन व्हाट अबाउट द फर्स्ट गेम, रुक जाओ, जब तक सब कुछ सेट हो जाता है तब तक फुल फेस कैम करते हैं। स्टार्ट करता हूँ, थोड़ा सा रुको यार। अरे कर रहा हूँ यार। पिस्टल निकाल देगा, नहीं निकलेगा, टेंशन ना लो। हमेशा की अभी स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ है यार,
they've come in and changed their comps. Like we say, the hardest thing is to beat them twice. So they're bringing a new comp and a new philosophy on how to handle split. Question is, will Gen.G be able to deal with it this time, now that there's nothing spooky going on?
Well, it also seemed like, at least for PLAYFOFFS, once their comp was figured out, they were like, okay, let's change this one. We lost EDG, we need to
perfect.
try and fix things we've got going on. The thing is, though, the same can be said for their opponent, because we saw Gen.G come in, switch into this composition.
तारिक भाई, ओए हुए तारिक के फैंस यार, एक दिन अपने भी फैंस ऐसा स्टेडियम में रहेंगे, मजा आएगा।
Allow them to be a bit more explosive, but I just remember that defensive half of Texture and Meteor. I think they both ended up with 22 kills. Both were the best player in the server. It was like going toe to toe all the way through. So it is one of those matches.
Guys, 24 तारीख को
we are just going to go the duelists of the pinnacle. These are the players we have to watch. The amount of times the PLAYFOFFS would have just got absolutely
ये क्या बोलते हैं, मास्टर्स मैड्रिड ग्रैंड फाइनल्स की वॉच पार्टी है, 24 तारीख को रखी है खार सोशल करके एक जगह है उधर, जी वालों ने। तो शुड वी गो, बिकॉज उधर भाई इनवाइट मिला है। मेरे को तो मैसेज है, मेरे को व्हाट्सएप है।
super close. I mean, if we go based on what we saw in the past,
क्या शैडो भाई नहीं निकला ना, क्यों टेंशन लेते हो। ये गेम इज गोइंग टू बिगिन। असेंट लोटस, असेंट क्या, सॉरी मां की आंख, साला आधी नींद है। कोई ना, चलो डबल डुलिस्ट, डबल कंट्रोलर, और वही वापस से ट्रिपल डुलिस्ट वाला कॉम कैंसिल कर दिया। ये
Mind Freak peeking off the back of it. They're going to be stuck in the corner early on. This is a great start for PLAYFOFFS.
Vai Mart, nice Monyet.
Boombot was chasing him. Munyet caught him. And for Gen.G, 2 versus 5, barely.
Heal up.
Still got the spike, but they have to hope for some serious mistakes.
जाओ ले भाई, लेकिन फाइनल्स यहाँ पे भी तो वॉच पार्टी करनी है।
You can see. There's no real
दो चीज है ना, यहाँ पे वॉच पार्टी करेगी, वहां जाएं, दो सवाल है। लेट्स सी, देखेंगे 24th का, 24th को।
Yeah, I think the scary prospect on this map,
ये
have seen some sort of rougher.
मंदिर ऐसा पिक नहीं।
Obviously that is helped a little bit by having that omen instead of the
short red away.
It's an absolutely flawless start to this one.
Crazy round guys, crazy round.
This is the map that they'll win.
Tempo setup कर रहे हैं।
I think the next two
भाई गला गया है यार एकदम से।
Even more so because of the fact that we saw recently on Lotus the change.
Full tempo set कर रहे कि हाँ यार कैसे करना है, let's go.
Didn't look good. So this is the map that I feel like PLAYFOFFS have to win.
अगर यही टेम्पो के साथ गेम निकाला ना, तो लाउड और सेंटिनल्स का मैच जल्दी दिखेगा।
because that's just how they are. They just manage to adapt. They have the individual players that
Woohoo!
sometimes they can just frag through a map. And that is rare.
Enjoying
It
the
is
game
very
is the
difficult
most
to have people
important thing.
that are on that level.
At least from the games we've had, Tom, it has been an insane percentage of teams trading out their own map picks, losing your pick.
PRX तो सही में
and
स्मर्फ
winning
खेल दी है,
your opponents.
फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता जीते आ रहे, अरे चिल करते हैं वो लोग एक्चुअली एंजॉय करने के लिए खेलते हैं, इस वजह से वो लोग को मजा आता है.
Kind of being applied to Munyet now, blinded up, he's taken down. Okay, it's not a bad start at all for Gen.G.
ओए
Winning some more fights with heals up. Okay, it looks like
भाई साहब something that no scopes.
I would love to see Forsaken's POV in that, because what it looked like he did was jump down from the heavens with an outlaw in hand and try and face their entire team. Now that would be ridiculous to even attempt, but
crazy. But do you know who he is?
भाई that
yes,
no
I do.
scopes man,
He's
that
just
no
lost his gun.
scopes.
It's now been given to something, and he's bought a judge to replace it. So that again.
वे क्रेजी बंदे हैं यार, मेरे को समझ ही नहीं आता ये लोग इतना अच्छा कैसे खेल लेते हैं.
Well, it looks like we're going to use
कभी कभी खुद पे डाउट होता है भाई, ऐसा वालोरेंट भी होता है तो हम क्यों नहीं खेल पाते हैं. 140 heal करें.
left on Meteor, but that's the one problem. If you're the one taking contact with that outlaw, you're not going to kill the player.
Sky.
You need to get out.
That's the thing. They can just heal him back up, so that it's actually not that problematic for what was an early battle. You can already see heading in that direction. Munya is going to get aggressive as well. Bear in mind, this purchase is fairly weak for PlayFoffs. Normally, you'd see a rifle or two in the mix, but this is just SMGs. It can work more so on
हेवन को कैसा गार्ड, मिड को कैसा गार्ड कर रहे हो तुम.
fairly nasty, but that's the thing I've really enjoyed about Gen.G.
दोनों क्रॉस फायर में.
They've been careful throughout this tournament. They are not one of those.
ये पूरा एंकर करने के लिए छोड़ा है भाई साहब, दवाई के लिए. बैक साइड और एल्बो से खेल सकता है आराम से.
Especially in these sort of rounds, very careful.
गलत इन्फो है बॉयज, ये मत जाओ.
For them, whatever noise they made on A has sold it to PRX. We're now running the gamble on an A stack. Of course, there's an outlaw there that could be retrieved. I doubt it even will be. It's quite far up, and the player that will pick it is in heaven, because that spike plant should be coming down in a little bit. PRX, hear no noise, see nobody here. There's a flash still on device.
भाई क्या साउंड कट किया है. फ्लैश आएगा, स्मोक आएगा, डैशन आएगा, टीपी और ये साइड का एंट्री.
You know, it's hard to get back into a site with these weapons as well, especially a site like this where pretty much every fight on the way in.
अब चारों भागेंगे सिटी से.
Normally you talk about okay, maybe going down to
Gen.G का प्लेयर कार्ड कितना सेक्सी है, मस्त है. वो भी देखा है मैंने. गिफ्ट कर दो यार, कोई गिफ्ट कर दो. कुछ तो मतलब Gen.G मत करो, but at least यार सेंटिनल्स ही कर दो. शॉट रे 4 सेकंड.
Exactly what Forsaken does. He got a rifle, but it's very short-lived. Well held.
इश भाई. By the way, ये पैसिफिक फाइनल्स ही हो गया एक तरह से. अपर ब्रैकेट फाइनल्स है ये, लेकिन ये पैसिफिक फाइनल्स के जैसे ही हो गया.
When you've got that kind of weaponry advantage and you're not caught out of position.
सेन तो आप गिफ्ट करोगे.
It's a fairly bog standard start.
लेकिन सेन गिफ्ट करने के लिए व्यूज चाहिए, व्यूज तो है नहीं हमारे पास. So I don't think so. सेन आप लोगों को चाहिए.
Third round could have seen a bit more damage out of that side, but again they did gamble on a site. It didn't work out. This is what happens. The opportunity though to deal that damage here as we get
something चौथा राउंड ऑपरेटर आ गया.
And the shot is not landed, but yet good for one and drop the B site.
Omandev.
But Gen.G back off. The whole time they've been leaving Meteor outside of A to catch a rotation. He hasn't found one.
चलो ये पूरा का पूरा है ना, फॉर्मेट ही चेंज कर देते. पूरे साल में जितनी वॉच पार्टीज होगी ना, उसमें 40,000 या 40,000 रखते. चलो क्योंकि साल में तो बहुत इवेंट है ना, पूरा VCT पैसिफिक का लीग है, लीग के बाद VCT मास्टर, एक और मास्टर्स है, फिर चैंपियंस है, बहुत कुछ बचा है ना. 40,000 इन टोटल पूरा VCT सीजन.
He might get caught. He's switching between utility. Finally, will pull the gun out, but the aggression of his teamate gets absolutely nothing. And
अरे भैया ऐसा नहीं हो, सेव करेगा अभी
ऑप्शन.
भाई ये क्लासिक वाला सीन हो गया जो अपन कॉम्पटी में कर दे कि यूटिल करूँ या फाइट लूँ, यूटिल करूँ कि फाइट लूँ, यूटिल करूँ कि फाइट लूँ, तब तक बंदा आ जाता है.
If you had a few more kills along the way, a few more orbs picked up, something like that, maybe risk it with the blade storm. But even then,
अभी कितना हो गया? अभी तो कितना हुआ है?
Doesn't want to throw it out. And for Gen.G, I think they're sort of
स्टूडियो में चेक करके बात.
They heard the op earlier on, right? They know that it's in play right now, so they're gone spread out. Already sending Munchkin
Let's
to try
check
and
in
find
the
this
studio
player,
and tell you guys. Simple.
Based on the time, it looks like he might be safe. They'd have to
किधर है?
start
Content
hightailing it in that direction now. So
live.
an opt for the next round, but just look at the credits on PaperX. It's not like they're going to be able to fully recover into a standard buy. I think the pendulum's kind of swinging in Gen.G's favor now at 2-2. Economy's under their control, and ults will come online soon.
Yeah, and as I said, when we saw them play against CDG, they had a really stellar, aggressive and confident defensive side. So I think for them, any sort of
अभी तक तो total 550 हुए.
really important.
अभी तक views हुए ही नहीं है. यार ये तो गलत चीज़ है ना.
Cause issues in the round, but as said, they've been methodical. Their utilities been
Master अभी ये देखो upper bracket इसमें semis में और finals में उम्मीद है. Let's see.
It's expected at this point.
These are finals, फिर lower finals है. बहुत उम्मीद है उन सब से. ये 3 events हैं. It's fine अगर नहीं भी होता है तो. वैसे भी ग्रैंड फाइनल्स में 10 मेंबरशिप गेम अवे का देख रहा हूँ मैं. ये क्या हुआ? भाई साहब आगे चले गया वो फ्लैश में.
And he's actually got a teammate in there. I don't know if they've seen Forsaken, but they certainly have now at heavy cost. Smokes are down, but so too are the majority of PaperX players. It's only something left, but he has that off. The 1v2 he didn't go for. The 1v3, it's tempted him. It's pulled him in for the fight. He hasn't found them to start off though in that dash.
अगर एक फ्रैग मिला ना भाई.
So many tough angles, tight angles to clear with this op in hand. And no idea there's a player up top. He's checking.
क्या फ्लिक मारा लेकिन.
He was close by, ready for that play. A third round found for Gen.G. They're running away with this early game.
Yeah, still a close round for what was invested. That was a decent
10K
stack up in the early stages for PRX, just basically having the majority.
चलो व्यूज 20K ही रखते हैं जो मैंने ट्वीट किया था. पर सीजन के एंड तक 20K कराने हैं बस. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Well, you see the
सीजन के एंड तक करा दो.
This man is with the operator. The problem though is he's not going to be able to have it for this round. They didn't have the extra finances and the quick trading again. The fundamentals of Gen.G sublime.
1 kill, 1 death as well, so he's still 2 away from a Blade Storm. So we're down
अरे
to just
10K
that
पे मैं दे
5.
दूंगा.
But as we said, ultis were coming online. We saw
20K in the whole season. VCT Pacific included, Master Shanghai included, Champions included as well.
Have in the back pocket of Forsaken and could play a role later on in the round for Gen.G. You can see their spread. This is a full default
Champions
play.
खत्म होने से
At this point,
पहले
they're
तक जब तक
expecting
बंडल
PRX
है
to make
एक्चुअली
some
स्टोर के अंदर
adaptations and to throw out some of that
2
signature
Sentinels
early round
bundle
aggression.
और
Still
2.
hasn't happened though. They're happy to bunker down and wait for that push to come through. Like I said, the other
चलो
problem
let's
here,
keep it.
Gen.G have a lot
20K
of
till the
credits
end of
built
the
up.
season.
If PaperX lose this round, it's going to be a skyrocket.
Oh, maybe when. That's not the start they were looking for. 2 players down immediately. Forsaken's been a hero before, but down to just 5 HP. That's not really going to work too well for them.
By the way, परसों सुपरमार्केट सिमुलेटर का एक मस्त वीडियो शूट किया है.
But also in towards the A site. The realizations there are
Cuts process में फाइनल एडिट कब आता है देखते हैं. ओए विफ्ट यार विफ्ट so hard but दवाई 2 क्लीनअप ले लिया बढ़िया है. काहे के लिए एक करके पीक करने का.
It leaves this man who did get healed up early in the round. As said, he's been ever so devastating. Showstopper.
Elbow!
Be able to clear, shoots it into the Viper's pit, but actually, Munchkin's just teamed up with his teammates, just left it. Doesn't even mind about the pit. I don't know if this
yeah,
it doesn't even
mate.
matter. Loses the fight to his counter raise. And the
हाँ
march
कब आएगा.
continues on for
कट्स
Gen.G.
चालू है.
Gen.G
Most
are having a
probably ये
field
वीक
day
तक
right
कट्स
now.
आ जाने
Mentioned
कट्स हो
the
जाने
economy was in
चाहिए
their
कंप्लीट.
favor. The ults that were there for PaperX burned
क्या
up in
आज
that
क्या
round
डे है.
to try and gain some semblance of an advantage. And Divide did
Thursday
incredibly
है.
well. In his position,
सैटरडे
he
तक कट्स हो
stayed
जाने
out and
चाहिए.
waited
संडे
for the
को
swing out with the player
most
Munchkin up
probably
top, almost sacrificing himself because he's so out in the open. They swung to try and trade him, and Divide had that beautiful off angle to just rip them to shreds.
जो
We're seeing
म्यूजिक एंड
elements of
वीएफएक्स
that
का
team
काम
play
है
there
वो
for
हो जाना
PaperX.
चाहिए.
We're seeing individuals win some of the
मोस्ट
fights, but
प्रोबेबली मंडे या
it's not
ट्यूसडे.
enough right now.
मंडे
Gen.G
और
have come
ट्यूसडे
locked and
तक
loaded
सब हो
with a
जाएगा.
huge lead to start. I mean, it's double the rounds, but it's the economy that's really the problem for me. You've got
So mostly
players
Tuesday
7K,
तक we will
5K,
roll out the
above
video.
is
That's
average for
the
the
case.
Gen.G side right now. PaperX, they're going to be on stingers, weaker weapons, no ultis to fall back on.
आज वैसे शैडो भाई पेपर दे के आया हूँ. मस्त गया है पेपर. दिक्कत ये है कि परसों पेपर है और कल एक मैच और रहेगा यार. लोअर फाइनल्स का.
coaching
टाइम आउट
staff,
उठा लिया
someone as
6 राउंड
legendary
में
as Solo,
बढ़िया है
I don't think you're ever
पहले
gonna have
4-4 में
the
उठा था
same
माइंड्रिक
mistakes
0 kills in
twice.
6
This guy
rounds
has
क्या हो
run
गया
around the block multiple times.
VLR.GG खोलते कल क्या है
Just giving him a moment to talk here is going to be beneficial for them.
मैच
A bit of a slow start
एक
as well,
सेकंड
but
मैच
also
जब तक
it is
चालू
just
होता है तब तक
reliant on those
VLR.GG
individuals
खोल
a
के
lot of the
रखते हैं
time. I think we saw some of the statistics posted earlier.
सेमीफाइनल्स है या फिर अपर फाइनल्स और लोअर
5v4
फाइनल्स भी है ना
conversion,
प्रॉब्लम तो
Gen.G,
यहाँ आती है
I think it's like 70-something%. For PRX, it's only like 60-something. But then they have a higher 4v5 because they have those
कि
individuals.
कल लोअर राउंड का 1 और एक
It's
अपर
not the
फाइनल है
greatest
अपर
stat you
फाइनल
want to have ever because you'd rather just be winning the rounds outright. But they need some of those heroes.
चलो
to
अपर
go
फाइनल भी बेस्ट ऑफ 3 है
okay,
दिक्कत नहीं
but
आएगी
It's not been enough to take rounds off Gen.G.
Haven't seen the numbers of clutches.
अरे कोई ना शेयर तो कर सकता
PlayFoffs, but PlayFoffs also do
आएंगे
very
नहीं
well.
19 चाहिए पास होना
Like we
यूनिवर्सिटी
say,
के पेपर है
previously
यार
bailed them from so many situations.
डिग्री
Now,
चाहिए
big
अपने को
weapons like we said, and close
नाइस
range
शॉट यार
surprise
भाई
factor
पूरा
is
उल्टा
probably
हो रहा है
the
रे
best
जो
way to
सोचा था
find
उसका
value. Mind Freak has at least picked up one, but Karen is making this one look easy. 3 kills already under his belt, 40 HP, and he's tucking in the corner. It looks like he's going to get this one easily with Mind Freak drop. That's his
Karen भाई तो इको ये शूटर है
if ever I've seen one. And that's the last thing that PRX wanted to give to their opponent. Again, not talking about them losing the round. That's expected. It's the amount of players still alive on Gen.G. They're farming.
shot.
But something has picked up one more. 3 to go. One hell of a play if he made it. And it ain't going to happen. Look at that firing squad down below.
90 किसको चाहिए गाइस 5 लोग देख रहे हो मेक श्योर यू हिट दैट लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब यार पेपर एक्स के लिए बनता है बॉस
They don't even lose another member of the squad. 5 and 2, and I love the sort of switch up in tempo, especially in these.
पूरे सीजन में 20k कर दिया है बॉयज इन द होल सीजन इफ वी हिट 20k सब्स 20k सब्स क्या बोल रहा हूं सब्स हो जाए तो बहुत ही बढ़िया है लेकिन सब्स के अलावा अगर टोटल व्यूज हो जाए तो और मजा आ जाएगा
Doesn't allow anybody to get too far ahead, and he even takes himself 4 kills while he's at it, so why not?
This is definitely where on the side of PRX you start to feel that,
thing
that
is that
mental pressure applied. Defense has been tested again.
हाँ, पानी का बॉटल
They
किधर
failed
गया
the test
हाफ टाइम में
again.
लेके आता हूं
5 in a row for Gen.G, and now ultis are there. Showstopper fired
भाई
off.
ये लोग
But
क्या
Gen.G
घुस रहे हैं
no
Gen.G
chance.
हेलो
For the way back through. No paranoia to play with. Still some flashes on Divide, but PRX set up with a man disadvantage on a retake. Seconds into the round.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy to
जीत
get back in
जाएंगे
here.
भाई
As
साहब क्या खेल रही है Gen.G
not bad in these 4v5s, but Gen.G are even better in the 5v4s. Opener
कुछ
again.
भी चल रहा है भाई
Takes
कुछ
down another
भी
Forsaken
चल रहा है
tries best, but he's almost dead. It is, and well, Black
क्लीन अप
VCT
ऐसे हो रहा है
might be one of the fastest
कुछ
rounds
भी
he's
खेल
ever
रहे
had
भाई
in VCT. That was so quick from Gen.G. And you could just see the more
मिरर कॉम
confidence
को
builds,
कड़क स्टडी
the
की है
faster these takes are getting. Gen.G getting opener after opener. They've used a couple of ults, but they're also
मिरर
able to
कॉम को
stagger
कड़क
them.
स्टडी की है
Showstopper used this round. Last round they used from the shadows.
कड़क
to
बोले
get
तो
the same sort
एकदम
of
सेक्सी
information. Although that's already back online.
Yay, oh wow. Huge.
Hey, got them the spaces around prior.
Yeah.
And then Kara got 4 kills. That's why it's back online.
Well, this has to be a crushing one for PRX off rip. Because again, they're left to weaker weapons in theory.
At least
They've
they
actually
need 2
managed
more
to
rounds,
mix a
man.
buy with light shields and full shields on something because he doesn't need a weapon. He's got 5 knives locked and loaded. We'll see what he can do with those. But the reality is, yeah, the momentum is very much
2 more
in
rounds man
Gen.G's
2 more
favor.
rounds
The economy is riding high after several reinvestments. Just take a look at the credits on that right-hand side. It's looking pretty for a number of rounds to go. Maybe for the rest of this half. Still possible for a 6-6 scoreline, but it has to start here with a much better defense. Now, we talked about some aggression from this PRX side, seeing it early on in rounds.
2 more rounds man
Left of the clock, they're going for it. Good power.
but ऐसा थोड़ी होगा
Gen.G winning out every single one.
fuck they're getting a flawless again
Barely a lick of damage done, and what is negated by the heal. This is a disaster. Something might be able to
भाई
save
एक
them.
चीज है
Big
मैं
plays
जिसको
before
सपोर्ट
with the
करूंगा ना
Storm, there's one.
वो टूटेगी ये पक्का है पैसा लाओ
Damage, but no kills.
Oh! Munya has a chance. Somehow this has come back.
3 मार दिया
Just needs to hit
अरे यार दिया चौथे पे
So fortunate. A nice try for the new man on the block. I didn't think that
हक
was
दिया
any way
चौथे पे
this round was
भाई
going to become competitive. But somehow Munyet made it close. The thing is, though, again, you just have to give props to Gen.G. Like, the beginning of this round, they were so ready. They had their whole team just waiting in mid, ready for that push.
भाई साहब 3 मारा था
PRX was good onto a couple of the players, but the deeper players were
यार
pushed to come in. It ends up being quite an easy fight.
Yo, not even close, guys. Not even close.
Yeah, like I said, you know, there was no chance of them losing that clean. I thought something would be the hero, but Munyet, they complimented his calling and his play in the video we saw earlier, and I can see why if he's fragging out like that. But again, close but no cigar. 7-2. Gen.G finding next to
ड्रॉ यार भाई साहब एकदम रॉ पीक क्यों कर रहे हो?
This could have looked very different, but instead they're on an eco. They've already lost something.
नहीं यार रॉ
Stingers
पिक्स
to play
नहीं
with.
रॉ पिक्स नहीं ये नहीं कर सकते.
And Texture's got confidence for days. He sees an eco and he's diving down into vents after them.
The thing is, they've got so much control towards mid that they have to just be wrapping out from another position. But look how passive the players are. They know that there's going to be weaker weaponry, so they're just not giving them any of the close range fights. Powering up from above, there's not really an easy way to kill him.
Nice Munyet.
Maybe there is.
Nice Munyet, 2 ले गया. चलो बढ़िया.
Past all the defenses. Even still though, this post plan looks strong. Nade still available. They've been taking these sites so quickly that they've had no problems just having late utility. Wow, the time almost looks like it's gone. Trying to bait some space, but it's all too easy for Gen.G.
क्या गेम चल रहा है?
Man player surviving. 8-2 on the board.
By the way यार commendable जी वैसे Gen.G commendable man. Gen.G एकदम commendable
rounds
है.
in a row. Other than the pistol in second round, they've achieved nothing.
It's hard to think about. Even the round that was close, Tom, it comes on the back of the player needing a 4K to get it across the line. It's not what you want to
Gen.G
see.
commendable है.
Early on in a series, on a map that previously Gen.G got absolutely obliterated on within their region. Now they come to the international stage and
They might do one better.
yeah, 13-4 us, well 13-2 you.
लो भाई A main का ulti 4 second है. लो nice.
Rockets on point. And with Lakia down, it looks like PRX are set to finally
पूरा mid run down कर दिया भाई.
Long have they waited.
Nice shot. क्या place किया वापस अपना crosser. Nice 4 second. Well played.
8-3. PRX finally back on the board, but hell of a distance yet to go.
Yeah, and again, it comes off some individual brilliance out of Forsaken. Definitely had support. I think he doesn't get that kill if it's not for Munyet being able to kill off the close player, but it's at least a breath of life. We've seen them have strong attacking halves before, so even a sort of 8-4 scoreline wouldn't be a complete death sentence. I'm looking at 2 operators on the attack, though. Obviously, it's something that can be dropped, but they are waiting for aggression here.
Will they run down mid again? They are running down mid again. 3-man push हो रहा.
Control is going to be completely conceded. The golden gun on Lakia. Good to see him showing up, really swinging.
खाली कुत्ता किया इनको निकाला वापिस.
KD on the board and a chance to push it even further at 8-3. PRX tried a mid push, got denied. Now it seems like they're caught. 1 foot in the grave. They don't know whether to continue on that aggression or reset.
एक साइड का स्मूथ किया है. मैं आपसे बाहर सो हो गया था. 9 triggers. I don't think so. It's 4-8 like. Like I feel it's 4-8.
They're so nervous of someone being within the smokes that are placed. Most of the time, those smokes are being put down by Munyet just to deter aggression, which is exactly what it's done. Texture, though, might have a fight because they're so passive. The operator could be so valuable here. There's no
45 seconds more.
again, but the
Spike एज लेके जा रहे हैं.
looking to wrap around in the other direction. A peek out from something.
दिक्कत पता है किधर होगी? इन्फो नहीं है ए पे कितने हैं. Cause mid का इन्फो था 3 है.
Too much for now. It's gonna activate the dash. Something goes peeking, but now I'm just looking at that timer. TP into the backside once more. It's been cleared out, so the spike will be able to go down. This almost has to be a complete retake.
Oh, nice shot.
Timing पकड़ा, लेकिन spike गिरा. Nice.
Opportunity indeed with that spike down. 15 seconds left. It's time for Gen.G to get a move on. Munchkin has to step out.
जब तक अब प्लांट नहीं होगा तो खेल है. भाई क्या गेम निकाला है. एक TP पे they just switched everything.
It's not a death sentence like you said, Tom, but certainly nothing to celebrate. This has been a
Double offensive orb. वही तो दिक्कत है ना, वहाँ पे वो फंस गए.
And plenty more left in the tank for this second half. You have to hope that PaperX have got something special planned on their attack because
Overconfident हो गए.
really rough scenario for them to have to fight back from.
Yeah, it is definitely
ओवर
a
कॉन्फिडेंस
troublesome
दिक्कत
position
वहाँ है.
to be
ओवर
in,
कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं होना भाई.
the fact is,
यहाँ से
there's
अब
definitely
अगर
still
पेपर एक्स कम बैक कर ली ना, एक
opportunities.
पिस्टल
Even
का
still,
गेम है.
though,
एक
you said
पिस्टल अगर
Lucky is
निकाल लिया
performing.
6-8 दो
Let's see
राउंड का
if we
डिफरेंस और 2 राउंड के डिफरेंस में एनीथिंग कैन हैपन.
안녕하세요. 젠지 e스포츠 소속으로 활동하고 있는
Guys, एक सेकंड
김종민이라고
मैं पानी का बॉटल लेके आता है मेरा.
플레이오프에 진출하게 돼서 행복한 것 같습니다. 일단 첫 스타트가 되게 힘들었었고 오늘 또한 첫 경기 자체는 되게 힘들었는데 그거를 잘 극복해내서 좋은 모습 보여줘서 기쁜 것 같고요. 이제 플레이오프에 진출이 원래는 첫 목적이었는데 너무 이루게 돼서 기쁜 것 같고 남은 경기도 이제 잘 준비해야 할 것 같습니다.
It leaves it down to just one player actually within the site. They have to go running in though. Caron might be able to just ruin their day, and that's exactly what he'll do.
먼치킨 선수가 젠지에 들어오게 되면서 저희 게임 스타일이나 그런 수준이 되게 올라갔다고 생각을 하고 그리고 이제 개개인의 실력 또한 이제 먼치킨 선수가 저에게 콜을 되게 많이 해주는 게 피드백을 많이 해주는 게 있는 것 같다고 생각합니다. 자신감은 늘 넘치고 우리는 준비되어 있고요. 그리고 이제 진짜 더 잘하는 모습과 더 좋은 모습을 보여드리기 위해 잘 저희가 준비해야 될 것 같습니다. 이제 플레이오프까지 진출하게 됐고 이제 또 경기들이 며칠 뒤에 올 텐데 그때까지 더 좋은 모습을 준비해서 저희가 이제 잘하는 모습을 보여드릴 수 있도록 할 거고요. 진짜 항상 응원과 격려해 주시는 팬분들께 너무 감사하고 팬분들을 위해
헬로.
게임을 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Well, it was third time lucky for Gen.G last
Guys,
time
full
facing
serious
off
watch
against
party तो नहीं
PaperX.
होगी.
Now, fourth time fantastic.
5
At
more
least kicking
seconds
off
and we
that
dive
first
into the
half, 8
second
to 4
half.
when we left you. And now it's time for Gen.G to close this map out. At least that's their mindset going
Guys,
in.
just like करो यार. 5 हो गए हैं I
Their
guess.
attack side is about to be put to the test, and the big thing to write home about last time was something diving into
Chad
sides.
भाई
The thing is,
Sentinels
he
के
had
match
to
पे हो
go
जाए.
causing a lot of chaos for him. Now it's a little bit more conventional, but that's never the name of the game with PaperX. In he
सीधा
goes.
dash in,
Something
सीधा
second
side
one.
enter,
Paranoia is
Ooh,
perfect.
kill
Sniped by
मिलता.
Team and with 1 HP, Lucky it doesn't stand a chance. The rest of the
Bro,
squad
bro,
is
hey,
but they
hey,
have
W
fallen
gamers.
to a 3 versus 1 with Meteor left standing and his back.
Haga, Haga, Mind Freak, Haga.
It's a mistake, and it almost
Mind
was
Freak.
4-2.
Yeah, the Munya needed to hit that headshot at the end. It looked like there was a realm where Meteor managed to turn that back. Even still though, it is the pistol round for PaperX, and that is the thing. Even with this compositional change, the thing that it adds is firstly, you're going to have that
भाई ये
paranoia
पूरा
available for Munya,
run down
sort of
हुआ
set
है.
them up in, as we saw at the beginning of that round. But also, it just almost
गाली खाएगा Mind
Obviously,
Freak
see the
आज.
switch up of who's going in first. So you're going to have Forsaken, sometimes taking space for something, maybe if he has that operator in hand, and something in that round taking space for Forsaken. They are a deadly duo, whether the Yoru's there or not.
There's a reason that they went to this comp after all.
कुछ
Nice
भी
shot by
भाई.
Meteor. Opportunity for more, and he's landed that shot as well. Forsaken's very low, a big help to any
कुछ भी
teammates
भाई
that end up
मतलब
taking that
कुछ
fight.
भी.
We may talk about the outlaw, but this man's making it work.
Close
with
left.
Marshall, the cheaper weapon. And okay, an opportunity if they had have spotted the player
Nice.
in the corner. Munyet, though, able to deliver the killing blow. Mind Freak fell to a snake bite after being...
Ah नहीं.
What is that push from Meteor? You will rarely see a man with the goal and the
Bro
gumption to
इतने
do such
guns
a
नहीं
thing.
गिरा सकते थे.
1 versus
So
2.
far away.
A serious opportunity. Yes, he's far away, but that might mean by the time he gets here, he could pick up a weapon.
It depends though, because PaperX, that's the thing. The
हाँ,
blitz
इतने guns
plays of
गिराए हैं.
PaperX have been so fast that there's actually still loads of time. They don't need to over-aggress. They've just thrown out the guiding light, the flash to get them a little bit of extra information. Still no weaponry found. Now, Caron does have himself a paranoia. He's brought up his full belt of utility.
दोनों स्मोक से एक हेवन एक सिटी डाल
Somehow
सकता
isolate
है.
one of these jewels. For now, at least, it seems like he's waiting for that site to be taken. Smoke will give that away, the spike being planted. And now he can look to try and see if there's any gun to be had.
If we freaking get this weapon, if we freaking get this bulldog, it is winnable for him as well.
With 100 HP, a paranoia still online, both smokes.
Everything is there, पूरा kit है.
Timing is key, and they
Oh,
swung
nice.
him together. That's a 3-2-1, perfectly on cue. They won the round, Tom.
Kit तो था
3
use
players
करने का
down, this
chance ही नहीं दिया.
definitely isn't how they would have wanted to start it. When I add to that it's a Marshall headshot, okay, what can you do? And another Marshall headshot from a guy pushing a smoke
Bro,
close range
nice
using like
यार.
a shotgun. That's not going to feel great.
Mind
Now
freak तो
they're
गलत
snake
मर गया.
bite. So,
अरे ये
kind
लेकिन
of random engagements that ended up rocking the boat a little bit for PRX. We'll see how they recover.
When the thing is as well, the player you really don't want those alls to be going over to is Meteor. 3 away from the Blade Storm, even just a bit of damage in this round and he'll have something for the next. Now this purchase from PRX has players now fairly low on cash.
guys like
They've got
subscribe हो
Forsaken
जाए,
and
like
Mindfreak
subscribe हो जाए.
down at 150 credits. So for the next round, they might be in a little bit of trouble. Forsaken though, he's just gone walkabouts. He's sprinting after.
पूरा W कर दिया ना मिड पे.
To land the shot.
भाई अलग चलता है 4 सेकंड का गेम कभी-कभी. एक हाफ में साला गरम होने का एक हाफ लेता है, दूसरे हाफ में ऐसा मारता है जिसका कोई लिमिट ही नहीं है.
No heavy price tag associated with it. Down in vent, this is an uncouth hold. 2 players and they're dropping.
Bro, ऐसे
each other's head.
ये क्या कैंपिंग है?
Lucky assigned, sealed and delivered to this man.
बैठ गए.
Up for his teammate. Munchkin's going to be back up in fighting form. And in a 5v3, that's another nail in the coffin for PRX. Tagged up a little on the ranged fight.
Timing
What
बढ़
an
गया रे.
adjustment from Munchkin. Clinical. As now there's only 2 attackers standing. Their
2v5.
chances are pretty slim.
Yeah, he almost killed Devi through the screen as well. So he's going to be half HP entering the site. They don't even know the Munchkin's
1v5.
reposition. This might be a flawless return to form as Devi's the only man left standing. A 1v5 scenario.
I don't think so. It will be flawless. एक आधा फ्रैग मिल सकता है दवाई को.
So the next round's not exactly going to be pretty. Wouldn't normally talk about saving, but I think actually holding onto a gun here would have more value, and he's just been seen and knowing exactly where he is now. I imagine there's going to be pressure placed onto this man. Blast packs could be thrown in, but it's just going to be the entirety of the squad looking to just jump down upon him.
एक फ्रैग मिलना
Within those
चाहिए
last
कुछ
few
से.
seconds,
हाँ
the
एक भी
ball
नहीं
is not
मिला.
even needed. First one gets the job
कोई ना.
done.
6-9.
Gen.G
Let's
will extend
go.
their lead.
5 players alive, you know.
Both the teams are
because it feels like since the very
very
beginning
much
some
proud of
these
themselves, and the fans are also proud कि भाई
Gen.G
दो
haven't
teams
had a
Pacific
problem
region
with
से
when it comes to
actually
economy.
इस टूर्नामेंट के अंदर इतना आगे गई है.
6-9 scoreline, PRX attack side. They get a decent buy out of it. And, you know, it might even seem weird if you look at the timeline. You
भाई
lose the 3rd round,
टेक्सचर
you
अलग
win in
फील
first
ले
two,
रहा है.
that's the issue.
Flawless,
2
flawless.
players alive coming out of both of those rounds. It meant constant reinvestment, and PRX now left with a stinger and a sheriff. Light
ठीक है.
shields on most
मॉली
players.
गया.
Some heavy disadvantages.
Smoke
to play
fail
with
हो
the
गया.
orb. Well, I mean, it kind of has worked because Munchkin fell into it, but not doing exactly what they
It's not
intended.
going to cover up above. They've had to re-smoke it. Again, an explosive start to the round. Almost a kill.
भाई दवाई मॉली है. ओए 4 सेकंड.
This is exactly what PRX does. These fast-paced plays into the site. As mentioned, this was a weaker purchase.
They are like
They had
घुसो
some
साइड
pieces
में.
missing with that Sheriff and Stinger. Now though, you look towards the players of Gen.G in this 2v4 scenario. Flash is already going to reveal Texture's position, and they've spotted Karen as well. Although I say that, the peek out never really came in. The player behind the back of the site. should
Elbow
probably
flash
see-
आएगा.
No, it gets a little bit more interesting. Space given to Texture. but
गलत
it's
मारा
both
Mind
shots landed
Freak.
by Mind Freak. He's been quiet so far, but popping a couple of heads with the Sheriff isn't going to go amiss.
Well, this is definitely the time to wake up. You know, we gave the same.
Mind
map
Freak
back
भाई
in the
3-11.
first half, and then Gen.G ran away with it, but here.
उठो उठो.
an
2
eligible
मारे हो ये
nod
राउंड में. एक
and
मारे
more
थे अटैक
importantly,
राउंड
a
में.
challenge
पता है
with
याद है मेरे को.
many weaknesses on the board. I mean, this was a round where you have a couple of rifles, and what ends up winning it
उठो
is
भाई.
a stinger diving on the site, 2 kills out of a Sheriff to close the round out. Doesn't get much better than that. It was even a classic jumping around the corner to find one of those opening duels in elbow.
It's also now, you've talked about, it's 8 rounds in a row that were lost. An 8-2 scoreline. The difference is now just 2. Like that's how close PRX have managed to bring this. Going on to their favored side, the B site under serious pressure.
डबल सैचल सीधा साइट में. भाई चेक कर लो.
He's managed to TP behind them. He gets away with murder. Brilliant from Caron.
गाइस यार
We
ये
talk about picking this player out.
ऐसा
He's
फास्ट
put the
पेसिंग भी
right
नहीं
play
चलेगा ना कि
into the
एंगल्स ही
right
चेक
play.
नहीं होंगे.
It works. You know, sometimes you just got to throw out those curveballs. You're focused on so many different things. You don't think the Lunatic's going to be up top, but my goodness, what a reposition from him. and clearly one that wasn't expected on the other side.
Angles check
Again, we
करना
fall back
important
into
है.
economy discussion around this squad. They've been sitting pretty. They've been looking fantastic. They were
He
able
just
to obviously
spammed
qualify
it,
in this round
फिर.
because of the damage done early on. And well, they only really needed one of those rifles by the looks of things. A timeout called by PRX as they can now feel that it's getting very late into this game. We're at a stage where if Gen.G picks up one more, they'll be knocking on victory's door. So, yeah, 17 and 14. He's had a great game, but I think that double kill from Munchkin, that tripled his kills.
Mind Freak.
I said Munchkin, sorry, I meant Mindfreak.
Yeah.
Munchkin's been doing well.
Yeah, Munchkin's going for his
been
triple
fragging
kills,
out.
that'd be impressive. But yeah, no, Mind Freak's definitely had a quiet performance. I also think
Karan ने जो
something-
plays बनाए ना,
talked about the duelist in this matchup.
these guys are doing Munchkin texture, but Karan ने जो plays बनाए वो crazy बनाए.
Other players stepping up in this matchup, and I think that's really what we're seeing at the moment is the depth of both teams individually, but more so just that interplay. I think we're seeing much better fundamentals.
I would say third map दिखेगा इसका.
Those explosive plays from PRX.
ये series का
like
third
going
map
off the
अपने
back
को
of
दिख जाएगा.
Paranoia, everybody diving in together, and you see if it's even a slight bit disjointed like that round, Karan just pulls out a crazy
Upper
play
bracket
as
final
everything in the round.
semi-finals upper bracket semi से सही दिख
10
रहा
to
है.
7, as you said, everything on the brink here. Seekers available. On the other side, a Bladestorm as well for Meteor, but I don't know if he'll use that in this round unless he sees the value. An immediate setup for the Paranoia, but this is a ruse. The spike
Flash
is over
आया.
towards B.
फोकट में 4 सेकंड चपक गया भाई.
The decay is going to fade, but he's still half HP, and Munchkin finds it too easy to deal with him. One well-placed shot, and he's down and out. Now we need to see the return for Gen.G. as
कुछ
another
भी
is
चल
found,
रहा है बे,
something
कुछ
falls,
भी.
2 rifles still in play. Seekers still in play, and a few flashes here and there. One, in fact, just on Divide. Not a lot for them to fight their way back through with utility, but it's this man's position that might get them something. He's found another with the weaker weapons. This man's an animal. Oh, he's being put down. And for PRX, they look to take it elsewhere, but those steps are heard. Meteor's in
PRX
position.
going to
Kudos
lose.
to them. You might have her trail, but, well, it's a little
1v3.
more difficult to deal with her cleanly. Mind Freak, the last man standing, 1v3. And Munchkin's already spotted him. He's a known quantity with a flank underway. Munchkin just needs to buy some time, back off, and let his teammates take it. And gets this kill. He's got himself a Viper's Pit to play with.
ठीक आएगा.
That's the thing. He's literally just playing with him because he
Wrap
knows the
around.
spike is coming. I really love it. But it was
Khatam.
brought up back here in the halftime interview that he believes that like playing with someone like Munchkin has brought a lot of depth to his own playstyle, and you can just see the intelligence even in this round. He
Jinx
literally
आप
just
पिस्टल में ही
played
बग
time
दिया
for
तू
He had
कि
no
क्या ये
plans
वो
to fight him at any
पुथियो
stage.
अरे
Wants to
मार.
just play the higher percentage play, and that's
बड़ा
why I think
jinx
he's able
हूँ
to
यार.
convert a lot of these advantages. And for PRX, a lot of the time I don't mind these gambles, but I feel like for sake
हाँ तू टेबल तोड़, तू टेबल तोड़.
hope. So you were almost going, he has to get something, otherwise it's just now a push without him going into the site, and it didn't work with him.
You know, the thing is for PRX right now, at an eye test, you might think it's not doom and gloom. 11 to 7, 4-round gap, it's not that bad. There's a chance for them to fight back, albeit here with weaker weapons, but they've looked good there. The problem is,
Meteor with that
4 of
outlaw.
those 7 rounds off the
I was
pistol
saying
alone,
it.
Like, the injection of rounds early half makes this look like a much closer game than it is, but Gen.G have been dominating in rifle rounds. Now they've got 4 ultimates to fall back on, up against
Nice, something.
but no Lakia. A big opening kill for the side of PRX, as Heaven could now be theirs. Gen.G might start to panic, might make
Nice
a
one,
mistake,
something,
but
एक number.
The smoke isolated, that might just be the mistake they were looking for.
Oh, this
beautiful.
could be big! He actually switches away.
That ulti
And
just
it's gonna be
missed.
the shutdown, surely!
And Meteor just winded up everything.
And ends it as well. 12 to 7. This map looking over.
चुप रहे.
As you said, in terms of buy rounds,
नया एजेंट
we've
लग क्या
barely
लगता है
seen
कैसा
anything.
होगा?
3 of them, in fact,
देखा है
on
मैंने.
Stormage.
नया एजेंट मेटा चेंज करेगा.
5 in a row up against 4 ultimates. Only the Bladestorm that's gone. Like, keep in mind, Gen.G have a full buy with Seekers, with a
नया एजेंट
Viper's
बहुत
Pit, with a
हद तक मेटा
Showstopper
चेंज करेगा.
from the shadows. And so that's a lot for this defensive side to close out this game. If you remove those ultimates,
मेरे को अब ओमन प्लेस पे डाउट हो जाएगा.
because they're winning almost all of the buy rounds thus far. The closer rounds for PRX have been individuals, and they need to show up individually and together. 5 in a row needed, and the challenge already underway.
शॉर्ट रे 4 सेकंड.
Yeah, he put down early utility to try
क्या
and
इन्फो
slow this
निकाला है
push
वो
a little bit,
ड्राफ्ट
but
करके.
The fact is, he underestimated the pacing. Lakia in the corner, but they expect
बाहर निकाल.
good utility usage in this round. It leaves now Karen. He's had some magical plays, but they know exactly where he is as well.
अबे नाच रहा है
Monet goes
मोनेट
bouncing
नाच रहा
past him.
स्मोक के
And there
आसपास
is a flank. And no one really watching it, although it seems like Texture was doubting the player behind. Also a 1v1
समथिंग का एम भी थोड़ा बहुत ऑफ दिख रहा है बे पहले गेम में
A 1 versus 5. Some serious mistakes needed, and Munyet's going to put
एक
him down
नंबर
immediately.
चलो
Okay, there it is. The start of the way back for this squad. They've actually managed to deal with the vast majority of the ultimates as well there, Tom.
Bro, it's
Gen.G
crazy how the
are left now
teams
with
are
just a
playing in
Viper's
this
pit.
tournament.
They listed all of the last
Expectations
rounds
से
they
एकदम
got
उल्टा
used,
हुआ
they
है
found nothing.
भाई जेनजी को
So
किसी
not
ने
only winning a
एक्सपेक्ट
buy
नहीं किया
round,
था
winning a stacked buy round in terms of ult economy. And they've still got some left to play with themselves. The Blade Storm can help out. The Pit can win rounds. And with 4 needed, Gen.G are finally seeing some negative economic state. They're all no.
नहीं यार साचल बर्बाद हो गया बे
And it's a double. He's got his teammate Meteor with him. And they're absolutely extinguishing the flame of PRX's early fight. This
साचल बर्बाद हो गया उधर
consider surely.
Yeah, I like this. Just a direct counter. These A-side takes have been one of the major problems. Viper's pit, although they might just
हाँ एक और मिल जाता रे
a little bit dangerous. Spamming. And because of that, being able to get rid of Meteor is
मिट्टू ए आओ वापस
that was
यही आओ
looking like map control and the man advantage for Gen.G. Instead, much more
हाँ मेरे को मैंने
also
ट्विटर
very
पे
much
कहीं तो
obvious
देखा था
that
ये
it can't be
सारी
here.
एबिलिटीज एंड ऑल
This
जितना मेरे को
timing
याद आ रहा है
there is
because
very important. Just seeing something clear the spawn, you see how much space they lost because this Viper's pit.
उसका शायद अल्टी नहीं दिखाया उस वीडियो के अंदर बाकी उसका सी एबिलिटी क्यू एबिलिटी और ई एबिलिटी तीनों दिखाया है
Now they have to go back and re-clear everything, even if there's not a player.
मेरे को जितना याद है क्योंकि मैंने 2-3 दिन पहले देखा था 2 लीग्स आए थे देखते हैं वापस ट्विटर खोलूंगा
Now this TP is to B side. Up top it's going to be broken last second with something down below, spotted and taken down.
नहीं ड्यूड्स
Gen.G have the advantage. They're going to challenge much.
नहीं ड्यूड्स मिट्टू ए जाओ ना
Mistake that was. Welcome to his world with Munyet, the last man standing, and a free kill presented. He's got 3 more to
15
go.
seconds.
He's found the 4Ks in the past, Tom, but this would be exceptional.
have time.
Good luck to you.
मिट्टू ए जाओ ना यार
Yeah, it just wasn't enough there. And the fact is, the running through of that Viper
भाई
pit with the
एमिन
spike
जा रहे थे
being
उससे पहले ही बोल दिया था
immediately,
मिट्टू ए जाओ
it did not happen. A stellar map, losing both pistols and only losing 8 rounds. What a performance.
क्या यार क्या राउंड था ये जेनजी वैन आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग कि एक टफ फाइट होगी बट आई सी हल्का सा एफ हो गया बाबा 250 के यूएस डॉलर्स का गेम है ये फोर्थ वाले को भी 35 के यूएस डॉलर्स मिल जाएंगे हाँ लेट्स गो टू ट्विटर एक ट्वीट और करना है एक ट्वीट और करना है ट्विटर पे आईपीएल ओपनिंग सेरेमनी लेट्स गो एट बिट में आदित्य ये हो गया साइन आउट हो गया नाइस प्रेजेंटिंग यू द मोस्ट एक्सपीरियंस कैप्टन ऑफ आईपीएल 2024 श्रेयस अय्यर हाँ बिकॉज ही जस्ट he just stepped down bro Dhoni just stepped out of captaincy as a RCB fan as well. भाई धोनी को कैप्टनसी करते देखने में मजा आता था बे मेरे को भी यही मैसेज आया है मेरे को भी यही मैसेज आया है मेरे को ये सेम मैसेज किया है एमी भाई ने मेरे को सिमिलर मैसेज भेजा है भाई Warzone mobile plus controller. Converted into a VLT fan. W. Complete ban on gambling by government of India now means any influencer promoting legal action. Bruh. Raftar, Ojla, meanwhile Dream 11 sponsoring IPL. वो अलग से इसमें चले जाता है बॉस. ड्रीम 11 अलग चीज में चले जाता है. फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स अलग चीज में जाता है. आपको लॉ पढ़ने की जरूरत है थोड़ी. अरे लोग उल्टा समझते हैं क्या? ये ड्रीम 11 वाले अलग चीज चला रहे. हाँ, मेरे को जो ट्वीट करना था वो बेसिकली गाइस आपको बताऊं मैं. इस पे ट्वीट करना था. ये चीज पे ट्वीट करना था एक्चुअली. दिस वाज द थिंग जहां मेरे को ट्वीट करना था. लेट्स सी. भाई साहब का मैसेज तो आया था कि सेंड मी सम ऑफ योर कास्टिंग सैंपल्स एंड विल ट्राई टू गेट यू मोर गिग्स. बट विल ट्राई टू गेट योर मोर गिग्स इसके बाद में अगर उसकी बैकपैक वाली एबिलिटी सच में तो आई डोंट थिंक. हाँ तो मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ ना. द थिंग इज कि उसी में क्वेश्चन मार्क उठेंगे कि भाई बैकपैक वाली एबिलिटी बहुत ज्यादा एपिक हो जाएगी. सेंड मी सम ऑफ योर कास्टिंग सैंपल्स. यही ट्वीट करना है बॉस. यही अभी यही तो ट्वीट करना है. रुके. होम जाए. सरदार जी. हाँ. I dropped नहीं अगर तू 1 HP है तो क्या हुआ था. हाँ काइंड ऑफ वो इफ्स एंड बट्स आ जाते हैं ना. अब वो देखते हैं इफ्स एंड बट्स कितना काम करते हैं ना. सर आई ड्रॉप्ड डीएम on Instagram to you with all the samples. प्रो में हेवी फर्क पड़ेगा. They say if you use it, you can die from any kind of damage. Yep. वही तो बात है ना. I dropped a DM on Instagram to you with all the samples and my recent fix. Please have a look. Please have a look. Please have a look and let me. Let me आगे कैसा कुछ लिखूं. I dropped a DM and all the samples and recent. Please have a look and reply. And I hope ये लो भाई. डाल दो भाई. डाल दो भाई. बार बार ट्वीट्स एक्चुअली करते रहो तो बेटर है. नया एजेंट कहाँ किस में देखा था? वैलोरेंट न्यूज पे देखा था या किसी पे तो देखा था. Then I guess the unpredictable game is coming for Paper Extreme. Let's go. ये देखो. Let's go for global esport.
हेलो कास्टर का नाम.
हेलो.
क्या हाल?
Hello.
कैसे हो अमोक भाई?
Good, bro. How about you?
Sorry,
Good, bro. How about you?
I'm fine.
Nice to see you.
Guys, एमी भाई कैसे हो?
क्या हाल चाल ब्रो?
एकदम बढ़िया, एकदम बढ़िया. पहले बता रहा हूँ स्ट्रीम
बस
पे हो.
बैठ के मैच
पहले
खेल
बता
रहा
रहा
हूँ।
हूँ
हाँ
स्ट्रीम पे.
नाइस
स्ट्रीम
ब्रो,
पे, स्ट्रीम
करो ना, दिल से करो।
पे.
हम भी अपनी छोटी सी एक स्ट्रीम ही कर रहे हैं इधर।
नहीं 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 नहीं. अब मेरे को तो भाई आप लोगों की कृपा है, ऊपर से सुकुमल सर का सपोर्ट है.
अरे बाप रे, थोड़ा ज्यादा ही हो गया।
नहीं नहीं, वो वाया ट्विटर है, बाकी कुछ नहीं है. वाया ट्विटर एंड बैंगलोर इवेंट, दैट्स इट. वो कन्वर्जेंस के पीछे.
है ना?
खाली मोहित भाई से
तो
पूछ लेना कि
किसको सपोर्ट कर रहे हो?
पेपर एक्स ऑब्वियसली.
अरे बाप रे, ठीक है, फेयर एनफ।
पेपर ऑब्वियसली पेपर
अरे
एक्स.
वेन्यू पे भाई भी अलग होगा.
भाई इफ यू गाइस, आई एम टेलिंग यू, चैंपियंस वाज सो अमेजिंग एंड इवेंट लास्ट
मैच
किक ऑफ पे तो जाने का मौका नहीं मिला, बट आई एम गोना गो फॉर चैंपियंस।
लगा दिया मैच. चलो.
अगले सीजन में जाओगे क्या?
रेगुलर सीजन में मेरे को काफी काम है, मैं शायद नहीं
Well,
जाऊंगा।
Yansu, I'm feeling excited because at
तो यहाँ
worst
पे
we should
बहुत
have
काम
a
है।
good game on our
Working
hands.
with
Last
Riot
time
on a lot
around,
of things
Gen.G won both
for
pistols
India
here
as
on
well.
this map,
So
and it
Let's
was
go,
still
let's
a
go.
close game with them barely edging it
I
out
can't tell you
13 to
anything
11.
about that, bro.
Now top, they come in
I don't know.
with
आएगा आएगा
the
उसका
start
भी
was
time।
already early.
map that they've put the prep into.
कम कर
लीक
दो,
मत
कम.
करवाओ यार,
It's looking like
क्यों
elimination
यार?
might be on the line soon.
काम
I don't
खतरे
mind
में
the change
डालोगे
back
तुम।
because obviously this isn't the comp they played last time, but it is the
There is
comp they ran
something
versus
मारेगा.
Heretics.
हाँ, let's
I
go.
think it's
भाई
slightly
अभी ये
बोला
लोग
ना डायरेक्ट.
उन्नस में
Still
मेरे
उतरने
को
very
वाले
मैसेज
much
उधर ही आया था कि आ जाओ.
to this, but with him on the Reina, I
Oh
think
wow,
this
they have
just
added
allows
a
them to do
caster,
more damage. I like the
nameplate
start though
also.
from Gen.G.
ओए
या
Okay.
टॉप
They
लाइन
had
पे
that
दिखा
3-man
ना वो
push initially.
Yes.
Didn't
My
expect
free?
anybody to still be
पहला
alive.
फ्रैग, पहला फ्रैग ये.
They've lost the first battle.
ओके, आई मीन देयर
One
That could
man
be
down
better.
already, but the rest
It's
are
good, but
rotating
it could
into
be
the right
better.
spot. The read is good
Yeah.
from the side of
Money
Gen.G
है.
as they move.
भागो
Nice.
भागो, run it down, run it down. Let's go.
Quicker than expected, but there's the return. They're not expecting this many players to be on that
Bro,
defensive
Dabai.
side already.
Ah, double
They're down
peek.
and they're winning
No
a fight,
knife.
leaving Dabai all
Fuck.
alone. The 1v2, good damage done, and the follow up, but he's out of ammo.
Ah, knife battle.
He brought a knife to a knife fight. 3 kills already. This guy's been sensational.
नहीं भाई.
The epic knife
What a
battle,
round,
man.
bro.
He's like, you know,
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
rotate
gonna
too
be, I'm
fast.
not going to be the coward. I'm not going to go and
Bro,
reload.
knife battle, bro.
I'll take you in the 1v1.
Insane.
Well, I'll win it out. And that, well, PRX, that was again. We talk about the
सबको निकाल
advantage
लिया
of
दोनों ने।
versions. What was that? 5v3?
ये सब खड़े हो
As
गए.
they get into the site, they get the initial attack, and they get
Call
an
दिया
entry,
भाई
and then they
चाकू
don't
के
convert
साथ।
the round.
Everybody is standing and dancing.
You always have to look
They
at
are
PRX and go,
enjoying it.
these are moments that you
so
expect them
They are freaking dancing on stage, man.
And again, we're going to see the same proactive approach from the defense, constantly looking to garner extra
भयंकर
control.
मैप होने वाला है भाई.
PRX, they're
इन लोग
going
ऐसे ही
straight
just
into the
घूमने
site.
घुसने वाले हैं सीधा.
Look, they're willing to dive.
सोचने ही नहीं वाले
As soon
इतना.
as Munyet picks up this agent,
Full
they
deploy.
very
Bike
nearly died to the turret. Not a good start, but Spike should at least be plantable. No nade left online for Gen.G. Nothing to really force these players out of the corner.
Seize आया.
With that seize, it's keeping him in position. It's only deducted about 10 HP or so because he was so low.
मॉली पहले करना चाहिए था सीज के साथ ही. अगर किया ही था तो.
Oh damn.
Shot!
Oh damn. Oh.
Woo!
They got 2 kills.
Yeah,
हमारा
could have been
Texan
much
में.
worse. Interestingly, yeah, something buys
Head.
shields into that round. So
In the
maybe
whole
not
game,
because they
Texture
get
is
the kill
feeling
feed
it,
and steal
actually.
the gun away, but doesn't.
Map one as well.
Textures was
Playing so
one off a
freely.
showstopper going into round number 3. So especially
Bro is so
on this
happy.
map, it definitely is a little
He's
bit
like
more
he's
difficult
just
to
enjoying the game
challenge
very
for
much.
those orbs, but it might mean that we see
Yeah.
a bit more of an aim
He
push,
is.
an opportunity to find something there. Well, this is where we are going to get the investment. Mitch, you'll be happy. Forsaken is already bringing in an Odin.
Listen, he's a wise man. I've
मैच
always
लगा
said
तो
that,
दिया
Tom,
boys.
and he's just
टेंशन
Never
मत
mind.
को.
point, isn't he? You won't expect this off rip if you're Gen.G, and a little bit of danger for Texture. That crosshair's lined up on his head, and it's done some damage, some serious damage by the looks of it.
1-8 gets
Down to
lucky, yeah.
77. Texture's tagged, Lucky is dropped. And we can continue on with this
And
खुद को
Heal
heal
नहीं
नहीं मिलेगी लेकिन 4 से इतने को मिल जाएगी.
to stay quite low, not having anyone to bring him back to full fighting health.
But Lotus पे those palm angles are crazy actually.
Spot by Karen shouldn't be left unchecked. There's still a flash on Divide. You expect that to pop as they move forward. No, in fact, it's just a double swing.
Nice shot.
and
Ah,
second
Monye!
thing there, exactly. Clean trades for PRX.
Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be fight
Something?
on fight Meteor now. Has to try and
Oh.
some
Shot!
brilliance as well. I think a little bit too predictable on when he'd make his move. Munchkin on the other side of the map, and
अब पूरा का
the thing
पूरा
is, he
ये हो
could just
जाएगा.
hold this through to the next round, but I don't expect him to. When there's an opportunity to have an
Why
upgrade,
Gen.G is not fighting for aim in control?
maybe take a gun.
Because they know इन लोग ऐसे पागलों की तरह push कर रहे हैं. ये हमेशा 3-3 4-4 के साथ push कर रहे हैं एक lane में.
Not a position.
थोड़ा सा यूटिल डंप कर सकते हैं लेकिन खाली यूटिल डंप करके पीछे आ जाए ना हल्का सा.
नहीं, they did, bro.
Both playing
Was
without
useless.
shields.
हाँ
Yeah.
एक सेकंड देखिए देखिए.
Oh,
Oh Munchkin hello.
What was that shot? No head anymore. This is getting very costly for the attack.
Oh my
God.
Hello, it's 1v1.
Soon. He's already picked up 3, and now he's quickening his
उसको
pace
पता
to
नहीं
the
चल
side.
रहा है.
The time is
Oh,
so
no time, no
low.
time.
He doesn't know where Divide
Oh,
is.
no.
No time, no time. Time नहीं था.
PRX the
बाकी
kill.
राउंड पे वेट कर क्या था?
But at what
Yeah.
cost?
Everything.
They got all
Absolutely
5
everything.
actually.
Every single gun just goes for overhunting a player
Play
that's going to have a
something का.
Doesn't get much better than that. It was even a classic jumping around the corner to find one of those opening duels in elbow.
It's also one hell of an overextension. He was
Alex.
constantly fighting versus a player that had a bulldog. And Munchkin, well, you can already see him smack. The difference
He's
is
so
now
mad,
just
bro.
2.
उसमें CID में दया था यहाँ पे एलेक्स है वो दरवाजा तोड़ देता है ये टीम.
Round 4, and there's going to be a real
That's
challenge.
such a good
The
look.
attacking
God,
side
that-
weaknesses already seen.
Yeah.
Chance for Gen.G to shut down the way back through PRX very early on. You know this is a map that both teams can hold a tight contention, but with Gen.G, we've done that extra work on it, picked it into this series. I'm worried for PRX. It's early times just now, but with showstoppers online for both squads. We knew this was coming. Yes, on the way.
Bugs
On the
ran,
arch
right?
way through, it's slowing down enough, and actually bought some time for Meteor to escape. For Munchkin around the corner, no one's going to go down to that showstopper, but it's claimed a lot of space. Yeah. Oh, they don't realize how close.
Nice
Karen is
shot,
getting the
Karen.
move because of the Tiger. Monya's going to try and this is
जाना
risky.
ही नहीं है.
Multiple players on the
चेहरा
other
ही नहीं
side.
दिखाना है.
Showstopper, he should be dead.
Ah!
Actually, almost manages to catch one. Even
But-
still, though,
Arey
Gen.G
yaar.
is looking fantastic. Timing couldn't be worse for
Yes,
something
I-
either. It's going
Team
from bad
builder.
to worse for PRX. They need to find a miracle through these
Thank you.
spams.
Oh भाई.
Been able to get one.
Arey
Players
yaar.
still on the spike.
Play something.
Definitely
The
have
spam, the Odin spam, the Odin spam.
through. Too many bullets to dodge there. But Gen.G, they break back immediately.
Nice.
कुछ
And
नहीं
while
है bro.
we mentioned
That freaking Odin spam man.
It's gonna hurt now.
क्या?
Yes.
अरे, अरे,
yes,
अरे,
it
अरे, अरे,
absolutely
अरे,
is.
अरे.
You know, you see the butterfly effect of that. Well played showstopper by Textures. We said there were 2 online, only 1 found its
वापस एक
mark.
और निकाल दिया.
And then
भी
the
फिर से
chaos
पैसे नहीं है.
afterwards. Every time
Yeah,
you
they
see
lost
someone on
Don't.
PlayFX,
Guys, 4 लोग देख रहे हो. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And yep, we are doing watch party with
Monya का नीचे
the
text
G
कौन
guys.
करता होगा?
exact timing that Gen.G go for the retake on all
We are
sides.
doing the
पर
watch
पेपर
party
एक्स
with
पे
the
actually
global esports guys actually.
डिफेंस में रह के
Odin being kept through.
comeback कर
Lakia
Hmm.
going way up in my estimations. That's everybody. And the spams, well, they're not having too much
Bechara.
success. But they don't need to. In this round, PaperX
Or
have
Desco.
basically nothing to play with. 4 sheriffs.
2-0 हो गया तो Alex
Also,
best तोड़ देगा.
If he actually
That's
breaks
the
the
main
table,
reason. You've got Count
what is gonna be like? Will they put a
aggressively
tech ball
up.
or
It's
something?
allowed for a gamble
of
rotation, so
course.
he's just moving down and elsewhere.
That'd be
Not the
cool.
most common door to
भाई
see.
अटैक
You
क्यों
could
रहा
go
है?
to a couple of
ये 2x
angles,
की वजह से
but
अटक रहा है.
it won't matter. And this is the thing. We've seen this scenario many a time. Find a kill, TP back. Karen is excellent at knowing when to reposition as well, so they can leave
Nice
those.
pick.
ये 2x की वजह से अटक रहा है.
This is
नॉर्मल
ambitious.
करना
Where
पड़ेगा
is
मेरे
he
को.
going? Where is he going? He's made it. He's made it just about around that corner, but well, that was risky. If they came through
चार
that
sheriffs.
wall, I'm not sure that would have went the way he was thinking.
अलग ही
Great
चल
good
रहा
for
है.
Munchkins.
और
It's a
second.
narrow
और YouTube
alleyway
का
to
दिक्कत
fight
है.
in, and wow, that's a lot of damage.
YouTube का दिक्कत है.
No
YouTube का
chance
दिक्कत है.
from
स्ट्रीम वापस
PRX
से
here. Of course, we did
ये
mention
करूँगा
they
मैं.
have
रुको.
those weaker weapons. They don't have a lot to play with.
Munchkin.
And they'll get
रुक जाओ रुक जाओ रुक जाओ रुक
Bro.
जाओ रुक जाओ. एक
Oh, bhai.
Bro.
Oh! Oh!
ब्रो.
भाई Munchkin.
Punch
खड़े खड़े तीन.
no
खड़े खड़े तीन
chance
मार दिया.
for PaperX here. Of course, we did mention they have those weaker weapons. They don't
भाई.
have a lot to
They're not
play with.
giving anything.
And they'll get nothing done.
राउंड में से आउट कर गया मैं YouTube के ग्लिच की वजह से.
But Gen.G off to a flying start with it yet again. It's feeling reminiscent.
एक तो Discord पे बैठे-बैठे ये देखना पड़ता है म्यूट हूँ कि नहीं हूँ.
For PaperX to find their footing, they don't want to waste time throwing rounds
So,
away with all the
Alex.
timeouts.
That's the funny thing. We might actually
मैं
get to
खुश
the
है
point
इतना bro ये
where we can
लड़का.
just highlight
I'm
when
so
Gen.G
happy.
don't have money.
Yep.
Nice.
Say fuck.
PRX full strength में.
It's the
They
play.
just had it, they've had it the whole time throughout the
He is
series.
actually enjoying the game,
I
man.
like the pause though coming out from PaperX because this has been rough. And it even
और
looking
ऐसा
back,
enjoy कर रहा है ना
you see
बंदा
that they struggled
सामने
to
वालों
get
को
to the
फोड़ के
side
आ रहा है.
side. A lot of that was a bit of a peculiar composition, but I don't know if this one's looking.
Guys, if you are
right
new,
now. Also it has a lot of reliance. Again,
तुम्हें
this
पता है
is-
तुम्हें क्या करना है.
There was a moment or two at the beginning where I was like,
नया
okay,
वीडियो जो
this
अपलोड
looks
हुआ है
like
वो
a
जाके
different
देखो.
play. But ever
सब्सक्राइब
since
करो
then,
चैनल
it's
को.
getting
And
And everyone on
yeah,
the other side for Gen.G
help us to
is
reach
looking
2000
up.
subscribers soon, man.
In this round at least, one off a Blade Storm. Showstopper, the only ult that isn't going to be playing a part in this round for either side.
Help us to reach 2000 subscribers soon.
Clearly, this is a time where Alex needs to earn his money. Otherwise, I think PaperX are taking that fast track straight to the lower bracket.
I want to at least get that third map out. You know, officials are a different ball game to talking about regional play, especially against a team you've already played on that map. You're testing so many deeper things, and I think for them, bombing out like this in the uppers, it wouldn't speak well for what's to be seen because
PaperX का actually lower bracket run ही चला.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to face off against either of those teams right now. Here we go though. Again, early paranoia. I think this one's
Abraf.
not really going to be played upon.
Uy 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 uy.
I like the idea again, using that haunt.
That spam.
Sorry,
For
texture.
something, I think he's just going to disrespect the utility. Had enough of these pushes coming through. He is going to get pinged up. They know where he is. And
Bhai
Josh is already there
sahab.
to support.
That's it. They're trying to punish the Odin. They know that it's not easy to fight from this
Round
angle,
तो
especially
चाहिए
when
ना
the target's open.
defense के
And now
लिए.
he's dead. But that's what it's all about on Gen.G.
Nice trade,
filling in the
straight fire,
spaces
straight
and
fight,
being able
straight
to
fight.
fight
Meteor.
afterwards. But with the return from PaperX, they've got a real
Nice
chance.
one
The
there.
headshot angle held by Mindfreak, but Meteor's just ducked underneath it, playing the limbo, and he's winning
Ish
this game
bhai.
with Mindfreak down. It's 40
Ah.
HP, and a dream turned to a nightmare. PaperX losing out on another. They had a good
Bro, they are
VCT,
5-1.
managed to put the players on the back foot and filled in every gap that Gen.G were
Lower
trying
bracket है क्या
to
इसमें?
stuff their way into. They always
Yep,
had
yep.
someone to take
Oh,
that
I know.
second fight. PaperX had someone to take the third. This time, though, they lose out when it comes to the post plan. You gotta say, they really could have used that round.
This is one of those things as well where Meteor's in a 2v2 scenario. The amount
PaperX का पूरा event kind of lower bracket के जैसे ही निकला है.
at this stage in his individual ability and even just ducking under where he assumed his opponent would be holding.
Kind of, yes.
That was again another
They
big
lost the
round
first
for
one, no?
PRX. A lot invested,
Yep.
even having some decent early trades, but It
हाँ,
isn't
उसके
the
बाद सब
beat.
lower
But now,
bracket के
well,
हिसाब से ही निकला है,
Playfofffs
बराबर.
really all we could talk about. And there's
Korea
his initial
and they
play
perform so
almost goes
fucking
down,
good.
but has managed to dodge
Oh,
that
okay.
singular
Escape.
bullet fired by Texture.
Yeah, the thing is that SEN in the
Bro,
mouse
Gen.G
square,
are
as you said,
reading them
trying to
like a
reclaim
book.
some
सब
space by
सारे
seeing
strat समझ रहे
some
हैं.
good success for that. I think when Yad on the previous map was throwing out a few of those little feelers. But the idea now is you can't play up against that op. This ain't the round for it. Your Blade Storm's already gone, and everyone else has pistols. Close range, numbers advantage is the way to go, and they've done it. At least trading out the first. Karen, though, he has been consistent every single time they've challenged him. This guy's coming up with multiple. 7-2 right now.
Nice.
Teammate ready to switch it, and luckily, because Karen was dropped very quickly.
Okay.
So too is Meteor. Now it's
Ish.
winnable, but his knife was pulled out. Tried to evade some
Why he
spams or
pulled out his knife?
well, players emerging from the smoke. Unfortunately, he jumped right into their crosshair. 6-1 for Gen.G. And 4 ultimates online
मुश्किल
going
है.
into round number 8.
Tough है, tough है, tough है.
It's one of those scenarios
मैंने
where,
बोल दिया ना तो और ज़्यादा tough है.
again, PRX have made some of these rounds look somewhat competitive, but Gen.G are consistently able to
I guess
clutch
Amog
out the late
knows.
round.
Huh,
Again,
Amog?
as you said, ults are in their
Yes,
favor,
the hard way.
finances are in their favor.
Bro, I really want to come back
At
here,
least
bro.
a
I
lot
just
coming
can't
online
be a
in this
one-sided.
round.
Amog actually knows
Side of
about that
PRX.
predictions about of
Counter
mine.
operator going to be invested into on some. He is
Oh,
a very
करना
quiet
देखना है.
start
वो
to
दिल
this
से जो
game.
निकलता है वो टाइम पे तो
Reaction
हिला
shot
देता
from
है. भाई
Texture
क्या मार रहा है
already
ये.
puts down
टेक्सचर
Munye.
क्या आया है?
You see the idea as well? We see the aggression. We try to take space elsewhere.
I had
They're
called
nine on
Gen.G
A
and
because
Sentinels
Gen.G
to win.
are getting
And
aggressive.
that's
Give them
exactly what's
PRX
happening
a
here.
taste of their own defensive medicine. This is a really good
They're just
start
playing
with
so
4
well.
ultimates to fall back on, 3 of which will help you out if you're in a
लाख
pinch.
किया.
PRX,
इनका aim
where
भी
do they
चल रहा है
go?
plus
Where do
they are
take it?
reading
Maybe they
PRX
can get
very
a
well.
neural theft if they can even drop a body.
दवाई
And
में
they
अच्छा
can
है.
Oh.
a wall bang kill with the Odin from Lakia. That's something dropped. That's the op down, and he's looking for a little bit more. I
Bro.
don't know where they're going to take
4
this on the attack,
seconds.
but
Nice.
I think I know what the result will be regardless.
Forsaken's been quiet as well and reposition.
Shot.
Nice shot at least. Will make things that little bit more interesting.
Ah,
Feel as well will tell exactly where their
7-1,
opponents are.
bro.
Knowing there's only one player here, the turret though, keeping things disruptive. And Meteor again, full sprinting to up his
Crossfire
teammate
बिटा
out.
है.
It gets close for a matter of seconds, but Gen.G continue their utter dominance in this match. 7-1 on the defense. I don't know. Yeah, second pause is going to be called for PRX at this point.
क्या
I feel
crossfire
they're running
बिटा
out
है
of
भाई.
ideas.
क्या
Also, just
crossfire
to tip
बिटा
it
है.
as well, last 3 times, Gen.G have won.
What he is doing, man? क्या चल रहा
8
है?
rounds on attack, 9 rounds on attack, 9 rounds on attack. They're 7-1 up on defense.
Ooh, that's not good. That's,
No, I would say that's very bad
that's poor.
if you're a PRX
that's
fan.
quite poor. Yeah, it
भाई
really
बहुत
is
खराब
for
लगता है
PRX.
यार
Looking
ऐसा
at,
पेपर
the
एक्स
last time
रैन.
they played this map against this squad again,
Watching
you
your
know,
team
back against
7-1
Synergy,
down. ऐसी
perfectly
team
for
तो
me to
नहीं
do
है
दवाई
पेपर
का
एक्स.
चेहरा पर उदास हो गया.
But the funniest thing is something. He was on the
That
Reyna
day
and he
goes
was
down
playing really
7-1,
well.
man.
Will I say justified a Reyna pick? Maybe not, but we know on a good day he absolutely can. This time, I don't care what agent he's playing, he's having a damn tough time. 2-8. Compare that to Split last time, finding so many opening entries on that attack side. Now listen, I'm going to be the last person to complain about Jet dying on the attack, right? Often that's your job. But here we haven't seen those dive plays as consistent.
Guys,
that hasn't been the
if you are
crux
new,
of
make
their
sure to
attacking
hit
side.
that like and
Problem is,
subscribe.
how many rounds have we seen where literally 10 to 15 seconds in, it's 3v5. No
डिस्क्रिप्शन
control,
में
no
डिस्कॉर्ड
benefit.
सर्वर
One
का
guy
लिंक
goes
है,
down,
जाइए
they
ज्वाइन
push somewhere else,
कीजिए.
that guy goes down,
अपन
then
भी
they
साथ
sit
में
there
वॉच
with
पार्टी
nothing
कर
to do.
सकते हैं.
Think about
The
the
way I am
shots
doing
that
with the
Gen.G also
G
went
guys,
behind.
I
They
can also
pushed
help
out
you
2 players
connect
all
with
the way
them.
past Mound. They weren't even holding the deep angles anymore because what's the point? They're
And they
going to try
pushed
and
A
swing through
with 2
them.
players in the same
इसको
round.
क्या हो गया
Right? So
भाई?
this is the
सदमा
thing,
पहुंच
you
गया
even
भाई
peek your
को.
head up and go, oh, are they rolled? Yep, they are. I'm dead.
क्यों
They're
बैठा
everywhere.
ऐसा?
Now we have no advantage. We're
They're
playing
going
from
to push
behind.
B. It looks like they
Proper
are.
sadma, bro.
Insta smoke. B control being taken by
Like
3
a blind
players. Just waiting to see if the push will come through in that direction. It's going to allow them the fast take back of this control.
The
Power
flash is
immediately
perfect.
put
For
through.
second.
The trade's not awful in the beginning.
For second.
But they quickly
निकाल ले
divulge
भाई, निकाल ले भाई,
into
निकाल ले
nothing
Woo!
to the side of
Munchkin
PRX.
को
Forsaken
निकाल लो.
Yeah.
killing it back though. Finally, he
नहीं,
comes
4
alive.
सेकंड लो, माइंड
Well,
फ्लिक लो,
this is the
दोनों लो.
round that he
Oh, bhai,
needed to
solo
wake up
HP.
in. That spike is theirs, and they can walk it straight to the C-site once that door is closed.
दो 1v2 है.
16 HP, mind free.
Oh, 2v2 है, ठीक है. 4 second भी है. Shit.
And an aid. And there's a snake bite left. This could
ओ
be very,
भाई
very dangerous
साहब
indeed.
प्लांट
No,
हो जाएगा,
Dexter.
पोस्ट प्लांट कैसा जाता है वो डिपेंड करता है.
Instead, sitting down. Op in hand, 16 HP, turned to
peak,
0.
yeah,
Nice
that-
shot with the
Oh,
operator as
unnecessary
Mind
peak,
Freak
actually.
comes in
No.
alone. He's safe. Up top, he's got
So
the angle,
good,
could even
bro.
pick off Munchkin. That can make it.
Timing!
The texture's a little too quick.
I love it.
I didn't think he could fire off that quick.
It's just like, he's got an op as a negative, and then it's like, no, never mind.
Wide swings it. Like,
They are enjoying it as a ranked
but
game,
that's the level
man.
we've hit for Gen.G. 8-1, Tom. Yeah, I almost wanted to say coming into this map, well, it can't get any worse. It just has. It was 8-2
Yeah.
at least last time.
They are freaking enjoying it as a ranked
Definitely
game.
is looking like a golf in class, which again, considering this is the #1 and #2 from the same region, that we've already seen them play a best of 5 series that was a 3-1, and a lot of the maps are close. It looks like Gen.G have leveled up, and for PRX, I don't know if they've fallen off, because that's looking
PRX
like the
have
difference
bottled
between
up.
these two is
Not fallen up,
Same we've
actually,
seen
they have
before.
bottled up.
all 5 ultimates, by the way. Gen.G don't need them. That's actually the point we're in. They don't need the ults. They're just winning the rounds anyway.
Normally you'd be thinking at this point, oh, let's just throw one out just to see.
There you go.
There it is. Okay. Cycle the economy a little bit. Here comes the big rocket, and it's not landed. It's not found the value it needed to. The lockdown has been destroyed, and Meteor was tagged down.
Plant तो ठीक है मिल जाएगा.
That's the value, right? That's the value. They got rid of the show. They got rid of the lockdown, so they can at least claim some space. He's screwed. There's no way.
Bro,
he
सब
survives
कुछ
that.
डाल दिया. But something.
It's a little messy. It's giving PRX a chance, Tom. They haven't planted the spike, but they don't need to if they win these fights again and again, and they have. Lakia dropped, leaves Munchkin 1v3.
The
If
fuck?
he wins this, I'm putting the headset down. They've got decent amount of HP.
Hey, hello.
They've lost Mind Freak. Okay, but it's all right.
1v2.
They've still got 2 players, no utility to play with. They're
Don't
gonna just
do it.
take these fights.
It's all in
one
fight.
at a time. That's the only thing I beg of you. Not one at a time, not up against Munchkin right now. He's 11-4. He's been winning round after round, but a reposition by Forsaken.
Oh, that up. भाई साहब, high low setup worked. High low setup worked.
Deja vu for PRX. And, well, Gen.G got to be feeling confident. The good thing is they used 3 ultimates there.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That they lose the rounds, they use the ults. That's the weird thing about it. And again, a lot of this just came down to some brilliant individual play from Something, finally putting a couple of kills on the board. The fact is they did peak Munchkin individually. First player peaks, dies, second gets dinked, and it's only finally they reposition.
If it
I
gets
think
too
we
good
would have
ना भाई,
needed a
बहुत
new
crazy
desk
scene हो जाएंगे.
completely for Alex if they managed to lose
पूरा
that
का
round,
पूरा
but
tournament
it's scary
switch
that
up हो
they got
जाएगा.
close.
I think just get rid of the desk, man. Punching bag with an LED screen in it.
Whose
The
face
thing
is
is,
on it?
पूरा का पूरा tournament switch हो
Depends
जाएगा.
on the game. Make it interchangeable.
Nice,
Well, Forsaken's
Forsaken.
picked off Karen. That's a fantastic kill. Look how open the A side is, and they've made that realization. There's no further challenge. There's no utility. There's no
Why no
reaction
comeback possible?
from
Like that?
Gen.G. So Forsaken realizes it's wide open, and he gets caught by Lakia.
हो
That
सकता
timing was
है.
perfect. You have to, well, I mean, you can call it a mistake. At the end of the day, he was open to like 6 angles, so he has to just be clearing those, constantly being
Nice.
paranoid about them. The site, though, is lost, and PRX will find the
4v4.
plan nonetheless.
Showstopper online, not wanting to allow them to set up something to try and get aggressive, but he's not going to manage to land the shot. Now, I think the flash through the
This
back
is
might have
PRX.
actually
ये लोग क्या
worked.
aggressive नहीं
So he's
जाएंगे.
going to actually reposition
भाई कुछ
through
भी
B
उन दो
instead.
सामने throw stopper उन दो.
Move away from
Viper
the
का
flank position. It's open. I think it's because Divide's having to
Except
take too
the
many angles. The
बहुत
Seekers
crucial
at least will give it away.
important
Showstopper
player.
has been thrown in. He might get caught by all of the Seekers, but his teammate's got his back,
One year.
and that means he'll be
Bro,
able to
why
get off
Mind Freak is
Freak.
peeking?
Player's a bit of an obscure position. Monyet has not been cleared yet, and because of that, he's going to be able to deny the defusal. The
Nice
spam doing
shot.
so much
No,
damage,
nice.
And now it's all on to Divide with an
Okay,
operator.
yes.
First shot missed,
Let's
but he
go.
just needs to kill the guy
Nice.
using it. He's done enough. There's no time left. Finally,
Nice.
pull out the miracle round.
He just missed the shot on the stairs guy, which was Munchkin. But he just landed the shot on the guy who was refusing it, so it was crazy.
Towards the end of the half, this time PRX didn't have the pistol to help them out. They weren't both on the previous map, putting them up.
Bro, that's spam, that's spam.
But here, they're doing it on the rifle rounds. They're doing it in the clutches as well. As close as they may come, it's still giving them that little bit of a heartbeat to continue on forward. Now, this round, the last of the half, Gen.G come in with the Viper's Pit. That's going to be a problem to fight through on the defensive side, or potentially a very strong tool for retakes.
8-3.
It's scary when it's a
Once again, it would be 8-4.
third round, but
Again?
As long as they're getting the rounds, I don't think they're going to mind too much. This battle is now changed. It was previously Karon being solo, and now it's Texture.
Shoulder
And his
peek क्यों भाई?
operator has been fierce.
Looks like they're going to go back into it. Is there a flash? Is there anything? No.
एक-एक करके क्यों आ रहे हैं?
Yet players up top looking to trade, but Texture's out of the angle too quickly. PRX have given him another shot, and it looks like another bite of this apple. As around comes another, but finally the miss is there. Texture gets the reset though with low HP.
Nice.
Dancing around, but he's being caught. There was no escape
Nice.
this time, and with Lakia falling, a
Yeah,
real chance
that's
emerges.
Nice.
For an 8-4 half. It looks like PRX have finally woken up. They found some
The
punch
way.
to be packed. Let's see. Meteor's on his way.
They actually found the way. Let's go.
The teammate
No.
no. Munchkin's making a lot of noise. They're trying to find an angle.
Ah, yeah.
Well played. Now they can group up and try to force it.
Ulti
This
आएगी.
2v2 with the Viper's Pit. That was a little scary.
Nice
Thought
one,
Munchkin
boy.
was about to be spammed, but
Nice
now they've
one.
got a lot of space as they close in the distance. No snake bites to play with though. That could help out keep them way out of
Okay.
this pit. And with Munchkin falling, it's done.
Yes.
PRX 8-4 at the halftime. They found some legs to stand on, some foundations laid. The second half will be tough if they lose the pistol.
Yeah, they're almost identical to what we saw in the last half. A streak of rounds. That's just disgusting. I was thinking from Forsaken's point of view, I didn't even really see it.
But ये operator को जो एक-एक करके pick किया है ना,
But again, it's those player deficits.
Alex भी भड़का रहेगा.
Well done from PRX to at least get something.
Well, Tom, it's time now to toss this one over to Divide, who had some words to say.
Yeah.
But he is just another guy if he comes on screen or something like backstage during the game अलग बंदा है. उस दिन डेस्क पे आया था, कास्टिंग डेस्क पे आया था after the game. अलग ही बंदा लग रहा था.
They kind of like one step ahead, especially on Lotus. We kind of like they did exactly what we were watching them like in the VODs. Like they play the same. They are not scared, even though this like I think for some of them it's like their first time in
Heavy
Masters.
stress है.
And yeah, I mean, very surprised with how they actually perform.
Yeah, you're going to be put to test, put to task. Oh, that's rough. Blinded and Monye just popping off. Yeah, farm him up.
मैं क्या भाई?
Even squatting the right
इतनी
there.
जलन क्यों हो रही है?
Over towards Shybox. This guy's on for it. He's absolutely on the money today.
Gen.G again. I mean, the good thing is probably we might be able to get some revenge. You know, I mean, we lost to them in the Pacific.
The
kickoff,
things are.
and yeah, I mean, I think Texture is giving us a lot of problem. Like just
Guys, Monday या Tuesday को वो video roll out करेंगे.
over and over. And also, Karon was playing insane as well, even though he's a newcomer. But I think.
And 1.5 घंटे के आसपास में अगर अपने 2 matches खत्म हो रहे हैं, like 2 maps खत्म हो रहे हैं.
And yeah, I mean, insane. Yeah, maybe we.
So that means that is kind of a crazy thing.
Cook these two.
Well, Divide has certainly been cooking 15-9, exiting that first half with the next closest player being something. Pretty good player, pretty well respected. He's got 6 kills, almost a third of what his
Fingers
teammates
crossed.
It's been tough for the side of PRX. They haven't
Extends.
had a lot of success, but that little 3-round streak to close out the first half, Tom.
ला 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 गलती से क्लोज आउट कर दिया जो नहीं करना था. भाई कहाँ है? ये नहीं किधर गया?
Is it? Wow, nice one here.
अरे बाबा.
Someone to try and make their move.
See
And
if
he's
it's
going to go
something
back for a little
better.
bit more. Has to use the dash to get out of there and is now waiting for the cavalry to arrive as the rest of the team somewhat far away. An opportunity,
Good trade.
but Forsaken with a good trade.
Keeping the numbers in their favor.
Oh.
Something needs to do a little bit more.
Checking
So
off.
some
Oh,
damage
shot.
to follow up. A shot right
Crazy.
to Texture's temple. That's going to put us in a 4v2.
Crazy
With
shot.
PRX definitely favored to take this
Nice
pistol
one,
now.
something.
Forsaken falling. A little bit
Bro.
more of a chance.
Ek
Something, though,
number.
delivers. Okay, he's up top and not spotted.
भाई,
Easy peasy.
टकले पे खड़ा हो गया.
DK for something. Looks like even he's starting to heat up.
That's exactly what they need. Just him having confidence. Because you look at some of the fights he's taken and there's definitely risks about it, but
Sup, man?
that's always been his play
All
style.
good.
even on a Gecko,
Match
he's
देख रहे हो?
basically an op main, so they
चल
get
रहा
the
है
finances
match.
built up early, get the orbs rolling on the duelist, which is exactly what's happened thus far.
भाई टकले पे खड़ा हो गया.
Get that sniper into his
Nice.
hands.
पहली बार ताली बजाते हुए देखा इसको.
Slip back. As said,
चलो
though,
खुश तो
for
हुआ
the
Alex.
majority of the matches we've seen, be it mostly in Pacific, Gen.G have been
Equalizer
much,
तक आ जाए
much
बस.
more consistent on their attack.
Pistol
Something.
win was
Bro.
essential.
Gen.G का लेकिन
PRX.
इको कन्वर्जन अच्छा है.
Now the follow-up looks easy.
Shot.
Oh my God. Very little to play with for
तीन बंदे के
Gen.G.
सामने
Ah,
They
indeed.
drop something. He's the player that's rocking with the pistol. So the margin for error's already been reached here. Any further kills will be costly, will force some level of reinvestment from the side of PRX. But on the defense, they can
Gen.G
keep
and
distance. And with the buy that Gen.G have, they're definitely not favored on ranged fights.
Defiant will be solo, but you can see the rotation already coming out from Munyet. Jump peak will give him the
Meteor के
info
पास
to
ghost
go
है
back in
WhatsApp
with
पे
that
classic.
Marshall. This
That
a
is
round
all
that
we
they
need,
shouldn't
man.
really
Nice.
That is all that I need.
have any opportunity to win. The weaponry not falling into their hands
Nice
off the kills
one.
they've garnered, and the players they're pushing
Good
into
one,
are
good one,
actually
that I
just
good
going to
one.
start pushing into
आराम से पूरा
Crazy.
दो
round.
निकाल दिया उधर 4
PRX
सेकंड
as
खड़े
they
खड़े.
managed to
अच्छा
bring
था.
things again back
बस का
within
नहीं है
2.
ये वाला.
नुकसान नहीं हुआ ज्यादा.
Something
The
में
fact
मस्त मारा
is,
बंदे
it
को.
has been the buy rounds where Gen.G truly
If
have
if
been
if
a
PRX
level
wins
above.
this round, Gen.G
Well,
timeout
just
later.
look at your
8-1 था ना?
screen besides something. This
Yeah,
is a round that
8-1.
often you're going to look at as an
8-1
eco,
से
but
8-6
3
भाई.
orbs away
Comeback
from
Pro
a
Max.
Blade Storm means he can force
मैं
something.
कमबैक के बारे में
Buy an
कुछ
Lotus में
नहीं.
होता है
potentially
ऐसे.
the Blade Storm,
It's
even if they
थोड़ा
lose the round with how
dilly dally map है.
consistent he
Last time
normally
also
is
it was
with that
8-4.
op, I would definitely put stock in him buying at least the
Hey.
2 orbs.
In
One
here.
kill and a death. We'll see what he can get up to.
It also
I
means
was
they can
amazed this
gamble with
PRX
control.
didn't win
They've got
split,
him holding onto
but
the
it's
A side, an aggressive
Okay.
position from Munyet. This is not really the gun you want to have here. Somehow,
They are playing
gets out of
actually
there
1v1
unscathed.
खेल रहे भाई.
They also had an initial setup for players outside C, but after that spot comes through, fading back. Now the cross has
Bhai, the
already
triple
happened,
peak.
so
The triple
it's
peak.
now in a pretty deadly position. And honestly, I think Meteor's a little bit lucky there to even get
Mute
one.
करना.
Well,
And he
here's the
still,
chance for that
and he still gets
I
one.
picked
show
one.
its ugly face.
Nice shot.
Side of Gen.G as they lose a player right off rip, and it's Texture, the man with the responsibility to take the space to close
ये
the
round निकालो
distance.
भाई, please.
Now they'll be a little bit slower on the way
By
around
now
these
Gen.G
corners,
takes
which
it.
Nice
is
on the way.
perfect for something.
Oh,
He
yeah,
has to be
yeah.
watching the right way though, and Munchkin caught him unaware.
Oh, bhai.
The same happens with Divide though, leaving it
Oh,
to
bhai,
a
Lakia को
3v2
निकाल ले.
defensive advantage. and
खींच सकता है
Divide
दवाई
off the
लाकिया
bounce.
को.
He's been so good.
Nice one, Monia.
19 kills, looking for his 20th and
Nice
his
one.
3rd of the round. And it looks like he might. Oh, he will get the opportunity, but he's
नहीं
being dropped.
भाई.
Doesn't matter, 'cause
NT
Munyet is
but
there to catch
guns
him when he falls.
guns गई तो गई कोई बात नहीं.
7, and now this gets me
Hi,
excited
Mitchell.
for
क्या हाल?
PRX. That round puts them way
Chal,
back
chal,
in
कैसा?
contention because Gen.G got an eco.
Yeah, I like the way they play it as well. After the
Gul
initial
खिला रहा है
spot,
abroad.
there was at least one player
कहाँ
lurking.
गुल
They
खिला
know
रहा
there's
हो?
an opportunity to potentially steal a gun away.
क्या चल रहा है?
So they 3-man push.
कुछ नहीं,
Even a
बैठा
trade
हूँ.
there's not too bad.
आज
No
छुट्टी
है
one
तो
on
game
the
खेल
other
रहा हूँ.
side. And even though he
Room
only
में
gets
हो.
one kill, he does enough to
Room में मतलब
delay
कहाँ पे?
and
कौन से
allow for
शहर में?
those
किधर है?
rotations. Divide as
Kansas
well, though,
City.
as you said,
अरे
he's
वाह.
been fantastic. 19 and 10,
Right.
topping the entire scoreboard
आज
right
आज
now.
डे ऑफ है तो सोचा गेम
Something
खेलने बैठ
once
जाता
more.
हूँ.
They know he's going to be here. They know there's a high chance he'll be here.
PRX
They're
जीत
trying to
गया.
really
Oh.
put the pressure on him.
साला
मैच
खा
नहीं
खा
देख
के
रहा,
भी
बाप
एक
भी उठा
55 का
लेके
डैमेज
आज.
खा क्या है.
Behind this from Gen.G,
आज
they
छुट्टी
have
था तो
players
आराम से
lurking
उठा.
elsewhere. Trap just got broken on B. So now for PRX, they have to be worried about the flank. It means you're
Something
not going to
nice.
have Forsaken there to help with this fight. Instead,
Good
something has to do
shot.
with zone, and
Ah,
again,
Lakia.
he finds Texture.
सिर्फ
This is a
से
big
Ooh la
moment
la
in this
la
game.
la.
Trying to seize the space with him.
3v2.
Packing in, but instead,
Operator and a gun
That's
retrieve.
a
Meteor.
trying to trade it
भाई,
out.
Nico.
2 versus 3. Meteor's good
Meteor का क्या
position
angle
has
है?
been noted. As we
Meteor
said
expect
earlier,
Meteor
they
को
know
expect
that trap
करेंगे.
मार नहीं
know
पाएगा
there could be someone
लेकिन
around
चेक
here. That's why
करेंगे
you
I
see
think
Divide
इसको.
wait
They
for
should
Mind
expect.
Freak, wait even for the plant to come through while Munyet finishes this flank. Looks like they're aware. Well, they're
Good
very
decision
much
to
aware
do
that
that. Gun le bhai,
something is
gun le
going
bhai.
on. I mean, PRX haven't made a move. Why haven't they? Why are they not trying to fight for any bit of control?
Operator and a
And
gun
that's not something they'll
retrieve.
find an answer to until they
PRX
plant the spike.
easy.
It looks like because
Bro, winnable,
the
bro.
spotted players
Actually
Yeah,
winnable.
Meteor off it's easy
and
bro.
they're worried about their spawn, they're actually going to go fighting aggressively. This could be a big win if it comes through. Nice work from Meteor. One bullet left. And nothing being spotted
2v2.
towards the spawn. This means they know where they are. The peek out is perfect and he goes
कुछ
back.
भी राउंड निकला है.
He does it alone. Meteor's going to confirm in the MasterCard Thrifty. And what was looking like a round
कुछ भी राउंड निकला है, कुछ भी.
falls to one man.
If I was PRX, I would have taken a timeout
One
to
man
get
with
out of
one
that.
big gun and one medium gun also.
Alex is hard,
Very
Alex is hard,
ambitious
Alex
to
is
go
hard.
for this. That could have put it to
Guys,
a 1v1.
5 मिनट के लिए कैम ऑफ
And
करूंगा.
none of it. That's what I said
Nah,
about
abhi
this
dikhayega.
guy. He knows he'll hit the shot. For some reason, when it's him, a 2v2, and he goes, okay,
Just
I've
give
got
me
the
2
first
minutes.
one. He
Not
always
5
makes
minutes
sure
as
the
well.
second.
2 minutes.
Weirdly, he always gets it. That's the thing. Every time I'm sat there going, I'm ready to critique, and then he gets the kill, and I'm like, well,
भाई इधर
fine,
बच्चे भाई दारू
I
नहीं पीते
guess
भाई
that
बस
was
क्या.
the right play.
Well, uncouth, but it
Gary
works
Bonner
this
take a
time.
shot every
Certainly
time
caught his
yeah,
opponents
Alex
off
back
guard
in the
with
desk.
Gen.G 9-7 and claiming that round. PRX have weaknesses. An operator in the hand of something.
Look at where he is.
कहाँ खड़ा है?
It's not really an opping angle
Bhai.
normally, is it? Oh, nice flash. That's good. But he hasn't got the dash anymore. It's faded out. But Munchkin. Oh, the shot's missed. And Munchkin's been given a second chance at life while the showstopper is again just. Oh, I thought just used for space. But if he fires it out close, no, he doesn't pull the trigger. And now he realizes his mistake as the dive
Bro,
comes
he
in from
didn't
PRX.
shoot
They've got
करता
a lot
मिल
to
जाता.
work with.
The old Stoke should be, well, in theory, forcing them back, but it hasn't happened.
No way they get this.
They went aggressive. Made this one problematic. Spike already planted at least. So they're going to have to respect it and just fall back. Munchkin's still holding, and they have a pretty nasty potential crossfire just with the amount of time that can be bought. Munchkin is just looking at that clock. That's all he really aiming for, sitting back, waiting for the push. He manages to land the first, almost onto the second. But
Guys, I just thought for one thing.
a back and forth so far.
ब्रेक लेना ही है तो
in
माप
the
के बाद
second
देता हूँ.
half, and they close the gap once again to just one round.
Absolute
Well,
second.
that's the response and resurgence we wanted to see. This game, this map, and indeed this series
He would
is
have
hanging
killed
on a
something.
knife
Shoot
edge.
किया होता ना.
Shot the bullet. That's got to be so infuriating.
I can understand he doesn't want to give away his position, but you know, you make a decision there. Do you
He
gamble?
banged the
Do you
table
not?
again.
And, well, he chose wrong. Chips on the wrong color. Well, 9-8. And for PRX, it looks like they've really got their hands dug into those reins. The economy is low. We've seen
With
Gen.G
that
win
outlaw.
low by rounds. There's a Viper squad online with 1 kill from Munchkin, 1 orb, 1 plant. But the main thing is something has got basically.
Hello?
They're back.
आगे क्यों गया?
But it works out for him. No punish. And the reposition.
Hello?
Another kill. Swing out. Coming in to the side of
Bro, this was pure competitive का एक equal.
blink and you miss it as we're 9-9.
Yeah, they have somehow made this comeback happen.
ये चीज कॉम्पी में बहुत होती है wrong dash.
5-1 in this second half after what was basically we were at a
For real,
scoreline where this
bro.
looked over.
भाई ये लेकिन ये आगे गया फिर भी एक मार कैसे दिया इसने?
And that's the thing. You think it, you
Could
never
be
even think at the
something
time
else,
the
bro.
nightfall half is still great, but it seemed like Gen.G just let the foot off the gas. A few big plays coming out.
Last map ascend
Now we're
है.
starting to see players rise up.
अगर
You
last
were
map
mentioning
तक
it,
गया
the
तो.
distance between Devi and everybody else.
जाएगा, हो
Oh,
जाएगा.
well, something has been closing the gap. I'm also just looking at Mind Freak.
Short
Yeah, it
guy.
looks like they're looking at him too. Karen was
Stop.
trained in on that with texture, finding a
बच गया
field
था
day.
भाई.
2
2
HP
HP
left
बचा.
on Devi. He'll find it hard to get any impact from this point. A
No,
straight
why is my
bullet
stream lagging?
enough to take him down.
Bro.
But he's caught Karen off guard. The flash covers his retreat. No more flashes, and they don't regen anymore. An opportunity
3v3.
still. No, shut down. 2 versus 3 though. This pick could change the game.
They're trying to get in as quickly as humanly possible, but Meteor's there to defend.
Nice shot.
Leaves it onto something. As said, he's had a real resurgence.
Bro,
Something
such
is
a crucial
defending.
round, bro.
Fall back.
Something.
Enable the reload.
उनको पता है पीछे से आ रहा है.
Mind, he's just looking
उनको
for
पता है.
देखेगा ही वो.
Bro,
No.
They know exactly where he is.
Bro, he will.
Oh, he still wins the battle. 3 bullets left in the clip. The pin's
Oh,
been dropped. He's already
oh,
going to spot
indeed,
one,
eh?
but he's now just
Almost
out of the
hit
classic.
bro.
It's a
How do you
classic
miss
v
that?
classic. But Lackey is the one to take it home. These rounds are getting
bro, that
insanely
was 30
close.
HP.
मेरे को
it's a
एक
back
बात
and
बताओ
forth
इनका
once
राइट
again.
क्लिक सर पे पड़ता है मेरा राइट क्लिक हवा में ही जाता है
बॉडी के आजू बाजू सब जगह जाता है
हवा में जाता है बॉडी के आजू बाजू छोड़ दो सर के ऊपर से जाता है
To be found for either of these teams. 2 rounds for PRX, an immediate answer back by Gen.G. But the fact that it comes down to this, that the
सीधा
Viper is
सर पे
dropped
लगा.
outside
नहीं
the
गाइस
pin.
स्टॉप मतलब मैंने अब राइट क्लिक शूट करना छोड़ दिया है मैं सिर्फ लेफ्ट क्लिक पे स्पैम कर देता हूं
Final right click.
ये crucial round था to be honest PRX के लिए.
they've got a lot set up in front of
Economy
them.
पे
There
lead
is
taking
a
round था ना?
showstopper for Mun
ये
Yet.
राउंड
Other
हार
than
गए तो
that,
पैसे नहीं है अगले वाले के लिए.
it's just on the rifles. Credits are low. Gen.G could be on the
4
home
second
stretch
का
very,
अच्छा
very
angle है.
soon, and Forsaken in that corner.
clear.
Similar for Gen.G as well. 4 now. अरे यार एक और ले सकता था 4 second.
Could
कोई ना
be
लो किया था वो.
very, very pivotal facts for us as PRX
Money
look
है,
to move back
एक मार
through.
ले.
So many players are low.
Nice one.
One extremely low in the corner. It's the rocket.
Low
Divide.
वाले को ही
That's
मारा
the thing, though,
लेकिन
that trade's all right. That was the low HP player that goes down. I don't think they're going to mind that
दवाई
whatsoever
दोनों
to put it back
दोनों
into a
सारे.
3 versus 3. Something about to try and go through this. His teammates
Bro, meteor.
a little bit further behind. No flash available for Device, so it's just going to have to be the raw push.
Ah,
Already managing to
no.
retrieve a right.
अरे यार how he
Balls.
waved.
Gen.G now
Crouch
gonna
कर
double
गया
back with their
Karen
own.
something
And
मार
the
सकता
major
था.
worry here for PRX, they don't have backup credits. They don't have anything in their pockets other than a Blade Storm.
अभी कुछ
This
नहीं है.
could be the beginning of the end.
अभी कुछ नहीं है. अभी खत्म.
It feels
अभी
like
अगले
we're
राउंड में जो भी.
2-round gap. Gen.G in this series
Either
have
thrifty
just been
निकालना
miles
होगा.
ahead when it
निकल
comes to
सकता है
मुश्किल है.
thrifty.
rifle rounds. And again,
नाइफ्स पे अगर एक दो फ्रैग्स इनिशियली मिल गए तो निकल
to
सकता
talk
है.
about it as a dominant game. Yes, it is
Something पे
a
ult है.
strong scoreline.
वही बोल रहा हूँ ना नाइफ्स पे अगर एक दो फ्रैग्स निकल गए इनिशियली तो निकल सकता
Pistols,
है.
that's a 4-0 start based off of coin flips.
आज काइंड ऑफ माइंड फ्रीक दोनों मैप्स में ऑफ ही रहा है.
When it came to rifle rounds, they weren't able to succeed. That early push
Bro,
was not quite a rifle.
the
Instead, it's a set
dash.
of blades, and those
Bye.
don't
The
even
timing
get
of the
fired
dash.
off. They lay by his side as
जाने
he
भी नहीं
falls
दे
to the
रहे.
floor. Something down, so too is
जी, जी,
Divine,
जी.
and they're ready for another
Bye,
player
दूसरे
close.
में.
There seems to be nothing that
They are
PRX can
getting
do
it
to surprise
countered.
this Gen.G roster in the last few rounds. And with 12 looking
There,
like it's
there.
on the board, Tom,
कोई ना
these
हाँ.
players
Lower
have to
bracket
be
round
feeling
once
the
again.
crushing weight of this series. The lower bracket is beckoning them,
Caster
and there
नहीं
they'll
बोल
face
रहे.
elimination against the Sentinels are allowed. There's no easier fight for them than a team that they know. The devil they don't is coming.
If they get this round, never mind.
G have got their number this round at least.
Don't jinx it.
बात भी
Mind
पूरी
flick
नहीं होने
for
देते.
second.
Use one of the ults and
No,
got
no.
absolutely nothing. And the second we've got into these post plants,
वही चीज़ है ना बात भी पूरी नहीं होने देते.
most fearsome. A team from last year that started strong, had a massive fall from grace, made a huge overhaul of this roster with risks taken. Players brought back who had been at a Masters right at the beginning of
Right.
Valorant, a player they
What a
got from
series so
rank,
far, but
players that
That
Back
one
up, yeah.
thrifty
not found
just
success elsewhere. Texture, one I think we can really
8
highlight.
was 8
Like,
ones
in
अच्छा
G,
गया.
he was okay. But to go into
Match
a
will not
Gen.G
over.
roster that's
Hopefully
now
we
playing
can go
for
OT.
a minimum of top 3 if
Fingers
they win
crossed.
this match.
हो सकता है.
Unheard of, surprising,
Davai on
and now looking
23
like
kills.
that pinnacle of Pacific.
Yeah.
Looking to try and do
काफी
what
high
no Pacific
expectations
team has
है भाई
ever
आप
done
almost.
before. Take themselves
जेंजी ने
to a
पूरा बैलेंस खेला है
National
मतलब किसी
victory.
भी प्लेयर ने अंडर परफॉर्म नहीं किया है कैसे भी.
PRX are not dead,
Hmm.
not down, until you stamp them out.
But भाई बेंजी फिर से तो
Definitely looking
वो
injured.
छोड़ दो वो वाला गेम वो साइफर वाला गेम ए साइड पे एक ही पोजीशन से एंकर कर रहा था एक ही पोजीशन से.
A lot of win conditions.
4 किल 3 किल
वो
12
एक ही
किल से
पोजीशन ले रहा था
एक
बैक साइड से वो एक ही जगह से लिए जा रहा था. काउंटर कैसे नहीं कर रहे थे समझ ही नहीं आ रहा था.
Showstopper. And of course the Nightfall. Any one of those can open sights.
Moni
Pull you
है.
out of sticky situations. Door open. That was the defenders, but it's covering Munyet's push
अच्छा
forward.
नेड है.
Problem is,
No.
okay, good nade up close. That's going to
Arey!
the open. Problem
That
is,
crossfire!
Munyet's covering it. And now
It's
the
over,
push
it's
on
over,
mid
it's
is
over, I
spotted
guess
as
it's
well.
over.
Nice
Three
on something.
players left.
No!
And it
हो
looks
सकता
like
है
there's
हो
still
सकता है
a
हो
fight
सकता है.
in them. Nightfall. Motivated.
Texture.
Being caught. But, oh, it's fake information.
That TP just
Shrouded Step has bought a little bit of an advantage for
क्या रहा हूँ?
Mindfreak as he's still alive, his HP recovering,
हाँ,
but with
bro.
something down. And Divai, very much known towards that spawn. Mindfreak's on the wraparound. Wants to move towards that singular door. For
That
this,
TP.
Divai needs to buy some time. He still has a flash to play with. There it goes. It's
Divai,
popped
nice
and it's
one.
cleared out this
Take them
corridor.
out.
Divai's even won the fight. The smoke is down. A chance if Mindfreak can make it to Divai.
Mindfreak,
If they can
yeah,
take this
he's
fight
not
together,
good
but
with
they
the
don't know where the
fuse.
last players are. And the nade has even forced them back for a second. The time now
नेड है
very
उसके
low.
हाथ में.
And with two
Oh,
players
Divai.
still to root out, it might be too low.
जीजीस.
I just
No.
dodges that siege, but Mindfreak down. The time now not to be played
Done.
with. Okay, no texture
Ooh.
without
बात
swing.
क्या पीके नहीं करेगा
There's no chance.
GG.
There's no chance whatsoever.
Let's
He's got this stick
go.
underneath his nose. Short of a big misplay. It was never swinging the other way. 13-9.
I
And
expected
13
a closer
a
match, but
consistent showing from the side of
Still lower bracket का option है.
It was a good game. I won't be around for the next one, but y'all should still continue to watch it.
Another huge
Maza
step
aaya.
of play for
Thank you
Gen.G.
for the
No
mini
doubt
view
at
party.
this stage that they
Had
wear
fun.
the crown when
By
it
the way,
comes to
सब लोग आ रहे
Pacific.
हो?
That's
24
not the
को?
crown they're gunning for
नहीं,
anymore.
मैं
They said it at the
नहीं आ
time.
रहा।
Their goal was to
thank
make
you.
it to the playoffs. Well, they've made it there.
Back
मैं
for the
नहीं आ
game
रहा।
ना?
Continued
मेरे को
to
बहुत
push forward in
बहुत
that
महंगा
upper
पड़ जाएगा
bracket.
वॉच
The
पार्टी।
team has said that last year
नहीं मेरे को तो close ही है but देखते हैं क्या plan बैठते हैं.
didn't really
Yes,
give
by
us
mark
much to be excited about. And then
मैं
bringing
ऑनलाइन आ
together
जाऊंगा।
a
नहीं
mix
कोई
of
बात नहीं,
players
इस बार
that
माफ है।
maybe many
चल
अच्छा,
पढ़ाई पे
thank
ध्यान
you.
दे, catch you soon.
See
Bye,
you, see
guys.
you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
sir. Bye guys.
चलो bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Bye bye.
Hope you had fun.
Have fun guys.
Good night.
Good night. ओ भाई लोग क्या था लेकिन ये मैच क्या था मतलब क्या ही था. लोअर ब्रैकेट वाला सीन स्टार्टेड. Big breaking. Indian government issues a warning to influencers promoting gambling apps. Arrest and deletion of social media handles may follow if necessary steps are not taken by the influencers. बंद करना पड़ेगा मतलब इनको. ओ भाई पैसा भी वापस दे रहे. और भाई इधर से. A choice that will help you decide the chicken and will you pick. पता नहीं भाई तीनों को कर दूंगा. नहीं आया लोटस में भी वापस बाबा. My first game of Wars on mobile भाई. खेलना है मेरे को भी. फ्रेंडली फायर इंक्लूड करना चाहिए. बीजीएमआई जैसी गेम में फ्रेंडली फायर इंक्लूड कर दिया हो जाएगा कल्याण. W game if they fix the lag. देखते हैं ना. He is arrested man. सिमर भाई हर किसी ने यही ट्वीट किया है. Why Gen.G will beat PRX? Because PRX are dinosaurs. Raw and Gen.G are has Meteor and Meteor killed dinosaurs millions of years ago. Seleuki by bro just अगर हैंडल ना मिले तो नॉर्मली लिख दो। यो क्या हाल है? एकदम बढ़िया, एकदम एक नंबर। Gen.G content for when you win. Pat come in, say a full aggressive start from Hyderabad to start the season. Nice. Bro, hello. Help. होजे नहीं, हेल्प हमारे लिए। गुरुजी बेस्ट है बाबा, गुरुजी एक्चुअली बेस्ट है। Thank you for everything, Captain MS. Post-match presentations and that would be missed actually, but yeah, I'm sorry in advance. Sentinels versus Loud. I was thinking about making a video on BGIS. If you have some specific questions on the topic to be covered, then you can ask by commenting below. करो भाई, तो करो फिर भाई। सीएम का न्यूज़ देखा दिल्ली का? वही तो देख रहा था ट्विटर पे। कोई ना गाइस, यू गाइस वॉच इट। मैं मैच नंबर 2 के साथ तुम लोग को ज्वाइन करता हूँ, तब तक देखो, चिल करो। आई विल बी ज्वाइनिंग। थोड़ा सा एक छोटा सा ब्रेक लेके आते हैं।
lo que viene siendo esta partida que ya se viene. Y hablando de eso, nosotros vamos a pausar. We're gonna take a break real quick and we get ready for that America's match.
We've seen this matchup before, and last time Gen.G became the king of Pacifics. But this is a different stage, and a stage that PRX have conquered over and over again.
Got 2 damage, but no kills.
Oh, this has come back into a winnable scenario. Just needs to hit the bullet.
Yo, not even close, guys. Not even close.
Looks like it's gone.
An opportunity here at least to shut down the first and the second one yet as well. Rockets on point.
One enemy remaining.
Position. It's sublime. Brilliant from Carol.
Nice up!
What's happening? This would be exceptional time. Good luck to you and good night.
What a performance for the side of Gen.G.
Done, and the follow-up, and he's out of the knife out and wins. He brought a knife to a knife fight.
Players on the other side, Showstopper, he should be dead. He actually a very quiet start to this game and a reaction shot. I want this shit. Spawn Nice means they know where they are. The peek out is perfect.
Forsaken there to help with this fight. Instead, something has to do it on his own, and again, he finds texture. That's a big part of this take. There's no chance. There's no chance whatsoever. He had to stick it underneath his nose, and short of a big misplay, it was never swinging the other way. A consistent showing from the side of Gen.G as they take victory over their Pacific comrades. It's on to the upper final.
On the desk with Mimi and Hypog. We've had our first regional rematch already, and let's get into the second. It is America Sentinels versus Loud, and I believe, Mimi, the matchup that you're very, very excited about.
Yeah, this one's going to be fantastic. It went all 5 maps in the finals in America. Sentinels pulled it off there against Loud, but Loud has really leveled up at this event thus far. It should be a great match again.
Yeah, I think so. A couple of stumblings along the way. It is a concern for me that Loud have already kind of shown some bad tape here. Obviously, with the permaban even being shown here now, Breeze, there's no questions left over their map pool.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the same 3 maps before in the first match of the regional, but I wonder we're going to get that again here. But the thing is, Hypog, as you would know, Sentinels have played an obscene amount of games coming into this tournament. They continue to do so here in Madrid.
Yeah, a lot of tape, obviously, to go through. An opportunity there for Loud. They've already shown that you know, they're willing to switch away from some of these Phoenix compositions and pull out a curveball and change something up. So there is actually a real opportunity with the break coming into the playoffs. Loud, I don't want to say in terms of prep, but have the upper hand in that regard.
They played less maps than some of these teams, but remember, they were playing back-to-back. It was something like 12 hours of prep between playing Heretics to then play KC and beat them, and it was the same in Americas. They played more rounds than the rest of the teams in America's playoffs combined, but finally, this team has had a bit of a break ahead of playoffs.
Yeah, and I mean, this break is going to be very, very important for them as well. And speaking of that, here is what Coach Kaplan had to say right after they secured playoffs.
I cannot wait to sleep. It means a lot. It's been really hard to have such a quick turnaround. We showed everything we had pretty much in kickoff, and it's we didn't have a lot of turnaround time to deal with that strategically, right? Especially even with scrims, your jet lag, there's just so many challenges. So having some time to breathe and be better equipped to handle opponents studying us is a huge relief and a confidence boost for the games ahead.
I mean, this is the thing. They've already achieved everything so far without that a little bit of a break. So how much stronger do you think Sentinels are about to be?
I think they're going to be really strong. We've already seen, even with the low prep time, how good this team is at counter-stratting. Against both Heretics and KC, I think the squad came in with really good game plans to fight forward, to punish their opponents' tendencies. I think they're really good when they have even more time. And we saw that in Americas. When they went into playoffs, they further leveled up. This is a squad that when they really take that effort to study their opponents and come prepared to a match.
Yeah, and I think the individual performances here, Sassy a little bit of a concern, but I think if there are going to be any change to the composition, the way that particularly Zek and Tens are both performing individually, there's room there to put them on anything potentially, and outside that, John QT as well, individually standing up so far here in Madrid.
Yeah, let's talk about Tekken here, because we say, yeah, Tens and Zek and Tekken.
Okay.
We've been kind of debating, you know, rookies here and there, but there is no debate when it comes to these two. Mimi, they are just the best right now in this tournament.
Yeah, both these guys are looking like top 5 players in the tournament, and they're on the same team. And the thing is, they're always playing together. These guys out of the server, they're good friends. Their teammates call them the kids of the team. They're always hanging out, and they're setting each other up together in the server as well. They're a very aggressive duo. You'll see them take risks, but the difference between them and maybe a team like PRX, as a player like Forsaken per se, is it's always together, and it's always being really well integrated into John QT's system. When they go for these risks, when they go for these early fights, the rest of the team is calling around that. They hear Zek and say, hey, I want to make this play. Tens knows how to set him up, and the rest of the team adapts around that really, really well.
Yeah, and I think as well, just to double down on that, the support system here is really the difference. To have everybody here delivering individually, Zek and Tens being the ones to lead the charge, it's terrifying to have to go up against them in this sort of form.
I'm going to make Tekken a thing. But let's move on to the other side for Loud, because they had a slow start. But Hypog, as you know, even when they've had a slow start in the past, they always go really, really deep, and they manage to take it all the way sometimes.
Yeah, Loud have always just got this playoffs form that they seem to, it's almost like the trump card, the Uno reverse that comes out in the series that they need to deliver it. And I don't necessarily think they've shown that so far, but coming out and bouncing back the way they did with the follow-up series, we talked about obviously it being a bit of a concern, the loss to Gen.G, but outside that, you still look back and you think, well, what series has Les been playing in? In particular, Les having another MVP-worthy performance. And you look back at the series, you think, how's he doing that?
Yeah, and I honestly think that this team has leveled up yet again to a form where they can be a contender for a title. I think they worked out some of the issues they showed in the kickoff event, where they're playing these like Phoenix comps, it's not really working out. Here I think they really narrowed down their map pool. They showed maybe some weaknesses on Breeze, but on the maps that they're committed to, their Sunset for example, they've looked excellent. The strategy is really coordinated. Players have also leveled up. Quick in their last game looked so much better than the rest of the season thus far. This is a Loud that always wakes up the deeper they get into tournaments. It seems like they find the ability to hit the peak at just the right time in like every event.
Yeah, and I think as well that they've already shown here that they are willing to kind of detract away from the commitment to the Phoenix and Breach. They're obviously busting out the Euro in particular, but QCK's individual performance across all the duelists has been pretty incredible. I keep saying that nobody plays this much Phoenix and comes out looking like, you know, a great duelist or a great individual player, but somehow he's doing it.
Yeah, you guys mentioned Les already, who's also having a great tournament. I believe he is standing by with Mika Fabs. Take a look at this. Not just quite yet.
What about this?
What about this?
I want to look at this, because this guy's stats have been ridiculous this tournament, but they are every time. Les is the consistent member of this squad. With Osmus out of the team, he's the #1 guy you have to look towards. He's always playing Viper, but he's competing with the star duelist in every role. The guy's ridiculous, and if Loud is going to win a trophy here in Madrid, it'll be because he's keeping that up.
Yeah, that was Les. We got Les as well because less is more. So
Les.
let's send it down to Mika Fabs.
Hey Les, I like that little groove you had on going on a little bit back there. So you've been on the team for forever. You know how it's like when the team gets that synergy in order to win championships. I'm curious how this level of synergy has been from like the beginnings of this roster all the way up here to Masters Madrid. What's that journey felt like? We have Arthur here to help with some translation.
Oi, Les. Então, primeiramente, eu gostei que você estava ali, mandando uma vibe bem legal. A gente quer saber, você está desde o início com a galera, com o time, e agora com esse novo roster, vocês estão com a sinergia. A sinergia tá boa? Como é que tá a sinergia de vocês agora até o campeonato?
A gente está começando a evoluir, né? Querendo ou não, tô no início do ano. A gente está com um jogador novo, staff nova, então a gente está planejando a longo prazo, mas estamos evoluindo aos poucos no campeonato.
Overall, step by step, we're evolving not only in the championship because we also have a new player. We're working on with like new staff as well. So I would say we're just on the way evolving because overall it's the beginning of the year as well.
Well, eager to see the next step. Keep that vibe going and best of luck.
Thank you.
No confiaron, pero mira, no. Llego con los míos y la grada explota. Le di la razón al que me quiso ver bien. Lo soñé en mi habitación y ahora en primera me ven. No te hablo del avión, vine por mi cinturón. No confiaron, pero mira, no. Llego con los míos y la grada explota. No confiaron, pero mira, no. Llego con los míos y la grada explota.
These are two of the best teams Americas have to offer, but being here is about being the best in the world. And as it stands at this stage, it does feel like both of them have a great chance.
It's the new versus the old guard for Americas in this match. It's the third time they've played this year, and we're already into the veto, Mike. These teams have a lot of similarities in their strengths, and I think we're going to expect to see maps like Sunset, maps like Icebox that was just picked that both these teams love to play. This, honestly, what we're getting already is a bit of a rematch of that finals.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, well, actually, yeah, with Sunset to round things out. Concern, massive concern to kick things off on Split. Obviously, two very polarizing results, obviously, regionally looking back at this, but last one being a 13-3. Sentinels absolutely slap Loud about.
Yeah, Split is far and away the best map for Sentinels that we have seen thus far. They look lights out on that, in particular their defense.
The pep talks are going on.
The way they set up for the retake.
अपना face cam किधर है?
On point.
Hello?
Yes, so much of it is Zekken, and so much as it is also John QT. It feels like his calling is perfect.
I was thinking that अपना face cam actually कहाँ है?
This team sets up. This first map's going to be a challenge for Loud.
Yeah, just how close do you think this will be, though? Because the first match we saw today, very, very one-sided, also what we expected. But Hypok, do you feel like it favors one team or another coming into this?
I guess it's one-sided for
the edge to Sentinels here. I don't think we're going to have a very clear-cut series, though. I think Loud may be looking to reinvent themselves once again and have that bounce-back factor. I don't think this is going to be an easy run.
Yeah, the question for me is what has Loud changed? Because they haven't had to really show their split since that grand final. So there has been a bit of time to kind of look back, see what went wrong there. But even the best teams haven't been able to beat SEN there. I look more towards the rest of this pool. I think Icebox and Sunset, both teams are incredibly close on how they play. In particular, Icebox leads towards Louds. I really expect us to get a third map, to get Sunset, and that's so exciting because these teams are both excellent at the map, but with very different reads. One playing the Breach and the Phoenix, the other playing the Gecko composition. Both have these great retakes. Both have really cool ideas for how they take space on the map. Really hoping we get there.
Yeah, and I also, you mentioned a little bit of doubt perhaps in Sassy here, but Hypok, he's going up against Sadag. You know, they've been looking forward to this matchup for a long time. As we take a look at the
Here's the
agents,
first
like,
tweet
how
I'm gonna
freshly
post tomorrow. It's easy for the people who follow me from last year.
No surprise to see the compositions come out, but I do think it is a little bit concerning Sassy's performance in areas. But I mean, you could argue again, it's another one of those familiar opponents, very, very comfortable ground, and obviously regionally, Sassy's performances were above what we've seen so far in Madrid.
Sentinels are starting on the attack. A lot of this comp is built around how in the mid-round they take space for Zekken. I think shutting down Zekken has to be a priority for Loud. He is looking like the best player in the event
Madrid
right
is still
now.
going on?
And
Hold
if
up.
he can keep that up in this one, if he can get the openers for Sentinels, give Gen.G those options in the mid-round, the way they've been able to for most of this tournament, it's going to be really tough for Loud to recover.
Yeah, well, I've just been told that Brand and Sideshow are in fact contractually obligated to cast every single Sentinels game. So here they are, over to you guys.
That's extremely true. We have so much influence and power actually over Riot Games here at the caster desk. But excited to get started. Well, our second match of the playoffs, and it's bound to be a barn burner. We've already had it, you know, a sneak peek of it at least in the regional finals. These two teams clashed, and they're kind of taking over that mantle now. You know, me and you, Josh, we were talking about it just before we got into the game. But
मेरे इसमें political चीजें क्यों आ रही है?
That was, you know, El Clasico, and now maybe the passing of the torch over to this one. We've seen Sentinels versus Loud now many times so far in 2024, and it's always pushed both of these teams to great heights.
It's possible that we'll see it even later on in the playoffs too. We've yet to really discover which of these teams are going to be able to battle it out against each other and make it deep in a playoff kind of situation. Gen.G looks scary. You do not want to be in the lower bracket if they end up down there at some point. Obviously, PRX no pushovers either. But yeah, this is a really cool regional matchup that you have between these two teams. You know, last year we only had one regional title in Americas to fight over. That was Loud that ended up taking it away. This year with Kickoff, Stage 1, Stage 2, we're going to have 3 potential opportunities for regional fights like this. And then also all of the opportunities at Masters events or at Champions, where Loud and SEN, they're not just fighting here for the rivalry, but they both believe, and I think a lot of the fans do too, that they've got a serious chance of being able to win the thing.
I think every team does that's at this event as well. I mean, winning here in the playoffs, of course, you know, not in the danger zone just yet. There's not elimination on the line per se, but it does just, you know, stretch you ever so deeper into that tournament, into Madrid. Gives you a really decent chance as well of lifting lifting that title, which, you know, every team here is looking to do.
Now that we've got a little bit of time too, just to dig
कोई
into
ना
the
पैर
map
अगर
veto,
पेन भी
it's
कर रहा है
going
तो
to be
कोई बात नहीं है इस
electric.
दो ही मैप की बात
You
है
look at the
सेंटिनल्स
opening
इसको
map
जीतेगी
that Analyst Desk has talked about.
13-5
And then
13-5
Icebox,
that's
yeah,
it
Loud won that in the 3-2 victory that Sentinels ended up putting up.
10 राउंड से ज्यादा
Icebox
नहीं
was
मिलेगा
close,
लाउड को
man.
दोनों मैप मिला के
And Sunset too, there's no guarantees that that goes the way of SEN again if we do end up going to 3. SEN need a good start here, but I think for Loud too, they cannot afford to just get battered as they did previously. Hypok was talking about that scoreline. It was devastating for SEN.
Early presence showed here by Loud.
Chale.
B-Main with the boombot, walking up behind the smoke. Looking like they want to fight through it. They've got a flash ready and waiting. Potentially, no, just literally egoing the smoke. But Zelsis is going to be holding for this one. Jiggles it. Stray shots going wide here. Might be calling for reinforcements.
पुश कर करके
So far, a little bit of damage done. It looks like just a 10. It's not a re-clear. Going to be called for B-Main.
And 10
spawn का कंट्रोल लेने वाला था क्या
Trailblazer caught contact. It didn't. They've re-cleared B main, but not necessarily going to start taking that territory with bodies. Instead, looking forwards to the fight.
Convin should be 34 HP बचा है
line at the start of the round, so he's still got that, but it's going to be
nice
a
Zekken got
Yeah, just straight up. I mean, just dry
But
into it. No
who is
kit being
got
utilized.
10s?
Again, want to face with the bodies.
And to be honest, I think that favors Loud. Yeah, they've lost the breach, but no smokes if they decide to go over and commit to B. And Loud are re-exploring down mid as well. John Cutie and Sewers.
Massive proactivity being caught here by Sadak.
Nice shot.
Gen.G looking to do so much more
Andy.
there. Just the one before the trade comes through, but a B site now opened up entirely for them. Will be that plan. Sassy's out wide into the open. Could have been danger there, but the nade, I guess, staves it away. And of
City
course,
push करके रखा है.
into the spawn. Zelsis. Snake bite now being held, but it's
Molly,
gonna be
Molly,
really tough to
Molly.
deal with. Luckily, Zella. Okay, Zekin right there, vulnerable. Will he be able to get the damage?
एक नंबर vulnerable में इतना ज़्यादा गेम निकला है और Zelsis की मौली.
I love watching SEN set up these kind of little plays. You could see it constantly when they were playing against the European teams in the Swiss stage, and they didn't want to offer them opportunities to go for retakes, where they would cook up some kind of post-plant aggression, and they've always got a different idea. That's the great part about this SEN team that took the off-season so
क्या कड़क मौली डाला रे.
These players now have just a depth of micro plays that they can
भाई
have. Sort of
साहब.
snake bite off contact.
Already seeing examples of both of these teams just trying to be proactive.
Yeah,
like calling that mid push earlier, fighting through into
हाँ
split.
भाई, but the thing is कि he is very much vocal right now in the team.
Seeing it, at least we certainly hope so.
Nice one, Saucy.
Put only open no man's land, so he will fall.
And I think what you're seeing, at least at the beginning of this game, is SEN taking a very slow approach.
Ooh,
That's a big kill.
la la
Gen.G
re,
going down
la
on
la
A
la
means that this
la
side of the map
re.
no longer has any offensive threat.
Oh, second reactions there. Fault line stunned up. Well, there
खराब
it is. The
लगा.
classic damage coming through. Flash in the end as well, so Tens is shortly behind him, but a flash repeat.
But बढ़िया,
Can't
बढ़िया,
get
बढ़िया.
too much more.
Good clean
One
up.
player left. 2 years. Can't see too much danger in the round.
No.
Flank
And
देखो.
Sentinels were forced to accelerate there once John ended up dying because they don't have information about what's happening on the other side of the map. But if you want to talk about info as it relates to these compositions, you would constantly need to be jiggle peeking corners, need to be going for those proactive explorations. And that's going to incentivize SEN to play a little slower, to try to
5300 and
punish the
4300
jump
na?
and see if they can get damage or kills that way, to try to punish the info pushes into mid, that kind of thing. And Loud can't always run around the map pushing on defense with utility, 'cause it just makes it so obvious where they're playing. It's a difficult comp to play on defense.
Might just get even harder as well when SEN end up swapping sides. They look like one of the better teams here at this event when it comes to their split. Largely due to their retakes. The fundies here for Sentinels though. Standard. The util being thrown out wide here for that ramp control early. Now setting their sights out into
ओए भाई ये सदाक भाई इतना spam करके.
Tucked nice and tight and safe and really just buying time for the rest of his team where
बढ़िया.
reinforcements. It was a
Nice shot.
well. Damage
3v3 winnable.
Sets it up for an easy one for Zelsis. 3 versus 3.
Bit of a blunder there for Loud, offering SEN another opportunity to get back into it. Not planted for Evan.
Planted.
Oh, and the pick goes down
Ulti.
too. Now Sassy is pretty far away, but I think, yeah, I mean, look at the way that Loud are clearing this. They're expecting a reflank back up.
Holding. Usually going to be the bread and butter of a team like Sentinels, just trying to fight, scale for it. That paranoia, the timing on it. It's immaculate as soon as the nade comes through. Yep, just hearing it and tucked to the corner. Sassy removed. Taken out now, just 2 will stand, and it could be just a bit of random spray, a bit of random spam.
Nice shot.
Saves the day for themselves. Traded pit going
Nice.
down. Tens 1v1. Doesn't really have to gun for it as a bulldog, but will it be all bark or
Nice.
Tends to be the latter when Tens is wielding it.
Great clutch there.
The idea of sticking was not good.
Momentum piling forwards for Sentinels as they win the bonus.
And Zelsis भाई को भाई तीसरे राउंड में अल्टी भी आ गई, यूज भी कर ली, राउंड पे कन्वर्ट कर लिया. नाइस.
The stun just comes through a little too late for Sadak to be able to follow up on, and then the flood that comes out is late too. And they've taken a huge player advantage situation.
Let's go baby, let's go.
Tossed it away.
Glimpses of the comms there as well. Keep playing together. Fundies on show for SEN. Winning that bonus round is amazing.
And I do think that that's such a key. You know, Loud thrive.
Guys, make sure to hit that like and subscribe.
Into the individualism. You saw what they did to EDG.
Oh yeah.
It was a massacre.
No chances, no gaps when they're playing against that. I mean, you can argue as well a team like Loud had a relatively easy path into playoffs. Only beating out the Chinese representatives at Madrid.
Neither of whom played that well in their games against Loud.
Didn't put up a fight really, did they?
But having said that, we know that Loud are an extremely good
I don't know
team.
man, 8-10 लाइक होने वाले थे, तुम 5 पे ले आए.
Sassy feeling the danger there. The dog spotting out too. John is so
much
wide. Yep.
That is so much info. John's like, guys, there can't be anybody B because they're all looking at me in mid.
Lucky to not pay with it with his life. Nade waiting. For Loud.
Easy strike, easy retake. करना किसी को मिलेगा नहीं भाई.
Use the Trailblazer early. Nade follows through with a snake bite exchanging. The handshake.
Nice shot, Zukun.
Was alone there. There wasn't really much to do with in terms of the follow.
Nice one, Gen.G.
Aftershock being played for. So much damage done to these Loud players.
एक number.
Positionings known and
Khatam.
noted, and so 3 survive into it. With Zekken picking up 3s. 1 away now. And the big critical ultimate on attack.
Guys, those who are watching, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe.
Yeah, and this is the problem once you start snowballing forwards. Loud are going to be 1 away from having a broken economy again. And SEN are starting to get up to key ults. Look how nice as well the Sentinel's utility usage is when they get into a planned scenario. Zekken's holding nade to try to deny someone who might...
Let's see.
But he's also ready to throw counter utility with that nade as soon as the retake starts happening. They know how Loud are going to play, and they've already prepped the counter to stop
Seekers.
Truly one-sided affair. I want to see some bite back from Loud, really.
Oh, this is interesting. Zelsis went for an orb lineup that's all the way into mid there. You see how there's 2 Viper orbs layered on top of each other. And that's going to disincentivize what Loud have been going for. This is Sentinel's Viper orb in mid there. You're going to take a lot of damage if you want to try and fight mid. If you're Loud. And that's broadly speaking what Loud have been doing on this defense side so far.
वही तो बात है. Adjustments are very much good.
Dog right on cue
The
there.
adjustments are crazy.
Minute mark. Going to be broken for a bit of that mid-round information, but only shown by the 1 player, so... Loud still left scratching their heads ever so slightly in terms of wondering where this might land, but they are starting to guess now correctly with the Seekers as they're pointing them directly into the right targets.
Sassy's going to pick up the ult orb and get Seekers himself.
Seconds left.
दोनों के दोनों Seekers गए.
They still got 2 players planted into mid here for SEN, but
Saucy भाई के Seekers भी गए.
they are struggling to get themselves in. Push and pull, ebb and flow of the map, not really working out in SEN's favor, and they need openings and they need options right now, maybe to be granted to.
कोई peek ही नहीं कर रहा ना वो extra.
The bullets going wide.
Tracks चाहिए एक दो entry के लिए.
20 seconds left.
What are they even going for here? Slowing it down, but really time is going to be the worst enemy. It's a team flash.
Nice one, Gen.G.
Close to the corner, cut wide.
Nice.
Just threw it over the top. Kabazine still anchoring. Tucked tight to the corner. Sassy planting the balls on the man to go for that one out wide for a heaven
plant happened.
Wrap around. Now Zelsis becomes
3v3
in the game.
He's managed to pick up his orb and reposition it too, so he's got more control over towards heaven. So he's set to try to blind somebody playing elbow. Tenzer's already repositioned up top.
No follow-up off of that flash. Oh, Kabazine.
Stun आएगा. yeah. Flash भी आएगा. बाहर निकलेंगे.
Giving this one up. They don't have positioning.
Elbow cleared.
Backed away, playing a really passive position. 10 spots it. Backs
Nahi,
away.
baba.
And they've won out the at least critical ones. Now no mollies for Zelsis.
Les is
Tap
holding
onto it. Les is holding for
NT.
it. And watching for it.
That was really nicely done there by Loud. Coming back in, they had so many different things that they needed to navigate. You saw that there was no follow-up on the paranoia. That's because they're expecting some utility in response or aggression in response. Look how good Cowanzine is at being able to deal with Zekken flying over the top of him too. Unless, as usual, the backbone when it comes to fragging, winning duels against Tens and Zelsis to shut the round down. That's where you see the slower pace of SEN get punished. If Loud are not going to give them things in the mid-round, give them openings to punish, you've still got to be able to make your own success with the executes at the end of the
Slow
day.
खेलना नहीं जमेगा आपसे इंटरनल स्कोर तो दिख गया.
Familiar setup. Doesn't look like there's the same Viper orb that's being thrown out.
No, not this time.
Not from Zelsis.
The other thing that's amazing about that Viper orb too is it keeps people in mid because you could lurk through it.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be seeing that one come out to play a little more.
But the present show though, now with a boom bot.
दोनों boom bots.
Touch tips.
Yeah. Handshake.
QCK
grouping up for A.
QCK and Cowanzine are really close to huge ultimates too. So Loud being able to put that previous round on the board is just so huge for them to stop the bleeding.
Heaven का cage किया जाएगा. मतलब Rams के लिए sorry, Rams के cage किया जाएगा.
Here now with 50 seconds left. QCK Shows it, body checks the dog, breaks it down. He's one away from a large hold of his
Main
own.
guard
Lots of
dog
heavy
भी.
control, but now here it is. Showstopper. Fault line to stop this one. Zek
Oh.
blind as anything. No way with the movement. Just evades capture. Still low enough though. Tens now with a TP into the back of the side. That was not punished.
Let's see that nade damages. Halka
Clearing
fulka.
that so damn
Guys,
proactively.
bell baj raha hai.
Meanwhile, Celsius is so far away from the rest of the squad, just trying to find the timing for a late lurk. He might be too late.
There's a kill. Here's a showstopper. Finally online. Rocket round towards the back. Sassy is dropped like a fly. Tens has to do the most now. He stands his ground and wins his one out. Kawazine falling out. Sadek though looked into this position to Molly to push him out of position. Zekken.
Celsius is here.
Finally arriving to the party though. Util in his hand. Sadek adjusts it and watching for it. Tens now 1v2. The double face is there. Terrific together. It's 2 years. His partner in crime, Mr. Sadak himself. So with that defuse online, that's going to be that second round on the board. And Loud starting to get a handle now in terms of how to tackle these ASAPs.
It's actually went to
Finding
2
the
goal
timing
right
there
now.
to re-push ramp before Sentinels were anywhere near set up for it, right? Sen's general game plan is we're going to get to site, we're going to have some kind of post-plan idea for aggression, or a backup plan like Celsius going for that late lurk. But if you can find the timing between them going to site and setting up the next play, which Loud did,
4-2 4-2
very disruptive. And also,
अगर ये round
the
नहीं
crucial
निकला
factors in round 5 and 6 to Loud winning is that they just had players able to take ones and win duels. You saw Tens at the end there. We've seen him do magic in those positions sometimes before. But Loud is shooting back. Might sound reductive, but it's very important. Here's that same orb lineup, but this time it's just going to go straight into a pit. I don't think that's going to have the value that Celsius was hoping for. Kind of risky to go and retrieve it too.
Yeah. Basically lost, isn't it? Can't really be reclaiming it unless you have a plan to re-clear, which is stacking bodies, don't get me wrong. Just hoping that a few stray bullets might land into the cranium of less, but he's tucked to safety, making sure the pit will stay up.
If Sen get a read that Loud are playing heavy over mid at the start of these rounds, which they generally are, there's normally 2, sometimes 3 players there, Sen might be able to make an adjustment and go for more burst executes. But all of this is so based on having a read of what your opponents are doing in this match. And they will be changing it up compared to the last time they faced off.
Clear called, it looks like was the dog John QT. He's been pushed forwards now, tucked. And there it is, kill claimed. QCK, fault line. Definitely there, actually, labored enough, but still, the trade online. The call's being made to try and speed up the play now into B, but already that Util, look at it. I mean, the paranoia, the smoke drops down, cuts up the side, and with that lurk into mid,
इस भाई 4-2 से 4-0 से ये 4-2 निकल गए हैं.
Potentially to take some fights here, but has to stick the
Jinzu
plan out
planting.
towards the
Nice trades. Nice one.
Coordination on display.
Yeah.
And he managed to weave his way into the site there while all that chaos was going on, but not enough to get too much more done.
And that was a tricky round for Sen to be able to convert. When John Cutie goes down over towards A, Sen are forced. Their hand has to go B. And Tui's knew it was happening. The Loud players were there, and yet Sen come out on top anyway. Celsius destroys that attempt to flood retake. Dodge the flash and pick up both players. Sen, they are running away with this a little now. Getting to dangerous territory. Loud put 2 on the board with
5-2
some
5-2 8-4 का half तो चाहिए minimum Sentinels को. If it doesn't happen,
Isn't it? How that ends up working out, but quite salvage. Will keep any of the money running. Keep smoke. Going to be disrespected apparently. At least with the flash, they know that nobody's close, tucked to the corner. A lot of players now looking for a punish onto John QT. He's been noted that he plays here a lot, solo play. They're just going to posture and pick up the orb.
And if they can find a pick on John Q,
मैं अपने dog के साथ साथ में जा सकता हूँ ना.
can worry about the rest of the map.
और वैसे भी एक राउंड अगर हारती जाएगी ना Loud, वो इको पे आती ही जाएगी. मतलब एक गन राउंड हारी इको पे आएगी, एक गन राउंड हारी इको पे आएगी. They are in that trap.
Mess with a little.
फंस चुके हैं.
But at the moment, Loud have found a decent timing here to make a little bit of danger in the round. And the more the time ticks, the more you start to get worried in situations like this.
Absolutely.
Especially when we saw one of the rounds go down to only 15 seconds on the clock.
I think you can get really punished.
अरे where they'll just lost.
Spike is going towards A, which is where Loud are going for their gamble stack. There are only 30 seconds left on the clock. Sen are quiet, but so far
30
away.
seconds left.
They're faking like it could be going towards B, blocking off Less's sight lines, but no one's budging.
No one's budging. Kawazine looks to be the contact for Paranoia play that's being held around the back now. The nade flying forward.
Nice.
Close quarters, still doesn't win it out.
Nice.
The backside players are
Ooh.
brutalized, eviscerated. Sadak goes for the flash repeat.
Nice. They have to plant it. Let's go. Plant it.
What a swing and great dodging movement by John as well. Can Les pick this up?
V3.
He's been a monster.
He's got the rifle to do it still.
Ek number.
Not with Sentinels, they know who they're up against.
They at least need a half of it.
SEN, it looks dangerous on the mini-map. You see them walking into the trap. QCK even manages to get one. But everyone on SEN is playing really tight together. Making sure that they can trade, making sure the spacing's excellent.
Absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema. And they're running away with this. If you wanted to have an expectation coming into Split, I think it's a little difficult. Because the two times we've seen these teams play before, one was an extremely close split. The Loud ended up winning, with Sadak just popping off at the end of the game to drag him over the line. And the other was a flattening. It was Sentinels just utterly, tactically dominating the game. And this is looking to me to be more like the latter. Obviously, the scoreline would suggest that, but the approach, the way that SEN is so patient around the map, dealing with everything that Loud threw at them. I think that time, having been the first team to qualify for playoffs, has been used very wisely.
Oh yeah, rest and rejuvenation. I mean, listen, I've seen these players wandering around the hotel, and the coaches, Kaplan and Drew. They had very dark bags under their eyes, but now they've finally been able to get some sleep.
And you saw there in that shot of the stage, actually, Sadak
6-2.
making sure
I am hoping for 8 more reds go यार. ये round गया तो फिर से इको पे आ जाएंगे.
Attack timeout taken for Loud. Are they going to be able to find the adjustment that gets them a little bit of a cushion to work with, because the economy has just never been in a good spot.
पे showstopper है.
Really quite vital round coming up here, just because of what you mentioned, the economy situation is a deep fault line. That's just off the rip from Kawazine into market, but there wasn't really much to follow through with it. It looks like maybe it was just to set up B main control for 2 years.
Now look how difficult this is from Les and Kawanzine's point of view. You know, when this orb goes up, it's very difficult to know if someone on SEN is just quietly taking the timing through. And so these A players have to be cautious.
बहुत proactive रहना पड़ेगा.
I've got your trail.
Little portion of the round though, with a minute 10 onto the clock. You can see those Seekers.
If you are not proactive, then problems होनी ही होनी है. If you are playing from Loud,
Mail is going to be free or not.
because बहुत सारी चीजें Sentinels ऐसी कर रही है जो expected नहीं है.
Way before it hit Kawanzine over in A heaven. So SEN have a pretty good idea.
They are making their own
A
plays.
heaven is fairly uncontested. And the dog here actually might give such bad information.
Broken.
It didn't see the second player of John QT. We'll see what SEN end up going for. Certainly relying a lot on the mid-rounding here from John, rather than having set game plans going into the rounds.
Sadak, Seekers of his own now, spotting all the way through into mid. Everybody bursting through. Now the snake bite. Used on the Q as he hears that Trailblazer. Where's the follow through now from the rest of the team? Lost control of this one. It's going to be questions
अब run down करो B पे.
These Loud anchoring players, they want to give it up entirely. Don't want anything to do.
Yeah. That paranoia thrown from Tens is lovely. Would have caught anybody over towards rafters, and yes, the time is low, but look how devastating this looks to retake.
How do you do this now? You'd actually got a rolling thunder, but it's going to be
आ जाओ वो pit के अंदर.
hopefully now to clear through into the pit. They've got this late lurk, the flying from Sassy, and yep, he's caused all the distraction.
Sassy by Bago.
Live close to the corner, cut him up. Still, John QT. Quality tactics, quality time now with the whole family as he's sat back into the spectator. CQCK forward.
Sassy by, just run out.
Expect the Sassy's there, no, it's a half clearance.
भाई साहब, Sassy अलग level का game निकाल रहा है.
High ground position, just propped up, but less now.
Nice.
More done, and he can't do it. It's going to come down to just a bit of spray and pray.
Don't know.
Time ticking, so 2 years, no chance.
Please,
in hell.
And it's another situation, Bren, where
7-2.
they cannot get any level of economic cushionry going. They're going to be knocked straight back down onto a low buy. And that adjustment, whatever it was that Sadak came into the round, trying to inform the rest of his team, it did not work. They weren't ready for Sassy here in B heaven, and they weren't ready for Sassy again once he repositioned into B main. It completely disrupted what Loud were going for there with the retake. The timing could not have been more perfect.
The way SEN are working this map, I mean, it's a masterclass.
Yeah.
Speed running it.
It really is. There was a lot of talk coming in based on their regional performances on Split that they might have the best split in the world. And, you know, I was saying, be cautious. We haven't seen them play up against all the other teams in the world, but man, is it looking clean. I think the believers in the Sentinels split are getting
25
confirmed every time we watch.
88 ये वाला जो नंबर है ना भाई बहुत क्रेजी है 38 39 का डैमेज पड़ता है आ ये ज़ेकी
spray expecting players to swing from that left side. Tens evacuating, has a paranoia still left to play for, but the mollies are really clearing him out of position. What's the call now for Loud? Looks like a pivot.
Yeah, very mobile though. They've made it feel like it's ramp and they're already pressuring the screens. There's still a trip here for John. And Stens is in their spawn where they buy guns.
They don't have a clue. I mean, they've just caused them to all just be looking backwards as well.
भाई उधर रेल्सेस मार रहा है उधर 10 स्पॉन चले गए हैं चल क्या रहा है गेम में
Rifle, but no longer drop to the floor, drop to the deck, less quite able to do it.
मारा भी 10 हां
and it's not really
जो स्पॉन
gets the round winning play, but I think it was that Cypher trip coming from John. He'd popped it over towards screens. I believe that's how Cowanzine ended up falling off screen. Zels has got a double spray down. Have a look here. Blinded up. Yep, hits the trip.
Oh, yeah.
And also gets QCK killed because he's right behind
Wow,
him.
अच्छा अटका था.
It's perfect timing and positioning.
Crazy.
Zels has to go for that spray. I mean, everything is working here for SEN. It must be devastating for the Loud morale. Bear in mind you have a full BO3 ahead of you, and you knew that you wouldn't be favored here, but it is still going to be mentally difficult to bring your spirits back up.
Zeku bhai घुसो Zeku bhai मार दो
Showstopper let loose there. There is the trade online from Kawazine. He followed up with the stun at least, but his high ground angle of 10s drops down, gives him the cues. Kawazine just taking a white peek by himself, man, taking a fight by himself. Yeah,
one more.
But heads have fallen, heads have rolled, and now maybe exactly what Loud ordered.
Yeah, player advantage situation, looking lovely for them. One away from a showstopper too. SEN, they're going to be able to get a plant down here. They're pretty certain that A is completely clear. They saw so many people fighting over mid. But this one is going to be tough, and Loud cannot afford to throw it away.
That Loud, great awareness knowing that SEN are going to have to be playing a bit more proactively, making the moves into the post-plan situation. Sassy is the lone survivor, gets shut down by his former squad.
And so
post-plans में थोड़ी सी रस्टी लगी है मेरे को सेंट्रल.
Tried to do something fast at the start of the round. And that actually results in Loud getting the round win. Right, every other round, we've seen Sentinels with a tortoise-like pace to the beginning of these, making sure that they are cautious, diligent about everything.
Kind of बहुत रस्टी लगती है.
To try to take the fight, Loud are so happy. These players behind Zekken just got wide minced.
Crucially as well, final round of this first half. The money's looking good. The ult's even better. The showstopper for QCK. Can play really much more aggressively now that he's got that one.
And the silver lining, if they can get to 4, if they can win a pistol, maybe it's doable. But they've got to be securing those wins.
Yeah, clean with the rounds that are available to them now. Viprorp does throw a lot of just chaos into the mix. I mean, look at the amount of Loud players. It's just gathered all the way into mid to watch it. They've got 3 players checked and ready.
Yeah. And Tens is still holding counter utility over towards B main. That timing was looking pretty good. Just.
Now that they've spotted the op though, the call's been made to contact in B main.
भाई तबीयत का क्या करूँ मैं?
A freebie there can now utilize this. Ult forwards.
Oi.
QCK. Now, no Valley to be found there. Out wide once more. Still, QCK's on a cycle. Molly's vulnerable him up. Pushed him out into the open. The easy collection of the kill. Now, there's 45 seconds left. Chances to slow this one down, but it looks like SEN have no intention.
Slow down करना ही नहीं है, भागते जाओ.
Positions once more. Kawazine drops down from the ropes here, spraying down. But he's disjointed on the rest of his team. Kawazine. Rolling thunder. Lifts him up in the air, sky high. And then one player standing towards the back as a crossfire setup, but the aftershock is elite. Kawazine! So much more. An ace on the cards, less to stick. This one comes down to the spam, but John is stunned. A tap, he's going to be out wide, he's going to be forced wide, knows it. Info gathered now, but another stick now. Less finally to trust, maintained in his teammate. Maintained him, might be punished. The tap, out, force with a jiggle. John QT, balls of steel! What a clutch!
Cowanzine was forced to reload in the middle of that, and John took the timing as Cowanzine reloaded. Les was still on the spike. Unbelievable timing from John. And Cowanzine had done so much, more than anyone could have been asked to do. But the timing on that, of when to take the fight in the 1v2, was utterly superb.
It's perfection. God damn. Absolutely unreal stuff. Well, we heard from John earlier. Let's find out what he was expecting coming into this matchup.
Hello, I'm Gen.G and I'm the IGL for Sentinels. We definitely did a lot of mistakes and we looked rough. We've had 2 rough days, but we made sure to rally the team, everyone stay focused on the goal, and we won 2-0. I watched all of their VODs. I even came here and just spent all my time watching Split and Lotus. I've noticed their patterns and what they like to do, what's their tendencies. So it wasn't that hard to kind of guess what they were doing. I like to tell my teams that the devil is in the details. It's the small things that adds up and create that big thing that will make the difference.
All grouped up right towards the back TP on top.
That's amazing.
This man is terrifying.
What an angle to find.
All the way forward.
भाई अलग घुसता है.
It's away with it. Still reinforcements
I guess
arriving. Narrate can't withstand
ये
the
2-0 होगा.
pressure. It's too much. It's immense. This man is a thing of nightmares.
The mobility, the confidence.
Tenzu.
He's on for the ace.
Obviously, the team has been through very lows after the 2021 Reykjavik, so it hasn't been all rainbow and sunshine. But the fans still stuck with the team. Since I joined,
Reykjavik
I'm lucky
masterclass.
to say, we've only had high highs. We've won all of our off-season and VCT so far. So I mean, everything is going great right now, but we're still process-oriented and goal-oriented. Even if we lose, we still make sure that to keep it consistent and not really worry about the comments.
Sen Bandal.
Consistency is key at the end of the day. It's clearly working out for Sentinels. I mean, he was talking about it. Time in the off-season, they've been winning a lot, but with that comes a lot of hard work. They've shown some of the most maps.
Fist bump चलते रहने चाहिए, well played चलते रहना चाहिए, nice try चलते रहना चाहिए. ये 3 चीज actually game के अंदर चलती रहनी चाहिए. If you are playing on the LAN.
Questions placed onto their split. Why the teams
Confidence
keep letting it
booster
through.
रहता है team के
The
लिए.
reality is, it's a middle ground map for most teams.
Certainly true. Loud have come into this perma-banning Lotus, and Sen's Lotus looks good. That means you have to go towards this. So pistol round. Loud decided to take a ramp control at the start. Sen wanted to fight over mid, but there was nobody there. And Loud has still got some people really far away from the action.
Ish.
Fight the stun. There's no connection there, so less is able
Nice
to
one,
skip
Gen.G
the
did
whole
takes
way.
2.
It's just this watchful eye onto it. There's a gap into the smoke. Maybe a bit unintentional there. Maybe just a bit rushed.
Saucy bye.
Sen are also expecting there to be more players on site right now. Like, okay, well, where are the other 2 players for Loud?
Shot तक लिए भाई.
Where Cowanzine and Tuis could be, and now they've lost a lot of map info too. There are still chances here for the Loud players to turn things around, but this silent jump spot not going to be punished.
Comes down to a couple of obstacles, really.
And look at the rest of Sen, tripled up, re-clearing areas of the map, trying to regain some information, making sure that they don't offer any 1v1s.
Yeah, methodical.
तीनों का मिला के 200 HP नहीं होगा.
Right now. And against it, slowly creeping
This
forward.
is 196 HP.
No
तो और लोग क्या
Cowanzine. Less a chance really for him to bite back.
Okay.
Return of the fire, 10s from the wrap around. 2 years running all the way through. Knows
भाई साहब 10 बैठा ही था, खड़ा है उधर ही खड़ा है. क्या आजा भाई.
Again, looking like just a map of pure domination.
Yeah, this could be extremely similar to the last time we saw these teams face on Split. As pure Sen domination. Sadak caught off guard by that one. John picking up the 2K. It's just enormous. That paranoia.
Let's go.
Lovely from Tens. They didn't know, as far as I'm aware, that Les was in that position, and Tens just sensed that could be dangerous.
Keep it up. Small windows, but
now Loud have got to. They've got to force. Right, you're down 3-10. You didn't win the pistol. You need some momentum.
Force आएगा.
All relying on this one. That full investment. No money left standing.
Zukan bhai be like, मैं भी stinger लेके भाई था आजा.
They try and take control of this. The dog broken before it even triggered into it. They do find it. Reface, Elsis, that is incredibly brave. Well, second Following through with the
वही
bullets.
बोला ना, मेरे को पता है ना.
Bit of a gap there still. Sentinel's fully aware of all potential possibilities right now. Sadak has been pushed forwards into this deep angle and approach. That trip broken, there was a chance of a timing.
Sassy's going to re-explore. He's very favored.
भाई लेफ्ट में बैठे.
Gets the jump on him.
No way, just the ghost doing work.
Who is hello?
It's got the one pick, but there's no real follow-up there with the players. I mean, they can't really react appropriately. Sends the util flying.
सॉसी भाई ऑफ लगे हैं पूरे मैप में. इनिशियल जो 2-3 मारे वो ठीक है.
Second and John QT though.
30 seconds.
Cam back online. It's going to be spotting the crossover.
30 seconds left.
There it is. Camera taken out. They'll be calling out now that they could have been.
सब बैठे, सब होल्ड कर रहे हैं. Angles अपने angles देख लो.
Move on cages. Propped up, pushed up. Behind it, John QT can't follow through after that trip. There's a smoke in his face.
Nice.
It does make it quite dangerous, quite difficult.
Nice.
Still, it's a bit of run and gun.
He's just spamming around. Nice one.
Remaining. Pull out the sidearm. Why not?
Well played.
Really excellent teamwork and anchoring again there from Sen. Didn't have a cage for himself to be able to play inside of, but has a smoke there from a teammate. Somebody inside the smoke that he can spam off.
They are making them play,
Really
bhai.
solid setup. Beautiful little team plays happening all over the place for Sen on this map. They've refined it.
भाई स्मोक करके जगह बनाया उसके लिए खेलने को.
Allowed that force smacked of desperation. Down 3-11 with only sheriffs to work with. This one is a GG go next.
That's brutal. Really brutal.
And the other two maps here are going to be, even if Loud were to win them, very hotly contested. It's not like Loud have a map themselves that they are guaranteed to dominate on.
No, they got a Sisyphus level fight.
They just had Ascent, which they did. But Ascent इसमें ban हो गया था भाई.
Both of these teams quite favored on their attack side. Sunset, I would give the edge to Sentinels.
Yeah.
So even if you do win on that second map to extend the series, it looks dire still. Anything can happen. Team like Loud being around the block, they might be down and out right now, but they have that experience to maybe rally themselves here. They need a few more though. Openings.
Nice one.
To them. Defensive setup Sentinels just
बचा ही
too
नहीं
strong.
कुछ.
Too
बचाने के लिए इस मैप में कुछ नहीं बचा Loud के पास.
Yeah, everything looks... They've crossed every T, dotted every I. You heard John talk about it too when he said the devil's in the details, right? What makes a team excellent is not just the macro, not just the shooting, but it's all the small things, the little interplays between players, the maximization of, you know, a certain piece of utility, knowing to always smoke this spot or knowing to always
Sentinels, 1-0
in this particular way. And on split here, Sen approaching.
अभी तक they are using those specters.
They are ahead of the game here.
True flattening.
And it's going to strike fear into the hearts of anybody else, because if you have a perma, you have to let this through.
Yeah, playing split against Sen, I mean, almost guarantees. Yeah, Sentinel's going to be taking it. They've only lost it a few handful of times.
कहीं perma ban पे अगर आते हैं तो problems आनी ही आनी है.
Sentinel's the kind of team getting knocked by their
Oh,
losses.
the flash.
The
flashes. Heal up, heal up, heal up. Go back.
Yeah, very important counter flash there. Sen are trying to set up plays like this because they have looser weaponry to work with. The two Spectres, the Bulldog. So we get to see a slightly more aggressive version of their setup.
So goes the ebb and flow of the map.
But there are still chances for Sen to win this round and just dominate with the same scoreline that they did.
Flash was perfect.
Bloody hell, that's a lot of damage and a retreat. Covered and watched for. Celsius just
अब heal भी नहीं मिलेगी let's go.
gun in the reaction. Called now from Loud. Into the site. Will they be able to get the plant down? Looks like they will do so. Too much pushback.
There isn't very much retake utility here for Sen. Normally their retakes are amazing, but there's really only a boombot to work with.
Waiting for the right timings. I mean, the smoke up.
Even satchels भी है भाई, घुस के जाएगा.
Using it probably to block off one of the angles. Just jiggling for now. There it is, actually dividing up the site. Paranoia flying with the fault line. Time. Time to tick.
Shot यार.
Crucial kill. Zelsis falling on top heaven. TP forwards. Side control, at least partitioning in it and trying to take it wide. Still with that util online. The aftershock does push him away. A time from John QT, but forcing the fights out into the open. The snake bites. Plenty of util here. So Loud, really well played into that one. Just understanding how to play that fully, just using the util.
And it's officially now a closer game than it was during the grand final.
आप actually
Where
close
SEN
करने
won
लायक था इधर पे
13-3.
मैं close
But
नहीं
man, it
किया.
doesn't feel much closer.
I mean, this round almost a, say a givey, but
it was a bonus.
It was a bonus, you know. Yeah, SEN didn't have as much util available to them, but still, you know, allowed one round at a time. It's all the way, you got to take it.
Yeah, and we've seen them pull off big comebacks before. And we've seen them lose leads before as well, but listen, we won't talk about that one.
We won't talk about it. We'll mention it a few times.
Look at the timing there. Just beautiful. Great read.
The
The Les was going to
hell,
go for
भाई
a
वो
double
just smoke push किया है उसने.
Les dropped. I mean, this is your star player. This is a guy you're expecting to put up massive numbers, who's going to
That
offset
smoke
that
push
mechanical
is
advantage that a
freaking
team like
crazy.
Sentinel might have with players like Second, like Tens. The desk was talking about it. When he's shut down here, your chances begin to dwindle. Trip in their face. There's no
Yeah, let's
to
go.
really deal with that one. Should have known it was there, surely, if they were walking all the way up.
Khatam.
It is just being toppled and crumbled. All the opportunities in this round here for Loud. QCK with a nade does get the one onto Zelsis.
I mean, this spike is down in such an open position, though. It sends
क्या
the
shots
closeout.
connect करवा रहा है Dens.
It's inevitable, yeah, the double face.
Crazy man, 413, one-sided affair. That's the thing.
Teams here in playoffs. But Sentinels are primed and
Loud is actually just getting decimated. कुछ भाई साहब. They are just getting decimated. Nothing. अन्ना भी देख रहे हैं, बिंग्स भी है. Everybody is just watching it. Watchparty, Warzone, mobile going live, Watchparty. Michael? जिमी भाई भी देख रहे हैं. जोश शेकी भी है. वेजी बॉय भी देख रहा है. Raven is also there, भाई साहब. Universe is also there. Mahama is there. KT is also. भाई साहब कितने लोग वॉच पार्टी कर रहे हैं? कितने मतलब कितने? चलो गाइस लेट्स हैव डिनर. बहुत टाइम हो गया भाई. लेट और लेट ना करूं. बस इससे लेट अगर मैं डिनर करने बैठा तो हो गया मेरा. मेरे को सिर्फ एक क्वेश्चन है, अभी मैंने 2-3 चैट्स पढ़ी, डम सेंटिनल भाई मैप जीत गया, उसके बाद कौन सा डम? Every day he just comes, he just give interviews and he just live. जुल्फिस भाई क्या खेले हैं. चलो guys, I'll be coming in a moment. I know game start होने वाला है, but yeah. भाई साहब, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was not on the chair. I was not on the chair. I'm sorry. Yeah. भाई साहब, गेको कॉम.
This KO Gecko, and I actually think that can play into this Harbor Viper quite well. You can be fighting through the walls, fighting through the smokes, combining those two pieces of utility, and Zekken just looks unreal.
मैप में
whenever he
एक
gets
भी
to
नहीं
play
मिला.
the
कॉम
Jet on
पिक
this map.
वापस से यही कॉम खेल रही है
Last time they faced each
सेंटिनल्स.
other, Mike, Sentinels did come out on top. You think history is repeating itself?
I feel, yeah, we were talking about this before. We were talking about, yeah, it's going to be a long, drawn-out affair here. I think with that start, it's just so hard. Loud ones, time and time again, we say they're never out of a series. They're never out of a map. I'm just not seeing it again today. It's another concerning look at. You know, and obviously, I mean, even there with the interview there, talking about the adaptations that SEN made, I don't feel like they made an awful lot. Loud had no approach to really disrupt Sentinel's gameplay that they've demonstrated time and time again on Split.
Sentinels, they do look so good, but you guys at home voted and you think that this is going to go the distance, and I have faith in the MasterCard fan poll. But the question is, Bren and Saisho, do you guys have faith in Loud?
I mean, I'm praying. I'm on
This
my knees
might
here
be the
praying.
last
So
game,
I'm not gonna
actually.
lie, I want a close game. I want something that's not going to be so lopsided between these two teams. We can certainly hope so. You know, the last time these two teams tackled each other on Icebox, it was Loud who got the better of them. Both of these teams have very good fundamentally attack sides with their comps. They are very well drilled in that regard, but I want to see some fight back now from Loud.
I actually think that SEN's composition is extraordinarily good against Louds too. It's just that SEN haven't worked on this map as much as some
Oh,
of the others
nice
in their
wall actually.
And
Instant.
they've used
Oh,
the time
shot रे
deliberately,
Saucy.
and maybe
उड़ा दिया
with
उसको.
another incredible map win. That's not going to help. Sassy going down there at the start of the round. You know, he's a really important piece of the puzzle in terms of getting the plants down.
It's a massive one with less for that early face, that early pick.
Initial plant बहुत जल्दी मिलता है यार. Saucy जिंदा रहे तो.
And they won't really know otherwise until the alarm bot takes contact. And at that point, it's kind of too late. Sadak doesn't have nanoswarms to deny. So just gambling the wrong way here.
Sadak, flash through, who's playing out.
नहीं रे. He just
rips away to it and frenzy in his hands.
He just switched. Nice shot.
Dash fading away, but Zekken still standing his ground that he's earned himself. Dart dodged. Another play being set up as well. Tens with a pop flash into the peak. It allows Zekken to recross back, playing together now, but they've got 4 players.
Nice shot, Tens. 2v3.
Can't let this one slip now, Loud. Shot Dart. It's good for the damage. Ten's going to be forced out wide. Tens.
Let's go!
You can't be getting away with this, son. Surely not needs.
Crazy round.
Sadak pushed forward.
Crazy round. Crazy round. Crazy.
That's ridiculous. The push into Sadak there to give Sadak 2 kills was about the only way that SEN could have messed up what was happening. Not that it's their fault. They didn't know.
भाई साहब crazy round से Tens ने क्या मारा है?
He's forced to take that duel there as he crosses back. Yeah, he's forced to take fights because of their utility, because of how
Yep,
position.
let's go.
Who are they peeking? Who are they peeking?
Give it to him, man. Oh my god.
The way he is confident, it's crazy. Who are they peeking? It means that भाई अगर टेंसू को peek करोगे.
Spectacular in basically all of this year. Yeah. The actual shots that Tens has been hitting, the moments, the multi-kills from him have been unbelievable sometimes. When he's not forced
Zuki भाई आप मार के ले लो. बाकी Tens को alt farm करने दो.
The rifling's just been superb.
Player's going to be dropping plan online here for Sassy.
Saucy भाई को भी मिल जाएगा ना
Look at
अभी.
this high tide. It's not going to have an influence in this round, but I do like how Loud are using it. They throw it out from 2Es when he's playing over towards Snowman, and it's going to let them play between the Viper wall and the high tide to break the wingman, to deny the plant, to fight more aggressively. I think that could be crucial once we get onto some of the rifle rounds, but There is no danger here. Sen
It won't help.
just
It
taking
won't
a very
actually help.
clean B exec. Yeah. And to be honest with you, Tens, he should be trying to hunt. Yeah,
He is
you see
going
him
to.
swap the weapon.
Yep. Offloading it in exchange there. Does want to go hunting.
Ah, yeah.
Top of the bridge brings him down. Still one step closer. That's what matters.
It's a fairly important denial, though. If Tens had access to that ult at the start of the round, things would get quite difficult for Loud. The attack side on Icebox can be very potent. And the thing is, Loud's composition doesn't actually have great ways of disrupting you when you go for that. It doesn't have the ability to, you know,
फाइट करना पड़ेगा ऑर्ब के लिए फाइट करना पड़ेगा नहीं तो ये लोग बी जाके ऑफ फार्म करके बी पे एंड अप कर सकते हैं नहीं तो बी का ऑर्ब लेके ए एंड अप कर सकते हैं एनीथिंग
plays on the defense.
A little bit of proactive fighting over.
They could do anything they
That's one
want,
of the
but
reasons why
yeah.
we saw the attack side be so good for both of these teams is that SEN hadn't really built out those defensive plays, and Loud's comp kind of relies on playing retake, which is easier to deny.
So the purpose of that Dizzy, just to spot if a player is aggressive up through B, but the Cascade blocks it anyway. Don't know if that's even been noted. I mean, bonus round here for SEN. All grouped up.
Not really an opportunity here for Tens to be able to get the ult online, I don't think. Instead, looking more like a standard A exec. Now, Tens is getting in position for this flash Dizzy combo that Gen.G were using. It's so good.
Yeah. Choose to break it. You're going to be staying right into the sun. The flash goes off. Plan.
Tens का ulti ready है.
Delayed. So, yep, it's down.
If he pulls out it.
Down underneath rafters.
If he just pulls it out. Let's go!
Starting to use his ult now.
Sub aim fights पे आओ.
Can't use any of that post-line
Nice
util.
shot.
Keen and eager to take the fights. He's ripped Kawazin's head clean off. Over the top of the ropes, this is a real dangerous situation and scenario. Flash, peek from the rest of his team. Sets them up, but no real casualties. Now QCK finally. Abilities back online. Dash, backing away. Gets the one. Needs to clear the corner here.
Problem भाई कि वो भाई.
Out wide here. Having a defuse.
Spam it.
And away. And a wide tip tap and a face there from the Loud players remaining. Just
NT
in time.
man, NT.
Very nice patience there from Loud. Didn't get caught by the flash re-clear, but I can see that SEN are starting to add more stuff into their playbook. I mean, that flash Dizzy combo is so good. The pathing that the Dizzy takes and the way that the flash pops catches so much of the area. And Loud had to wait a long time to get their high tide and the cove back online, and then played with each other really well to stop some of this momentum.
अबे ओले करके लोले लग जाएंगे.
We really need to calm them off. Okay, there we go. Zekken looking for a readjustment early. And these players are smart. They understand what the issues are. Kaplan's talked about it so much.
Potential off the charts here, but clear understanding of what is really going wrong for them.
हाँ, but ये है कि they work so hard ना, वही चीज़ है.
Not broken. Tags onto two.
Yeah, that's going to create a serious
When
threat,
they
though.
say
See how Toulouse is
कि
using his high tide to make
they
it
know what the
difficult
issues
for
are
Sen to play
coming,
around that area, unless it's
the way
pushing
they
up.
work and the way they just gel up together is the main reason कि ये ऐसी टीम बनती है और ये मास्टर्स तक पहुंचती है, चैलेंजर्स तक पहुंचती है या at the end चैंपियंस तक भी पहुंचती है.
If somebody was holding that aggressively, it would have been mince meat, but now
Not defaming any team or saying something bad about any team, but yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, they either needed to hit B quickly
Jail भी
there
clear
or
कर
go
लो.
back over towards A, because if they wait enough time for Tui's high tide to come back, which it now is, it's much more difficult to get the plan down and get Sassy his ult. Drone is going to confirm. I think that a lot of these players have left the area. Does it catch? Oh, yeah, just
does.
onto Zekken.
Zekken is looking like the fox in the pen, but with him notified now, he's really just caught.
He is, but he's going to be distracting and pulling people away for quite a while.
He's got three on him. Here we go. Coming through there. Dizzy firing a blind shot.
They
off.
might
That's
actually
trigger onto Les.
leave.
Nano Swarm.
That's so much damage.
My God, yeah.
22 HP बचा है लेकिन John Cutie nice.
Top raft is Sadak. Taken out cleanly. Now Ten's going to be playing a 4 position here because he is so low. Might be able to get a 1 and done.
And Sassy with that ult plant.
भाई सब
wing
क्या
up
हुआ?
The thrash online.
Need somebody to break that down from though, and there wasn't anybody really waiting available, but still, like you said, the thrash is now online. Sassy lets it loose, the movement, clean, jiggling with it. Entertainment, not quite online here. Now a bit of pace injected back into the thing. See it Loud, using that util. All available for
Nice.
Crossfire set up.
क्या क्रॉसफायर बिठा है एक नंबर जॉन क्यूटी क्या मार रहा है भाई it's 3-1 let's go
QCK over on the top of the rope. Zeltis, he's hungry for this kill. He's hungry for it. Building up towards it, but okay, Les just a better player on the day.
बच गया
But a sad situation for him to be in. He was the player pushed the furthest forward on.
well played Daisa.
Everybody crumbling around him.
Guys, those who are new, make sure you hit that like and subscribe.
Sen were coming, or Zekken specifically was saying, calm the mollies. And the reason that's so important in this composition is because players need to be able to hide. Players need to be able to hide and not have to face and break cove and fight.
Hit your wall.
Online. They need to force Loud to bring the fight to
ये आप भी अगर कहीं
is safe.
7584 तक रहा ना in the favor of Sentinels तो भी ठीक है.
Money here, QCK, 3K in the bank. Looks like he's trying to save the operator, but for now the sheriff will have
Nice
to do it.
shot, QCK.
Sassy. Dusted, taken the hell out. Deep knife clears yellow, but really.
Yellow clears है.
And take control of B main here, just putting that emphasis here towards the section, vacuuming up the orbs.
John Quixote only 3 orbs remaining actually. Plant करेगा तो 2.
Sen have been mixing up whether they rotate, whether they re-hit. And you can see Loud here, just trying to figure out, is it correct to stack onto B? QCK looking to explore through mid. They think it's a re-hit. They're keeping players on this site.
Sound cut करके.
I mean, 2 years just holding onto the high tide wall. There, flash through into the back.
Nice.
Oh my! They knew exactly the position that was coming from. So Kawasi didn't.
आराम से chill out.
Dashing away. Second survives. Flank attempt from QCK. Oh my goodness.
Has anyone heard that? Tens is watching, but they're gonna get distracted.
They are distracted now.
नहीं भाई.
Really being applied. It's less here and QCK.
QCK 2 निकाल गया.
John QT. He's there with a trade, but 1 versus 3 now. Diffuse online for 2 years.
Nice
They've pushed
try.
away from this one. There's no more utility
Nice
left
try.
available for them.
Thrifty.
So a thrifty round.
That smoke and that coming.
Yeah, that is just in time. What we saw on Split was the economy just getting ruined for Loud over and over. They could never build up a bank to work with. They're going to call a timeout after winning this round as well, which is a bit bizarre. Maybe
The shot was crazy on Saucy
yeah,
as
probably
well.
queued before they won the round. But QCK opened this up with a beautiful Sheriff shot and then closed the entire thing too. The Cloudburst to make sure that nobody caught him getting past the alarm bot. And often that kind of thing is going to get hurt.
It is actually good.
But in this situation, gets away with it.
Like John Cuda was mentioning, it's the tiny things, the tiny differences, the minutia. Gotta watch for.
Yeah. And also QCK being able to give them the confidence to stay on B by taking that mid-round timing and taking the risk to re-explore through mid. And it is a risk, you know, he's only one man in that kind of situation. So now what allowed looking to readjust? Can they take any lessons from winning that round? I think one of them would be, you know, trying to fight before Sen have
Somewhere thoda sa
QCK was
comfort.
able to manage that. And he's looked fairly good in the games of Icebox that they've played, despite people doubting his jet ability. And the other big takeaway I think from that is trying to look for mid-round information so your stacks are correct.
Sensational.
Signs of that proactivity from Loud being called. Like you said, just trying to gather, gain some of that mid-round information, but the comp isn't really too suited for it. I mean, you've only got the Sova as your initiator.
Yeah, you really have to do it by pushing into areas. And again, you don't really have the ability to flash re-clear spots on defense, so it can be very tough. You kind of have to double up, triple up, walk areas. That's got its own danger. So both teams on opposite sides of the map here to start this next round.
Yellow pe
4 players
knife.
grouped up on defense on A, just pushing QCK into an aggressive angle.
I mean, this is excellent for him.
Yeah, but I mean, Sen are nowhere near.
Still, he's going to be telling his team to over-rotate. Get your asses into mid, get your asses into gear, because it's leaning over towards a B hit.
Yeah, and Loud have actually finessed this lovely. I mean, they've managed to get into a position where Sen weren't comfortable going for the early round timing, and now Loud have stacked it for the mid-round timing. And on top of that, QCK's watching in case things rotate back towards A.
He's in a really good spot.
क्यूसी के एक्चुअली भाई ऑप लेके वो एंगल होल्ड कर रहा है. अगर 4 बंदे आए तो एक को मार के डैश आउट डैश अवेलेबल है अभी तक. वो एक बेटरमेंट है इसके लिए.
Pushed up deep like this. Look at it. You can just tell from the stack. Already protocols in play. Molly forward. Zekin just tanks it. Half his HP just removed, but they weren't expecting it. Still, Loud with all the kills.
3v2.
3. Sassy almost being taken out. Has to back his way to safety here. Fast flank of QCK. Might be causing some issues a little bit later into things. Now he's going to be notifying
3v2.
removal of that turret attack from Sadak. He's hoping that forces them out wide. Don't know if they took a glimpse of that one. Still 10 HP.
by 10
leave it
HP.
just to Zelsis.
Nice.
There's no real chances here. There's no
NT.
real chances. Maybe managed to get the second, but no. Full stick there from Sadak.
I think Loud's defense on B looks way better than their defense on A, personally. Especially coming out of the Loud Gen.G game, that was my big takeaway. I think Loud's protocols for dealing with B hits like this are actually real nice. Yeah, they missed Zekin, but they keep good snowman control. They fight from kitchen. They have good crossfires on people. Look at how Sadak, playing around orange, is able to pick up Zekin.
They are actually holding crossfires at B. इसके लिए जो casters बात कर रहे हैं, that is true. They are holding crossfires at B. A के ऊपर crossfires hold करना थोड़ा सा tough बैठ रहा है लोग को. Because पूरी की पूरी side जब भी hit हो रही है,
and SEN are going to have opportunities then to fight aggressive in the
they are pushed back and just forced to play retake. यहाँ पे अगर they are forced to play retake, they have that Viper wall, not Viper wall, sorry, they have that Harbor wall and everything to just retake.
Than we saw on Split. Right? Split from SEN is perfection, but not every map is up to that kind of caliber. And Loud are finding those ways of stopping SEN going for these hits. Now they've knocked the economy in the other direction. Did SEN even have a single eco round on Split? I don't think they
feel
did.
Like it.
They won the pistol both times, and then they just dominated the game. So I think this might be their first one.
Drop down to it. A couple of decisions to be made here because they do have money for potential investment of one rifle. Also, looks like John QT is the one who's bought that one.
But still, they have one rifle in the form of John QT. पूरा eco ये भी नहीं है.
Has been called. We're probably not going to be seeing signs of it just yet. Not in this round with the weaker guns, but you know, SEN might start playing towards.
Just run down A, man. One round, just run down A. Or do mid to B or mid to A something.
After he goes down to a player.
And look at Loud setting up the same kind of thing. 4 players A at the beginning to post up some. Oh.
QCK messed that up, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say to post somebody up really deep so they have good information. And yet, that 4-player stack now just has to kind of chill and reset. But SEN are not going for anything too aggressive at the beginning of the round.
They are actually moving towards B. भाई 6 round में लोग बहुत बार B चले गए हैं.
Even though we can see, it was only 2 of these at home.
One Dizzy clearing away, Sassy.
Hi.
On away now from the ult. Knife being broken. Loud. Should have the protocols for this, but still Zekin with knives is a very dangerous target. Tagged up by the drone. Has to respect it now. Has to back away. Zelsis drops on the other section of the map. The other side of things. Still with that plant down.
They're pitting.
They are going to be pitting, committing into this one. This is interesting. I mean, even though the money is a little bit wild still, now the lockdown being infested. I mean, that is absolutely crazy stuff still. Feeling like it's necessary now.
Half हो गया boss.
This spot and this position on top of it can't break it down. So detained and dealt with. Big committed with the ultimates here on either side, but it's
नहीं commit करना था यार Viper Spade.
Players surviving.
अगले round में commit करते.
Both ults that were used there probably should have been saved for another round, but the problem is the kills came through so quick, so close to the ults being invested. I think John didn't quite realize that he was in such a
defender skill जो है तो लगाया है बरोबर लगाया है. It's okay. Viper Spade का कोई sense नहीं बनता था.
To send that one, make sure that they get the streak online. So now we go into a rifle round. Zelsis ultimate, super powerful.
Viper Spade they could actually have used मतलब.
It should be the round what the timeout was scored for at least.
मैं अगर तुम लोगों को बोलूँगा ना तो next round के अंदर, eco round के अंदर if they are using it. कोई sense ही नहीं बैठता है. Saucy with that fish now.
Looking elite, looking to clear out the side as well for the rest of his team. Look at that, skipping and hopping over around the side.
Crash got hit.
Mago. Dive and dash onto this one. Now Sadak is his bodyguard. Doesn't. Sentinels over.
Has a wallbang angle here.
Yeah, it's a wallbang angle with a pit drop down on top of it. Lockdown though should push him out of position. potentially it to clear, but Les might just go down with a ship. He might just opt to getting detained. QCK.
हाँ कसम बीच इतना
Tucked
बड़ा
all the way
लड़
behind him, and yeah, he will get detained just so that this pit stays
हाँ
separate.
shot रे
Onto the top Rattlers position, dropping down. Crucial kill here.
Shot
Celsius cleans that one up, so no gaps now left into the play. Hunter's Fury offloaded. Really just going to be utilized to try and push at these players from Loud into these forward positions.
3v2 now.
Ever so slightly, but still a player disadvantage. Molly, we're waiting for it to fade with Mosh down now. Dizzy on top of it with the Cove. Now stacking up all together.
Pull Molly,
should be good enough here for Sentinels. How players realize it. They're the ones who have to make the moves.
Oh.
It's Kawazine. Kawazine.
Bro, they just went in. They just.
Disgusting.
That looked like a checkmate situation.
Bro, I thought Sentinels का round है
They
ये.
still had a crossfire from 3 different areas that they could have set up.
There's no way.
And yet through the high tide, through Tui's util,
And this was actually the round of Sentinels, man.
One, though the efforts didn't get him anywhere. This time putting rounds on the board. Yeah, Kaplan's going to be annoyed about that, but I don't really think that Sen misplayed it too much. Kawazine just hit some really nice counter spam through the high tide and then got a sick shot on a jump peak.
Yeah, sometimes it be like that.
Yeah.
Loud. Only creeping forwards with this lead here.
Yeah, look at how mobile they are with QCK's positioning.
Oh,
Gets
shot.
another one. That's excellent.
Yeah, okay.
They played him over towards A. Last round he walked down Tube. This time he's over towards B. So difficult to predict.
Middle though with a no command. Plant. Oh, hello. Counter spam. Kawazine dropped. Still have to worry about this operator.
That was actually through mid.
Bro, that collide.
Tense dropped to his knees. There's no chance in hell he's being picked up. And now, plenty of time and space brought for the rest of these Loud boys to really get into the action. Auxiliaries are here.
God,
Wide
Zensis.
face by Zelsis traded though. Dropped down and John QT again isolated in this 1 versus 2 position. Familiar scenes for him. The reload surely going to be heard, and yes, Les is very quick.
It is crazy. The way Loud is playing retake on B again and again, it's crazy, man.
Very similar to the Thrifty that got them started on this map. Takes an early angle, hits the shot, and then he's there to punish. This is now 5 in a row for Loud to really get the gears going.
Huh.
I was talking about the attack side for both of these teams being good, but I mean, so far it's clearly Louder the ones
It's
who have
good.
stepped
Okay. उसका हाथ पे लगी और उसके टकले हुए.
Disgusting shot. QCK with his op.
Zekin's Achilles heel.
Yeah. Barely tagging onto him.
So
Guys,
Loud,
this
they have found
might be the
something
last
work,
map
which is
actually.
QCK's op.
मैं इसके बाद
Now
वाला
they're
map
giving it to
offline देख
Kawazine.
लूँगा.
Just to mix it up. If QCK
I
is
won't be
spotted
able
now,
to make it
still
to the map 3
rattled
अगर
off
map
the
3
shots.
जाता है तो. Because
Suddenly
have
using
to
dash.
study as well.
Where's that
थोड़ा
kill
सा.
come from? I mean, Les, this is literally the same as what he did in the pistol round. I mean, he went for this aggressive push on that initial round, man. He's taking matters
shot
into his
था
own
ये?
hands. Does not care. Worth a damn.
Bro, एक-एक करके क्यों पीक कर रहे हो?
Bait and switch setup from Kawazine and Les as well. Such an unusual one with the Sova opping. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a Loud that is very, very angry. You prod and poke the bear.
And frankly,
7-3.
it wasn't necessary for Les to go and do that. When they've already won 5 rounds in a row and the game plan's working, does Les need to force those fights and take the 1v1s? No, but he's Les. He's Les. He does just have these moments where he decides to take over a game, and he's been pushing up on A looking for that fuel, but Zelsis has not been giving it to him.
Give me a moment.
If they're B defaulting and they leave Zelsis
You guys
with the
enjoying the
killjoy utility on
match?
A, Zelsis plays it really safe. And John just took a jiggle there and decided he liked the idea of stepping up. I don't know why you would. 12-3 less.
This guy, I mean, he gets sorely underestimated by
हाँ, तुम लोग match देखो.
He doesn't play the
मैं
most
कोई 1
flashy
minute दो.
roles, but can't deny his individual talent, his skill.
And now Sen on a weird buy, looking like they want to just set up for that default A hit. Get Tens up over on 2 pipes, where he's got that flash angle.
Turret broken in mid.
Oh, the
Good
flash.
prior to this.
Actually not in the right spot.
Really deep flash now. I mean, Les decided to take the re-peek. Dizzy shot fired straight into the wall there. Zekin wins it out though. Molly's dealt with. Accounted for. Now you're going to see it. The Reckoning pressing forwards with the advantage that they've got. Loud, not giving up any space. They want to take it right back away from them. And already you can see it, that deep position. weaker guns and weaponry still. Maybe Sen could make something of it. Again, the triangle of death set up. This time though, Thrash taking that first contact.
Ulti actually, bro. मैं face cam off ही रख रहा हूँ, चलेगा. Match देखो तुम लोग. Kind of अगर मैं face cam off रख रहा हूँ तो ये जीत रहे.
Planted for Sassy, tapping Sadak. Over and around, spotted, one, Sassy dropped, Sadak now, but time surely working against in the jump spot, the jiggle, John QT, trying to gamble and dice with Dev himself here all the way through.
Let's go.
John with another clutch. So similar to his situation on Split where we saw him play against Kao and Zine and less. Beautifully done there. But I do think overall Sen are giving Loud way too much space in these post plans. If Zalsis hadn't been able to get those two kills and open things up, I think Sen might have been in trouble again.
Zalsis actually
most teams when they play against the Harbor Viper, they're trying to get aggressive in post plant situations and stop them before they get into retake spots. Sen are backing off and trying to play post plant utility. But if they can secure this round, it's looking good.
It's 7-5. मैं बोला 7-5 is a good thing. और मिल भी जाएगा 7-5 इनको.
Top of the rafters. QCK is obviously on the other side of the map, just trying to lock down at B angle. But the lockdown now.
Guys, क्या बोलते हो? Cam off रखो या on?
Another problem with this
I
composition.
hope on करना ही पड़ेगा. Option नहीं.
You don't have molly lineups.
Backing out no detainment.
I don't have another option, man. I don't have.
This one up, Mosh pit into the back now. This time Sen fighting too.
Bro, Consin. Okay, Zon QT trade करके perfectly. He just get the third one as well. He just get the ulti online.
88 health to his name. He just needs to survive. The spray down.
He's the fourth one, man. It's the fourth one.
With him toppling Ace on the cars, the crowd wants
Everybody is cheering for that Ace. Everybody.
Spotted out wide. Will his team give him anything?
No, the round is important.
A round gained, and Sen will be happy with that. That's a salvage situation when his half was looking so damn poor.
And round 11, round 12, the player to salvage it is John. What a beautiful spray transfer there. And then getting the third on the rope too. All coming off the back of winning the
Nice. The fourth one was good. But the two which came in just smoke of 2 seconds, that was crazy.
Really competitive map overall. I believe we've got a special guest down on the floor as well. Let's send it down for an interview.
Hey guys, I am here right now with Coriano. Coriano, what's up? How are you liking Masters Madrid?
Masters Madrid is awesome. I mean, I'm really cheering for Loud. I arrived 2 days ago and I'm enjoying the city.
Of course, right? And how do you feel about this rematch? What are you expecting from Loud?
Sentinels is a very strong team. They beat us on VCT Americas, so I'm hoping for a really close match. We were
Loud
able
winning
to
it.
show our game on the first map, but we are trying our best on the second one.
Of course, excited for that comeback. Now, what's this I hear that you bought every single VCT bundle? Is that correct?
Yes, is that true?
Oh my gosh. Okay, now I have to ask you, what's your top 3? And you can't say Loud.
Okay, I really like Talon,
Talon?
G2, and also Cloud9 one.
Oh, okay. That's a healthy representation. I like those picks. Now, last but not least, can you give a quick shout out to the fans? Maybe get them to buy some Loud bundles. How about that?
Yeah, sure. First of all, buy Loud bundle, and thank you guys for cheering for Loud. It's a close match. We are top 4. Last Masters we weren't really great, but I hope this one we can get the title.
All right, you heard it from Coriano. Let's get back into the game and let's get loud.
Bundles, man. I mean, I will say about Loud, they do have one of the only, like, proper green bundles, if you like the color green. So they got that going for them.
Yeah, if you're a fan of green, any eco-friendly people out there?
Yeah. I mean, money, other substances that we won't mention. If you're a fan of any of that, listen, maybe the Loud bundle, but listen, 7 to 5.
The Loud bundle, the loudest bundle actually.
A very, honestly, a huge one. And Sen have won every pistol so far in this series. So, if they're able to
मैं कैम ऑफ रखता हूँ वॉइस रुको मैं थोड़ा टाइम है ना कैम ऑफ करता हूँ देखता हूँ कितने राउंड्स एक्चुअली कैम ऑफ कर रहे हुए सेंटिनल्स निकालती है
Loud are one of the teams that buy sheriffs the most in these pistol situations.
ये टोटका भी करके देख लेते हैं फॉर सेंटिनल्स
Trying to take those long range fights, Celsius. I mean, prior rounds, teammates dancing and dicing.
A पे वाइपर और कयो को खिला रहे हैं. B पे
chance, isn't it, that it goes poorly? He's going to be backing his way up to kitchen.
The reclear here from
B पे Jet और Gecko mid पे. KJ is lurking somewhere actually.
Good gamble to take, and they've got a little bait and switch set up here. Kind of blocked by the wall though.
Yeah, I mean, there's no going to be any swings coming out for here. Sassy needs to get one, but yeah, like I said, no trade in sight. Second dash activated.
Yeah, that's just wasted.
अगर कहीं ये राउंड निकाल दिया ना सेंटिनल्स में मैं पूरे मैप में कैम ऑन नहीं कर रहा.
Called that pause in the round.
Holding for a repush.
Yeah.
You guys just enjoy the game.
Already recleared this area once in the round. Cloud are ready for it.
Zekken's now going to be pushing to this one and done angle. Now that the dash that we talking about prior is gone. Loud, we're going to have to clear this one. Bodies might do it. Surely, Ghost moment, not getting away with too much more still. 1 for 1. Drop down, Zelsis taking up space back towards the backside of Yellow. I need some supportive util.
Flashing.
So, flash repeat time.
Shot.
Needs it now, needs help right now, and he's got it. The follow through from the rest of
The
them.
SEN badal.
Reinforcements jump.
Bro, the Sentinels classic hai.
He's taking them all out. 7 seconds remaining. Molly has to stick it through here for Sadak with that plant. It's the only way. He goes down to it.
Plant के लिए stick करोगे बाबा तो दिक्कत है बाबी.
Viper versus Viper.
They should know that less is this week. This Sentinels Classic could do work here.
Low है ये तो पता होगा ना.
For John QT, thankfully, he's got a bit of time on his side. Contacting, spots it. That's now going to be dropping. Orb propped up. How does John choose to play it? Here's those shots. Spots it.
पता है ना वही बोल रहा हूँ पता तो है low है.
Done and dusted. Wipe your hands of that one. Pistol round here for Sentinels.
Did not look good for them at the beginning of this round.
मैं जैसे ऐसे कैम ऑफ करता हूँ ये राउंड जीतती है अभी मैं वापस कैम ऑन करूँगा. गेम खेल रहा हूँ मैं तुम लोग के साथ भी कैम ऑन.
Using the slower pace of Loud there. Loud had multiple opportunities in the round where they could have gone forwards as a team and cleared out a solo player on B. Because they took so long dealing with Zekken.
They couldn't have stick. मतलब साला प्लांट कर लिया stick करने का chance ही नहीं बनता था.
But yeah, because they took so long dealing with Zekken, that allowed Zelsis to tuck into Yellow.
Nice.
And like I said,
everybody just screamed,
man. Pistols, 1 for Sentinels. And this is going to get them back into this map. It's an enormous advantage, especially because it offers you opportunities to keep that momentum going with a bonus.
Clear ideas.
What are those odds कि वो right side से pick करे या left side से?
Ideas. I mean here, Zekken, Outlaw. Sees the jump.
पता नहीं था.
Just baited out for the shot wide, and QCK just didn't really realize that he was
अब
already pushed up on
Outlaw
the
ही
left
हाथ
side,
में.
so he's earned himself an upgrade.
Yeah, nobody for Zekken to play off. That's a really bold angle. He was expecting Loud to be playing more slowly.
Sadak not willing to give away his life to the Molly once more for the plant, so that util out.
2 of these players will die to a one-shot from the outlaw.
They're not watching for it.
So,
That's the Ghost gameplay occurring right now. Out wide.
Nice. 3v2.
Reclaim a bit of that territory, a bit of that ground, and he has slowed it down enough for the spike to be dropped down. But it is a 2 versus 3. This is the danger zone right now. The Verge are getting thriftied. Like you said, a single shot will do it. You've essentially handed over the operator to QCK.
Yeah. It looks like a save, to be honest, but they're still going to try and fight. Oh,
nice!
There are still opportunities and danger here.
Slip them up.
Tens is making an enormous wraparound unless it's gone into Snowman. This is such a bizarre round.
And John QT's back.
चप्पल पड़ेगी.
The wall, all about the timing. No way! As Lesser finds it. And the gamble, the wraparound here of Tens has to pay off. It has to pay off massively, but it's not going to be planted out wide. Les, does he even acknowledge it? The reload is heard here.
Nice!
Quarters again, cuts it up into the angle, 1 versus 1, but it really should never have been here. In the first place, Knife tags it. Knows a rock
nice!
Positioning as the wall fades. The head is collected.
That is a crucial one for Tens
भाई वो
to win.
snowman से घुमा पूरा window आया window पे जाके मारा.
Tens getting value out of the play that they went for.
That knife worked.
Tends to go for that flank all the way through mid, wrapping back around quietly the whole time, and not have clock pressure.
That knife actually worked for the Tens because wall instantly down हो गया.
Could not have gone better, the timing in that round for Tens.
Crazy round. One suppressed. And despite Sen winning,
Saucy भाई 3 flag पे क्या कर रहे हो?
Really expensive. Yes, they carried a 1 rifle through, but they're opting to just take a full eco.
Yeah. And so, a really bizarre start to this half. Yeah. Sen win the pistol. You expect them to get up the momentum that they have done on every other
Momentum
half.
continue करो यार, momentum continue करो.
Winning the round.
That needs to be dealt with here. What a snap to the side.
They're playing
QCK
kind of a bonus
deleted off the
round.
face of the map.
I saw bonus.
Responded in kind here. Sadak. But
जो
cheeky there
equal
with
लग
Heat
रहा है.
on the top here, just trying to play on top of 410. Drops down the Nana Swarms, making sure that nobody can play forwards. He does have the spike. Let's get his plan down.
But ऐसा bonus जो equal लग रहा है actually.
Little bit of damage done, but not too bad. Yeah. Love that cove too. You can plant in a number of positions where it's very helpful. And Lauda looking to try to play a little
Problem
further
वहाँ
forwards
create
than we saw
करेगा.
from the post plants of Sentinels. You know, fighting on top of 410 with 2Es ready to swing. They've got 2 layers to this, really.
Oh, deactivated. Nice cooldown. A lot of util offloaded from Sen just to try and clear that.
अब आगे भागेंगे ये लोग एक दो frags निकालने के लिए. Let's see.
Already. It's running out wildly. It's not a luxury they have whatsoever. No one's even forcing a tap onto the spike here. There's a gap into the wall. Tens out wide and open. Man, this is just madness. Sadak, what are you getting away with?
Shooting fish in a barrel. You can see Sen had no
The
idea.
moment somebody is taking, he's just spamming and
It turns
spamming.
red when it's being diffused.
मेरे को पता ही था एक्चुअली में यही होना था, लेकिन तब चलो फिर से कैम ऑफ करूंगा, फिर से राउंड जीतेगी.
Loud were given those kills towards the end, and this has been a bit of a stretched out beginning to the half. They're building up to some big ultimates.
Yes, they are.
The Harbor ult is excellent for being able to take more aggressive control of a site.
Mahambali.
If you're Sen here cooking up a game plan, I think you want to be going for like flash reclears to disrupt this before the big execute comes through. Maybe that's what Sen are planning with both of the flash initiators and Zekken playing A. But at the moment, 2E's heading B for that classic cascade at the start of the round.
Early turret broken. Now Loud regrouping over towards A.
And this is where I'd love to see Zekken posted up on pipes and trying to get some kind of flash aggression going. Because I think if you give space to Loud, this execute is going to be difficult to hold on against.
Drone going to be heard. One tag down to Sassy, backs him away. Top belts seen and spotted. Dash to get himself out of there. Reckoning now cleared away through for the rest of Loud to follow. All the way through. Stuns. Not really being respected. I mean, Zekken is just trying to really get the most out of it there, and he is finally punished. So, no command, fast, off the rip, pushing forward. So they're going to expect this. QCK is already behind the man. Already behind him, playing up with the rest of his team. And 3 players fall just like that, dropped to the ground, to your knees, if you are Tens in this case, and Celsius, poor Celsius. 1v4, last one left. Decision being made for him, really. Has to be the save, just has to do some exit damage, but even economical damage doesn't do that much.
No, it doesn't. I mean, Loud are building up a nice economy. They've got a great game plan, and Sen are not playing disruptively enough. Loud are just getting to play their own tempo, their pace. They could never really get a grapple on that on split. They were always trying to force fights in mid, and Sen were never letting them. That time, the patience and the slow play really rewarded Sen. And on this map, I feel like they need to be getting a little more up in Loud's face, trying to utilize the strengths of this composition, which are the flashes to go for those mid-round reclear timings. But when Loud are given space, you see how difficult it was. Though Zekken tried for him to get a timing around the Harbor ult there. And then when Loud are set up in these aggressive post-plant spots, their players, they can shoot, man. Yeah. They can shoot. The buy in this round, very similar to round 15. You know, everyone on pistols apart from one player with a rifle.
So with the money chunked down, in theory, you're expecting Loud again to just keep stringing these rounds together. The danger starts building. Hello. Through the wall just in case, but Dash to respect it. The trouble is here, I mean, Loud, you got to think, could be probably able to get themselves a plan.
Only Zekken's seen both times, even though there's a stack here.
There's a flash repeat as well with a Dizzy, but the wall in their face as well. It just gives that covering fire for Sadak. Using through, not too sure how that kill was found. Sadak, really sassy with this reposition. Close now, tries to face it. Again, there's just too many numbers to overcome. The advantage is Loudy. I mean, they've just picked them apart. It's methodical in nature. As I was saying earlier, I mean, Earns them up to a couple of key ultimates. Lockdown now for Sadak to use for the next.
Yeah. And sometimes it can be such flowchart Valorant on this map.
Yeah.
Because if the defenders can't get in a good position to disrupt what you're doing, we saw it from Fnatic when they dominated this map, you know, in times gone by. But the attack side, you have the opportunity to go and take a little bit of space and use big ults like Sadak's lockdown to really give yourself a free post-plant situation. And that's where you need to see over towards pipes. And so having some setups that could deal with those, yeah, might end up being really crucial.
Just trying to think one step ahead, right?
Yeah, yeah. And of course, you know, Sadak, he's a good enough IGL that coming out of a timeout like this, he might decide not to use an ult play whatsoever from the strat book. And he might just send it with, like, I don't know, 3 players pushing mid or something. You know, really to just try to mess with what SEN are expecting.
Right here.
So we're going to see Recon deep with the Cascade to try to push away anybody that might be playing aggressive over towards B, and that is where Zekken's got the Operator.
Look at how hard this is for Zekken to get value with the Operator. I mean, he smokes in his face. QCK, he's already pushed up onto the left-hand approach.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough.
You can't watch everything at once.
The Cascade now over towards A might give Zekken the idea that, you know, only the Lurker is here, so he could be a bit more bold with it. I believe Sadak was just caught by the knife. No, I don't think he was actually. So he's going to be able to get this lockdown off.
Spike's dropped down in mid. Trying to fake presence here, except with 3 players right behind him, it's going to feel very real. Still Zekken, will he be dislodged from this forward position? He's the one who's going to be trying to gather this information. Does
allowed
the gamble?
Allowed overcooking this a little? Using the lockdown for the fake when they have the full A site?
It's if Zekken really, it's on him because the Loud players are now going to be walking and waiting right into that crosshair. Dart forward, misses the shot. Now he has to really just use those smokes to evacuate and escape the ire of Loud. They're already fast onto the approach, but
They're
back away. Yeah, going back to A.
Sadak's like, guys, there's no one here.
Look at this guy, look at the position. You practically expect him to be a defender with this spot.
30 seconds
Forwards
left.
though with the smokes. Elsis can't adjust it, can't snap to it. QCK drops him. And this is real chaos and pandemonium being strewn into the round. You don't expect this. Patience played all the way through. Thrash out wide, and they're just shooting bullets. It's easy targets all about. Boundless right now for Les. The rest of his crew.
10 seconds left.
With the free plants.
Spike planted.
And there's nothing you can do, not with the retake to the Operator.
Yeah, not unless Zekken's able to get a freebie in a situation like that. It just looks very difficult from Sentinel's perspective for them to get any kind of foothold in a round like this one. So I certainly don't think the round was game planned like that, right? It looked like it was intended to be an A fake that you end up hitting B. But the audible call, as Sadak just realized that he had all the space in the world.
I can't believe it. I mean, how did he get himself up there?
Yeah, I mean, he just wandered in.
Top left rafters.
He wandered in, takes the rope, jumps onto rafters.
Yeah.
He's got a great spot. But also, Sen unaware that a lurker could have taken that positioning, right? Tens walks through, Sassy's using Thrash. They don't think about, are they ending A here because there's a lurker giving them that info?
Just let them try to catch me.
And Loud, they are pulling away. Looking better here on
30
Icebox.
seconds left.
Which is really good to see because Split was unbelievably one-sided. But of course, you've got to look and frame this in context. This is probably the second worst map that SEN have in their pool.
Yeah, they don't have many of them, do they?
No.
Through the cracks here.
So, you know, for them to still be keeping it somewhat competitive, not bad.
It's not bad at all. For Loud, got their sights set though on his next few rounds. Make sure they can lock this map up. Easy peasy. Now for Sentinels, they've had to really be forced into a purchase around the 2 guns that they have saved. So it's just Guardians online, or at least for Zelsis. Presence now towards it. One more earn towards the Reckoning.
This is where Zekken was positioned in the previous round. He's got the Operator over on A.
Clear. Just with the Dizzy, there's really nothing else behind it. No flash re-clear. Just the one bit of util, and it was broken almost immediately with the slowed down approach, John.
Yeah, at least they're trying to find the timings to go for that kind of thing, but just throwing the single Dizzy, it doesn't have the same impact. It's worse than a single flash from the KO, honestly. And Louder just keeping all of this presence over towards B, and Zekken is still worried about a lurker on A.
It's that prior conditioning here with 40 seconds left. Plan's gonna have to go down at some point. Drone.
throwing the nade lineup so that they can still fight with the nade.
Hello, pop flash play, Tens. He's still alive here, got his one, but 2 years also returned with the fire now. Feeling the heat, feeling the emphasis that he needs to make a play here. That's why he's going wide, dodge. Side there, away from the shutdown. Mosh pit, dissuading it, pushing back this one, but he doesn't expect the player above him. And around the back. Oh! What an adjustment! Flicks it aside, luckily 2 years still there, not a reckoning. Drop down with only 12 seconds left, there's no plan online. They're stunned here, up and away, updraft all around! And Sentinels,
wow!
They grasp it in the midst of all of that.
That's wild! The defense utility, though, was so much better this round than what we've been seeing so far. So Tens throws a nade lineup as he hears the drone coming through, which allows him to have denial of the plant pressure at the same time as flashing through the wall, which is sick. Those kind of timings, beautiful. It's also then, there's a mosh onto the plant position too. Let's go! Let's go, boys! So much utility pressure in that round. A lot better from what we've been seeing. And it's stumped Loud.
Yeah. Sentinel's not wanting to go down quietly here. Dart dealt with.
A little bit of miscommunication there. Zekken wasn't sure that it was going to get broken, that Tens could see it.
Knife, re-tagged.
This is the first time we've seen someone try to play an aggressive position on pipes.
Should give the indicator. I mean, Tens has no way to get out of this one. There's too many
हाँ
spots.
बोला ना कैम ऑफ करूँगा थोड़े बहुत राउंड्स आएंगे
It's messy. It's real damn messy. Luckily, Zekken is still
Shot.
here and collects. With 2 on the board now, maybe a chance for Sentinels really setting themselves up in an advanced position. It's been one of the first times. Yet Sadak says, not quite. He does something to say about it. Does bring it into a 3v3 now with that util finally. Respecting Sadak. Pushed away once more, and it's about bleeding it out. Another tap. Online this time. In the wingman. Dizzy over the top. Zekken back into the...
Spotted!
Hello. Just not quite seeing that one over the top below him. Does not anticipate
Ended.
his teammates did. Swinging at precisely the right moment.
Spotted and ended.
So not out of it just yet. Not a long shot.
No, these last 2 rounds have been lovely from Sen. If they keep playing like this, there are certainly chances for them here. We'll see this from Zekken's perspective again.
Guys, this might be this is.
But also, the defensive utility is lovely. They're throwing great util to stop the plant going down, and then they're finding a timing to then flash and pop back out to re-fight Loud.
This
When
is
Loud don't really have
actually
utility available. Sadak anticipated it, fell back, but they didn't win the duels. This is aggressive.
Yeah, time to show some
Shots! Zekken back
He
पीछे.
does get the value from it.
Sadak playing that spot way more aggressively than Zelsis was too, offering himself up as a pick. Kawanzin gets ult online. Can they cook some kind of play based off the Hunter's Fury? I think it's going to be difficult, especially when Tens is holding knife for anything like that.
Yeah, for Loud, I mean, you can feel they're trying to bait out these aggressive reclears.
Yep.
Just why, you know, the pump fake, waiting, throwing out a high tide, seeing if they flash through the wall and try and fight through it, but...
Yeah, you've got to make the timings as difficult as possible for Sen to find them. 1 second.
So much to watch. I mean, you've seen it. You've seen it. He is exposed, though. You are right. Many chances for him to be swung from a multitude of
Peak
angles, reactions. Now, yes, he slams a dash, but it's not active. Here he goes. Dart has to cover himself. His own footsteps there away from it. For the reswing now across. He saws him over the rope, but he couldn't adjust the aim in time. Zelsis spamming and spraying and a bit of praying. Let's get the job done there with the removal onto 2 years. Kawazin, though, will not be pushed back and away.
नहीं यार, Heaven push कर गया.
Over the top of rafters. Risks necessary in this spot, especially when you're a player down.
The pit invested in the 3v4 here.
That's dirty.
It does cover the spike.
Yeah, look at that. Stretches all the way over towards it, and he still has 2 snake bites as well. That will put the time pressure now onto Sentinels. This could be the 12th round for Loud. It's about how they navigate it. It's about how they sail through. A tap forwards now. What is the next wave of things? QCK traded. Now sticking though already there. That's going to be the wingman putting that pressure onto a Hunter's Fury. Skipping a hop over to the top. And well, it's just been stuck.
It's diffused.
That's incredible.
मेरे को लगा wingman टूट गया.
Wingman does not take additional damage from the pit being there, and they just assumed that it did. They didn't deal with Wingman the entire time.
मेरे को लगा wingman टूट गया.
And the vulnerable is just devastating. You can do nothing about that. But the Wingman is, he doesn't care about it.
Yeah, he is.
Look at him.
He is no man. He does not care.
Bro. Sliggy losing his mind.
Oh my goodness.
Keep guns. Off back rafter if you can get it.
W wingman W.
Calm and collected though. We're straight back into things here, but Sen rattling off the rounds now, really making it almost even here. One step away from 11 to 11.
And yeah, Sen's ult bank is just huge.
काय अल्टी केजे अल्टी पे एक राउंड रीटेक कर सकते हैं, अगले राउंड पे पैसा है भाई, पैसा बहुत है लाउड पे.
Perhaps with a little bit of luck involved too, but they got themselves a player advantage beforehand anyway. Zekan's been spotted. What does that do to Sadak's calling here?
Try and speed it up, or do you want to go in a different direction? It looks like they want to just try and tackle it into A. Now Zekan didn't use his dash.
Now they just have 8 minutes, 1 minute 8 seconds actually.
Flying. Still, he's looking for a shot. Can't adjust it. Time still just sees the shoulder, but has
Connection
to
are
finally
not
back
being
away.
made.
Punish for that one with the count to spam a tap from Sadak. Get himself into the cove, locked down.
Defenders locked down.
Early timing on the lockdown stops Loud from setting up to break it. And it's also not positioned over towards screens. Yes, it doesn't go as deep, but Zelsis is going to make sure that there aren't people playing these aggressive post-plant positions.
Does them out and away. They deal with a
Nice
util,
shot,
they deal with his
Zeki.
Zekan just wants to take up the straight up fight, attack. Baiting it out now, Nade, a bit short and shy off the mark there, still damage being done
Gensis.
to a multitude of players, only 3 left standing for Lau, but again, anyone
Shot.
can win it, you just have to just rely on a bit of that RNG. Zek, 10s, pushing with the operator, Sadak still stands.
Nice.
Don't have it still, John has got to stick it now. And a tap.
Okay, the frag was on Zekan and not on Zensis, man.
Barely there with 2 seconds just over.
They look in control, though, of these retake situations, which is something that we weren't seeing from them in those...
मैं बोला ऐसे में कैम ऑन ऑफ वाला गेम खेलूंगा, सेंटिनल्स जीतने लगेगा.
The lockdown is so nice from Zelsis. Teams have come up with protocols to be able to deal with the lockdown that's over towards screens. They have a player up aggressive, or they have some kind of, you know, nade combo. Sadak has lineups for it too. But throwing that out in a different position over towards heaven, and yeah,
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's
optimized,
crazy.
but
Just
it's not
2
gonna
more,
get
2 more, 2
broken.
more.
Those are not
If
aggressive
Loud
positions. We can
loses
start
this,
On the big stage. Can't count this team out with how they were looking just initially, but you're right. I mean, Sentinels, they've also been slowly building up a repertoire. Their CV's looking long. Bringing it to a team like Loud, 11 to 11. Still with the Viper's Pit, still with a Thrash.
And all of this without Zekan really finding too much value from the operator in the last couple of rounds, right? He's trying to take the timings and he's finding good openings, but he's not landing the shots. Here it looks like he wants to try and take this timing instantly underneath the tube, aiming for less.
okay, turret broken.
Sees the
Yes,
turret.
the turret
No, turret is
actually,
not broken actually.
A drone utilized by Loud though. It's going to be pushing up and taking this space with a lockdown. Feels like a B hit. Should be a B hit. Second.
The guys will be pushed till the
Where
area
are
of
you going with
no
4
man
seconds
actually.
left? Is this being held for? Yes. Look at that awareness. Jump spot, jiggle peek. Holy updraft dash, but he cannot escape it. Sadak was hot on the heels, set to punish it. Deep dart now. Thrash being used just off the initial tap here, but doesn't really spot anything at all. In fact,
bhega
not
diya.
because QCK again lurking up through, spots it out with a nano swarms broken, both of them.
Celsius has the timing to try to disrupt this.
Shot!
Les gets dropped.
Go back, 4v4.
4v4.
Backside gained. Plan for Sadak. Not to be pushed away this time. Moshpit just a little bit too delayed and late. This is going to be setting themselves up potentially in a favored counter here with the retake of Sentinels. Jump spot, just seeing, but he does back away. So now with the alarm bot, bit of spam, bit of spray.
Flash is good, the spam is good actually. Run duty, oh bhai sahab, 3-1.
Expecting that follow-up, especially with 2 years there, but what can he really do in this spot? V3. You have to find one of the fights, and Zelsis isn't keen on giving him it. Now Sassy sticking, half already. Options dwindling. It's a high-low pace.
Team पे ऐसा भरोसा कि डिफ्यूज से उठना ही नहीं.
Incredible resurgence from this team on this map in particular. I mean, they're looking to seal this one up in 2.
I think Loud played a great round there as well, and the Sen retake
11-7
was
से
too much for them.
11-12.
Now. The flash to be able to catch QCK is lovely, and then Sen players playing high-low positions.
Even if it didn't work, I love that you wanted to be.
Yeah, it's great.
Communication. Just on point. Every time we get a little sneak peek at the replays.
Yeah, and Sen 5 rounds in a row to be able to get up to match point and set up a date with Gen.G.
Aggressive. Here it is.
Oi, nahi re, Tenzu.
to the side. It was actually Tenz who was the one who went down there to a bit of random spam, updraft and away. Back in. Got to respect now at a reckoning.
It's incredible that SEN are winning these rounds while the early fights are going so terribly for them.
Sarai with the plan.
Send the mollies, man. Send the mollies.
Loud. Again, surely set up for success, but I said that last time. It was SEN who ended up taking it, but this time there's a player disadvantage. Doubled up, shoulder to shoulder, round to the back. Tuya showing presence.
Nice shot.
A little jiggle and offset there with a movement, but not going to expect Kawazin. And he's still here, alive and kicking. Weaving in and out, dodging, juking, playing with his team.
Nice
trade. Through overtime.
But it's overtime now.
Finally, Loud able to get that round that's been eluding them for so long. And we're treated to an overtime.
Now it's overtime, baby.
Huge performance from Loud, not allowing their resolve to crumble.
Guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe.
Never had that 2-0 between these teams this year. We've had more back and forth occurrences. But that little resurgence from SEN has taken us to a spot where it does look like a possibility, unless Loud can dig deep.
Yeah, revisiting it. Of course, it was Loud, you know, they won that one 2-0 in their initial matchup in 2024. Fought back immediately by SEN in the finals where they took it an absolute bomb burn. I mean, it was a map 5 world-class game from both of these teams. Pushed once more.
Chalo, chalo, chalo.
Dart. Broken. QCK forwards position as the sides are switched around. We know he's been getting
अब
aggressive.
dash out भी कर तो सकता है क्योंकि dash पहले से active है. But अब कुछ नहीं.
Now to Dizzy. Didn't even really connect him. He was so close to the corner, but he doesn't land the shot, so backs away. Showing presence there with the operator. He wants a second go at things. Sassy, not expecting it. The rest allowed backing him.
Nice, nice.
It's sprayed and messy. It's all over the bloody place.
3 HP.
2 left to stand here from Sentinels.
Gonna be a difficult situation for John and Celsius to recover. Do they know that everybody is here? I'm not sure they've seen
He'll
Sarai.
get the plant. He'll ult. He'll play around ult.
Picking up that ult orb, one away from getting a pit online. If there was an ult that could turn this round, it would be that one. They've got to be concerned about the wall. Les can drop it at any point to try to set up the double face.
Doubled up side by side, top rafters, 2 years. Important one to win was Elsis dropping. John QT sends the nade, flying, the molly. There.
Oh!
Land the kill. He now has pit. He does have the pit, but does he choose to offload it? Of course he does. It's OT. And now drops it down. Evacuating the one angle, but over the top of the ropes. Doesn't expect 2 years.
It's crazy.
Good try, nice catch by Tui's. John was thinking about just slipping away. But Loud, after getting that recovery in round 24, now put themselves up to map point. QCK going for the force buy. The glass cannon operator.
First map point for Loud.
You can see John looks gutted. He wasn't able to pull that one off. So we're going into it. SEN kept at 12. Zekan is going for the same thing, the glass cannon op. They have not found success with this particularly. But they've been winning anyway. A lot of those defensive rounds towards the end.
This time no Loud, they set their sights over towards B. Ah, it's no way. The spam.
Very
Nearly
close.
tagging him up, draft over the
No,
top.
bro.
Wonderful punish onto the corner. Even more where that came from as the rest of his team, this is it. Set up for success, set up for map 3. And you got to think it. It's inevitable on top of the ropes. How is he accurate there? Running and gunning, but Tenz dealt with. Dropped. And a retake with the op. It's a fairy tale moment for Zekan, it will have to be, and he doesn't expect it. The wrap there, so 14-12, Loud. We are going all the way.
Achie. Chalo guys.
Deserves a map 3 this series, but
Map
for
3
a moment I thought SEN were going to clean it out.
Main channel पे देख लो यार. The thing is, मेरे को अब पढ़ने जाना पड़ेगा. It's 12:30 already, and we are here from being 4 hours actually. So I'll be seeing you guys. क्या चाहिए तो कर तो सकते हैं, but नहीं. Forcing won't work. Forcing won't work. Because body rest is important. And वो रेस्ट करने से मिलेगी भाई, कल सुबह पढ़ना भी है. तो things are very much pretty much aligned up. दिक्कत वो है कि तब things are pretty much aligned. I have to go anyhow. I have to anyhow go. I'm really sorry. I'll be leaving. Bye bye guys. Take care. See ya. बाप रे देखो अब ऑफलाइन तुम लोग. Those who are watching, I'll be seeing you tomorrow.